if the time comes that Jake decides he wants to look at a fresh start, then that's the time we'll start drilling down on that. But as far as I'm aware, that hasn't happened yet.
Carlton also keen on Carlisle. I mean, good comments from Brad Scott there, up front about the interest in Carlisle. Should they go down the path of negotiating with Essendon non-Carlisle, they'll have to cough up a good player. And someone like a Sean Atley or a Sam Wright, who are both, I believe, contracted, but they will be part of the discussion on that potential transaction. And North won't, I was going to say, North won't want either of those to go, but if they're going to get Carlisle in, they'll have to give something up. Ken Hinkley doesn't want to talk about trades too much, but he's very active in this space, particularly with Charlie Dixon. This is Ken Hinkley during the week of Port.
Please. I get in trouble for even mentioning their names, so it's not worth me. So, no, look, we're not going up there to do. We're going up there to play footy, and that's all I'm worried about.
Salary caps at bursting point, but they will get some relief on Jay Schultz not being re-signed to this point and Charlie Dixon coming in. That is what other clubs now believe will happen when it's all said and done. Damien Hardwick, as you've got strong views on what he had by way of strong views on people approaching his player Alex Rance earlier in the year. This is Damien Hardwick when asked recently about Chris Yarran.
Oh, it's just one of those things from a list management committee. We'll certainly looking to improve our list in any way possible, whether it's Chris or other players. We'll be looking at those avenues, but that's something we'll remain pretty tight-lipped about, and we'll just work through that with our due diligence and try and improve our list at the course of the appropriate time.
Okay, so look, as we know, he has personally met Chris Yarran, personally met with Richmond officials. He's contracted for next year. They've made some good running. Gaz, you asked the question, and you raised the point about Kevin Butler declaring that Adam Treloar had made Richmond his club of choice.
Well, I read that somewhere.
And just to give you an example of what happens in this period, two of my people I speak to regularly and have never had any reason to doubt their information at all in the past. Two different people. One person says 100% Treloar going to Collingwood. The other person says 100% he's going to Richmond. So this is what we're dealing with. But these people have his track record with information is astoundingly accurate. So that's where the Treloar situation is. But Richmond is certainly very confident that their offer is one that is going to be considered. St Kilda, they're not yet in that zone where they're going to try and get lots of people in. They're going to have another year like they had this year, just consolidate. Tom Lee's one who may be discussed, but I doubt it very much. James Aish, they've put the inquiry in. They don't expect him to come, but they're going to be asking the question of him. Sydney were all sorts of trouble until the AFL determines, and they need to do it very quickly, to remove their vindictive ban on any player coming in over $350,000. We won't know what's going on. Just watch this space on Tippett. He is contracted, but Brisbane Lions are considering putting something in for him. Jetta, they've almost privately conceded, will be leaving to one of the Perth clubs. West Coast, not a lot of movement. Selwood almost certainly gone as a free agent. There will be interest in Lysette, given he can't crack it, given that Sinclair has been the dominant backup to Nat Nguyen. On to the Bulldogs. They're going to be active. They're interested in Carlisle. They've got a decision to make on Jared Grant, who I think's played 17 or 18 of the 21 games.
Microphone.
Yeah, he's had a good year. He's had a really, really good year, and well done to him. But he's not, I believe, yet contracted.
Microphone in. Can't be. Heart and soul out there.
Minson is contracted, and Luke Beveridge made some comments even, I think it was yesterday, about that being contracted, but have put the inquiry in and are well aware that Stephen Martin has got interest coming to Melbourne, and they're also got good connections and made good contact with representatives of Matty Cruiser from Carlton.
Bang.
Oh,
what
about that?
With a bow on it.
How about that?
Well done, with a bow.
Very, very comprehensive there.
That's it. And beautifully done.
I just can't believe old microphone head. Gary, he cannot be going anywhere. He's been brilliant for the Dogs. A man who, of course, we interviewed in our studio, and Gary mentioned the fact that he gets called microphone head.
Still the funniest thing I've seen on Triple M.
Wasn't that funny?
Can I just send out a cheerio, Joe B, to a good mate of mine from Bello, Darren Quilliam. He's having a bit of a hard time at Peter Mac, and he listens every week. So to his wife Jenny and his children Alicia and Nicole, our thoughts are with you. So good on you, Kimber.
Well done. All right, we're going to get to a break. But what the hell next? And some interesting stuff here too, by the way. For the special edition Holden Commodore Storm, it's back. Stay calm. This is the Saturday Rub, and for McDonald's, Triple M Rocks Football.
Eddie's Desk is Melbourne's biggest small live music venue. And last week, Dead Letter Circus performed live.
While you wait on certain days.
Check out Dead Letter Circus's While You Wait live from Eddie's Desk at triplem.com.au.
Ready while you wait.
It's been a pretty amazing album release so far. So we came in number 2 last week.
And not good enough. Must try harder.
If you need the second best man for the job.
Triple M's Hot Breakfast, Everything Melbourne, returns Monday from 6.
Chemist Warehouse, where all the big brand fragrances live this Father's Day.
Neil Crompton here. Have you ever stopped to think about the 5 critical components that affect the safety and performance of your vehicle? Pedders have been for over 65 years. Brakes, steering, shock absorbers, suspension and wheel alignment. Pedders call it their Performance Star. With 120 outlets Australia-wide, you can trust Pedders to check, upgrade and transform your vehicle's safety and performance. No bull. Visit pedders.com.au for your nearest location.
A row of cars stop at a red light, one set of identical brake lights after another. In the first car is Emma, twin sister to Daisy. In the second car is Neil, a piano teacher on his way to a little girl's big recital. And in the third car is Sarah, whose laugh is grating to some, but music to her husband. There's no one someone won't miss. That's why we need to end road trauma forever. Find out more at towardszero.vic.gov.au.
It's springtime, so make the most of the seasonal produce now in store at Woolies. Like Aussie RSPCA approved chicken breast fillets from the deli. Now only $7.98 a kilo. Save $1.02 a kilo. So get out there and try something new this spring at Woolies.
We're about to put the Renault Infinity hot water system through the most grueling of tests to ensure you get a perfect shower. Ever wondered how an entire team of sweaty footballers shower at the same time without running out of hot water? Nice game, Richard. Thanks, mate. The amazing Renault Infinity for the ultimate hot water system that never runs out. Visit renault.com.au and relax.
In 2015, the Triple M Bendix Brakes Call team rocks football.
Rheem, if your hot water needs replacing, accept nothing less than Australia's best. Install a Rheem. Pedders, for 65 years, Pedders have been the undercar experts. Check, upgrade and transform your vehicle's safety and performance at Pedders. Kubota Excavators, whether you're digging a trench or moving a mountain, give the blokes on a site a masterclass in your Kubota Excavator. Kubota, Masters of Engineering. In 2015, Triple M rocks football.
Hey, it's Danny Frawley here, and it's Game On at McDonald's, where you can score a share in AFL footy for just $4.95. Yep, that's right, just $4.95 for a mid-sized Sharon with any medium or large meal. But hurry into Macca's, because these Sharons won't last long.
Footy season means loads of washing. Luckily, even king-size laundry loads are sorted at Harvey Norman, with top and front load washers and washer-dryer combos that can handle over 10 kilos. One load equals a whole team's jerseys. King-size brands like LG, Fisher & Paykel, Samsung, Electrolux, AEG and Ariston. King-size equals less loads, less water and less time spent washing. Plus, delivery, installation and old unit removal are available. King-size laundry deals, now at Harvey Norman.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
For McDonald's Sharon football offer, Triple M rocks football.
This is the footy preview for Coates Hire. Call 13 15 52 or drop in your local branch today.
Yes, Coates Hire, great friends of ours, 13 15 52, or get into the branch and help yourself to whatever is fantastic at Coates Hire. Now, I haven't done this for a while because we've been busy on Saturdays, but backed by popular demand, fair to say. Hit it, golf bag.
Now, from the man that brought you and
Gastro, as I understand. And bugger all.
Comes What the Hell?
All right, there's a bit that's wandered across my desk this week, Spud, so let's get started with the CEO of the Carlton Football Club.
There's no contract per se in the traditional sense. We don't have a contract. Brendan, like myself and my management team, goes on to staff. It's as simple as some protection in there for Brendan and his family, some protection in there for Carlton, but otherwise we go into this with a long-term horizon and a partnership that is an on-staff partnership, and I think in some ways over the last 12 months Carlton has broken the mould.
Triggy, What the hell? It's called a 3-year contract, which last time I checked also makes you a member of staff. 17 other coaches, Gary, are on contract and are also members of their club staff.
And not in my wheelhouse, that stuff, but it sounds like a contract to me.
What the hell?
There's protection there for him.
The protection. All right, we go there to your man. From the United States of America. Let's just have a listen to Trumpy's work. This is Donald Trump's work at the presser.
Okay, who's next? Yeah, please. Excuse me, sit down. You weren't called. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Go ahead.
I have the right to ask the question.
No, you don't. You haven't been called.
I have the right to ask the question.
Go back to Univision.
No, this is the question.
Go ahead.
You cannot deport 11 million.
Go ahead.
You cannot deport 11 million people. You cannot build a 1900 wall. You cannot deny citizenship to children in this
Sit down, please. You weren't called.
I'm a reporter and don't touch me, sir. Don't touch
Go.
me, sir. You cannot touch me. I have the right to ask a question. Yes, can you take order? I have the right to ask a question.
Trumpy, what the hell? Not only trying to throw every Mexican out of the US, also chucking him out of his presser.
I have actually watched that. There is a backstory. He's not my man. I'm just fascinated that he's leading the primaries.
Clearly.
What that guy's from a place called Univision, which have set Donald Trump up and put up photos of him next to a terrorist and all those sorts of things. And when the comb over saw him, straight away looked at him, and then this bloke started talking. He said, "Out!"
Yeah, that's
and
it.
so marched him
Booted
out.
him.
And he wasn't. And then I watched all those political shows, Warrior, that I quite love. Megan Kelly, who's fantastic.
She's good.
And he said he wasn't asking a question, he was making a statement. So off you go.
That's it. I trotted him out. All right, which moves us on to the final one. This, of course, from AFL 180. During the week, I don't know which night it was, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm not sure, because it's not a show I watch, I must admit. But this audio was sent to me, Gary, so let's have a listen.
Written by James, spoken by Gary. The Mafia. Good finish.
Kingy, Sellers, what the hell? Not our fault your ratings were poxy. No one's listening to your respective radio stations. It's not our fault. Don't shoot the messenger.
And I don't know how you roll in there.
What did he say?
I don't know how I got involved. I gave King a closing cook because as the impartial boundary rider, went and gave Todd Goldstein a drying after the game. Like, dried him out on the ground as if he'd actually coached. And he obviously didn't like it. But I don't know what happens over there. But here, we can talk for ourselves, boys.
Well,
so written by and spoken by doesn't work over here.
Well, not only that, anyone who says that, Purple, and you know this better than anyone who says that doesn't know the relationship between Gary and myself.
That is true.
Because I've worked with him for nearly 15 years.
Yep.
And he's never listened to one thing I've ever said. So how anyone thinks that he would listen to something I say and then repeat it is not understanding the dynamic between the two of us.
What about our man Sellers in the background?
Oh, what's he doing,
I could
Sellers?
hear Jared giving it a ho, 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 and then I don't know what Robbo was doing. And then I hear Sellers in the background. The Mafia.
Come on, Sellers.
He's made, they loved us, the Mafia.
That's it.
Come on, Sellers. Better than that. Don't get caught up in that, Sellers.
I do love it, though. Now, I'm presuming we're doing Dicko before we go to N-Sport? Yes, all right.
Well, we're not sure whether we're going to do him at all, given the stuff.
Well, you've already,
the pack have just jumped all over me for delivering Teddy Wheeler a room, given the Alaskan Rose just saluted.
All right.
Well, any danger, Dicko?
Alaskan Rose, what, 250 Gaz? What was it, 270?
Hey,
the same odds as Gregor's last week, Dicko.
Yeah, Gregor's odds. How's it going?
Yeah, but boys, our tip last night got scratched, but I've got
No,
a few
Gregor's
for you.
last week, Dicko.
I know that, Bud, yeah. It's just betting examination, you know, jockey thought.
He said it's the only way it gets beaten if he falls off.
And he wasn't going to fall off.
He didn't fall off and it come fourth.
Yeah, we all
you
fell
ran
off.
4 wide. I mean, he
Came
went to the
ninth.
car park and locked his car. Like, you don't go that.
Well, let's go through this before you give us something else. You hear, of course, from our sponsor, Crown Bet. Hawks and Lions this afternoon. Only interest would be in the line.
100%, Gaz. Got out to minus 71.5. It's back into 67.5. So I think Brisbane is just going to stack 18 men in the forward line and just stop the hemorrhaging because there's a bit of rain in Tassie today. So punters a little bit wary, but they're gobbling it up at 67.5 as we speak.
And
Dicko, what about the fact that Brownlow betting with Nat Fife has been ruled out for the rest of the home and away season? What are the odds?
He's drifted slightly, Spud. He's out to $2 from $1.60, but all the shorteners have come. Pritis from $4.50 into $4. Goldstein in to the $5 mark. Paddy Dangerfield 9, and Sammy Mitchell averages about 16 votes. Is in from 12s into 10. So been some good money for the midget there at $10.
All right. What else can you tell us before we let you go, Dicko? Have you got anything that is going to keep the pack happy?
Well, the Memsy today, we know Boban's going to win that, boys, but that's not my special. Field race 6. Boban, it's fully wound up, boys.
Johnny
we just
O'Neill.
boosted it and gave. No, yeah, Johnny O'Neill, Mark Pedgick, you're all over it. That should win. I mean, it'll have a firecracker up its arse at the 200 just win. But the special is race 6, number 2, Charmed Harmony, and Damo. It's barrier 1. It doesn't need to go wide. It'll get to the front, and on the turn, when he's given a little bit of fart like of the last 500 metres, there'll be lactic in the eyeballs of him chasing. He'll turn over. He'll raise a hind leg and win with it in the end.
What, 240?
290, Gaz. And you're just Alaska. You're just giving a 270. I'll give you 290.
It's been collected and banked, my friend.
Righto. We'll bank this, boys, and fix you later.
All right, Dicko. Thanks for that.
There we go. Well done, Dicko. That is, of course, Ben Dixon from Crownbet. Remember to gamble responsibly. Ted's daughters just tweeted, Gaz, very unfair to Univision. I'm not getting into an argument about American politics.
No.
I'm just stating what was the Trump position. Just watch it for the entertainment value.
Yeah, it's all
Don't
that we're
take a side.
No, exactly.
I know that Donald Trump said some unbelievably outlandish and horrendous things, but it is entertaining.
Yeah, all right. We need to get to, I think Jimmy Lake's over there. We're, of course, in the M Sport vicinity here in the Richard Marsden Studios. James is ready. M Sport update for the Master Builders Association of Victoria.
Thanks very much, JB. Well, Dan Menzel made his comeback for the Cats in last night's big loss to the Maggies, but proved to the club it was well worth the wait. He was the side's best out there, kicking a goal in each quarter, and he told Triple M's Mark Howard last night he was grateful for the chance.
I'm so fortunate with my strength and physio team, and they're first class. I back them in every time, and the club has been so good to me every single time as well, and I can't thank them enough.
The Bombers have locked in Tom Bell Chambers for a new 2-year deal. The Ruckman's contract extension was announced just this morning to keep him there until 2017. Essendon meet the Tigers tonight at the G. The Aussie women's cricket side has regained the women's ashes with a 20-run win over England in the second T20 this morning. Meantime, Chris Rogers has opened up after his departure from the men's test squad, saying we need to accept it may take some time to get back to top form.
There's going to be a few changes, but it's just about finding the right blokes and sticking with them. So whoever they decide to bring in, they've got to let them kind of find their feet in that environment, because it's pretty tough. And if they make mistakes, then go with it. But I think there's going to be a few tough times ahead. It could go well, but I think over time we'll be fine.
Talking with Triple M's Dead Set Legends, Aussie basketball ace Paddy Mills says the rise of our talented players in the US is pretty exciting. Matthew Dellavedova has been our star in the NBA playoffs this year, while other big names like Andrew Bogut and Dante Exum are doing us proud.
The support has been great, and I guess that's the main thing that makes us do what we love. We represent Australia, we represent our families and our culture, and it just makes it even better. We're going over there next season again, and then hopefully everyone can get through the season healthy and then be ready for Rio.
And the media in New York has given Aussie tennis ratbag Nick Kyrgios a smack on his arrival for the US Open. The newspaper's publishing the headline, Kyrgios gets what's coming to him with impossible draw. He'll be taking on Andy Murray. The US Open starts Monday.
Big W, best brands, lowest prices. Look good, feel great with 50% off Maybelline Cosmetics. Excludes Great Lash Mascara. Hurry, available this weekend, in-store only at Big W.
The Triple M Footy Gamecast. It's cloudy and 11 degrees in Launceston. All thanks to Master Builders, unbeatable leaders of the building industry. For details, go to mbav.com.au. As we count down to the Hawks and the Lions for McDonald's, Triple M rocks football.
Jared Hayne.
Hey, this is Jared Hayne.
Rugby league superstar. Now, he's the most wanted man in the N.
There's Jared Hayne.
F.
Jared is fearless.
L. Melbourne's #1 FM breakfast show is buying you 2 seats on our Hayne plane.
The Hayne plane.
To San Francisco. To see our next big Aussie sports stars' first game for the 49ers.
To win.
Tune in to Triple M's Hot Breakfast from Monday morning. Then all day at work.
Say hey.
Triple M rocks.
Triple M.
City Central return, it'll be $4.65.
I'll give you $2.
No, City return is $4.65.
How about 3?
Sir, I can't give you the ticket for anything less than $4.65.
Right, $3.50. Final offer.
Attention deal hunters. Get excited because when you pay online with Visa Checkout, you'll get 14 days of deals. Sign up at visacheckout.com.au. You could win a 14-day Hawaiian holiday from Hotel Club. Visa Checkout, the new easier way to pay online. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Richo here. Take it from me, working in a footy club environment is an exciting and rewarding way to earn a living. Sage Institute of Massage can get you qualified and working in an elite sporting club. Imagine being part of a grand final team. You never know, it could be you next year. If you're passionate about a career in the sporting industry, then I believe there's no more in-demand qualification than the Sage Massage Diploma. It's Vet Fee Help approved, so call Sage today on 1300 889 889. That's 1300 889 889.
Jules Lund here. Everyone's connected all the time via social media, text or email, but some people don't feel connected at all. September 10 is Are You OK Day, the day to take time out, make the call and have a real conversation. Sounds simple, but one call could change a life. As a proud supporter, Virgin Mobile is offering their customers free voice calls to mates within Oz on Are You OK Day. So make the call and ask, are you OK? Learn more at makingmobilebetter.com.au.
In 2015, the Triple M Bendix Brakes Call team rocks football. Bob Jane T-Marts, the tyre and wheel specialist. Bob Jane T-Marts. We won't be beaten on price.
Commander. For a reliable business phone and internet service, Commander has you covered. See the latest offers at commander.com.
IGA Liquor, giving you great deals every day on your favourite liquor brands. Call into your local IGA Liquor this footy season. In 2015, Triple M rocks football.
In April and May 2015, the Netflix Speed Index rated TPG number 1 in Australia. You should consider TPG's amazing bundle deal. Get unlimited data with home phone line rental, all for just $59.99 a month. Yep, unlimited data with home phone line rental for $59.99 a month.
TPG.
Min price $479.89 includes $20 prepayment and $99.95 setup and a 6-month contract. For coverage and terms, see website.
This Father's Day, don't be afraid to ask for what you really want. The Super Titanium Watch from Citizen. Made from solid titanium, it's 5 times harder and 40% lighter than stainless steel. It even generates its own power. Pretty cool. The Super Titanium Watch from Citizen. Father's Day's coming up fast, so drop those hints now. Ask them for a Super Titanium Watch from Citizen, or just quietly get one for yourself. Visit your local retailer or citizenwatches.com.au. Citizen. Better starts now.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
For McDonald's Sharon football offer, Triple M rocks football.
This is the footy preview for Coates Hire. Call 13 15 52 or drop into your local branch today.
All right, back here at the Richard Marsden Studios in South Melbourne. The game is down in Launceston. Of course, I can tell you Mitchell out. Well, there's no surprise there. He didn't get on the plane with the rest of the Hawthorn team. Howe comes in for the Hawks, not a player I'm aware of.
He made his debut a couple of weeks ago.
And Hartung is the sub with Dawson in that game for the Lions and Hawks.
Just while we're on that game, and look, I did have a chance to read your article, Gaz, and this is not tongue-in-cheek. I thought it was a very good article. We mentioned it last week, or you did, on the run last Saturday, yeah.
Yep.
About the fact that they've got a lot of tools in their back half, the Hawks, and obviously I can't say too much about it because I've, blood's thick in the water, and Chip Frawley obviously is one of the key components, as is Lake, who's got an outstanding finals record. And as we know, a lot of the finals teams haven't got the 3 big power forwards. Some teams have only got 1.
Yeah, it's changed. The landscape's changed in terms of forwards and who. You always would think there's naturally going to be an opponent for Frawley and Lake, given that most teams play 2 biggies, but the 2 teams that have beaten them in the past 3 weeks they've beaten them on the back of the medium-sized Wingard and Delidio. Both kicked 4 goals each and ripped the game apart. So the article is just, they're both worthy of being in the 22, but the facts are, if they came up against the Western Bulldogs, for instance, who only play Redpath, and then a whole heap of medium size, they might only go with 1.
Delidio. Triple M Footy, TAC's new initiative Towards Zero. We encourage everyone to work together on the road to achieve their vision of 0 deaths and serious injuries. To find out more, get on to towardszero.vic.gov.au. Great initiative from the TAC.
Jim, Golfbag's just handed me this statement from the Adelaide Football Club. Injured defender Matty Yench was caught drink driving on the southern outskirts of Adelaide on Friday night. It goes on to say that he was a sole occupant of a car stopped by police. The club is extremely disappointed by his actions and views this as a serious breach of our standards, not to mention those of the wider community. No further comment at this stage.
Not to mention the Wolf Pack.
And one of ours.
He will be dealt with by us after he's dealt with by the more important body, in this case, Adelaide.
So that's
and the police.
Not good enough, especially as we're just doing a TAC message. Exactly right. Hey, a couple of things. Firstly, speaking of the Hawks, Clarko speaking during the week on Luke Hodge and his suspension. Have a listen.
He went on record as saying he was disappointed with his actions in the North Melbourne game. You know, it wasn't his intention to punch him on the end of the chin, but certainly the act of the strike to the upper chest, where his intention was, he wasn't pleased with. So, but last week's incident, we play a physical brand of footy, and part of the rules of the game is that you're allowed to bump. Now, if you touch a player in the head, we know the consequences with that, but pretty extraordinary circumstances of the goalpost. There's a player in Wingard who's trying to dodge the goalpost, and his head now ends up being at a region where there's going to be contact with Hodgie.
That's 5 matches that Luke Hodge, out of a 22-match home and away season, is going to be missing through suspension. And look, I get Alistair Clarkson, and I know what he means when he says he made contact with Swallow, and I also know what he means when he made contact with Wingard. But ultimately, he's missed 3 matches for Swallow, 2 with Wingard. You could argue he was lucky with the Wingard one. Yeah. And when I say lucky, it could have been 3, it could have been 4, and God knows what could have happened had he got him on the goalpost worse than he actually did. So, yeah, look, the facts are 5 out of 22 goes. He's missing home and away matches. Now, they lost 2 of the 3 he missed when he was suspended for the Swallow incident. And look, we expect them to win today. We expect them to win next week. So it's probably going to be a 2-3 scoreline in his absence. But at the same time, he is captain. 5 matches missed.
Yeah, not ideal, but not the end of the world for mine. Because the way they play, their DNA is push the boundary. And I guess in pushing it, they accept that occasionally they're going to go over. And for all the noise that comes out of Hawthorn about, we need to cut that out.
Golf bag.
There's a lot of talk in the background here.
Golf bag?
You want to get on here, golf bag, or you just want to keep going off?
A lot of mumble. It sounds like mumbles. Like Big Tracy.
I'm making some really good points here, golf.
And see Gary's brow then.
I've seen that before.
All the noise that comes out of Hawthorn, who they say, we're not happy with that, and I don't like that. They don't care.
They really don't care?
No. Well, in my opinion, I can't say definitively, they accept this as part of what they are and who they are. Yeah, and it's stood them in pretty good stead, you'd have to say.
Yeah,
Gaz, how many campaigns did you take to Ireland, please? I know there was that famous victorious one.
2.
2 campaigns. So no one understands the Irish landscape better than yourself.
Well, 4. Or I had 4 series all up. So 2 over there, 2
over
here.
There. And successful they were 2. And therefore
2 successful and 2 we didn't win.
Talking to a former vice captain here as well. I know Gaz is coach.
And assistant coach.
Assistant coach and vice captain.
I got Spuddy on the gravy train.
Don't try and wedge yourself in.
I'm just flippantly sort of just look past me as if I was a...
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Bowl of chop liver.
100% what I'm doing.
Fair enough.
And the reason I'm doing this is because a young man debuts this week for the Bombers. And you are, I think, best placed to interpret what this young man had to say.
I speak Irish.
At his press conference, let's firstly have a listen to Conor McKenna.
It was good. The coach took me in yesterday at about 3 o'clock after training, just sort of, Cora has been working all year, so he just said, congratulations, you're playing against Richmond this week, so it's just good to get wrong,
Yeah, the coach took me into the rooms, and Cora, the coach, said, well, congratulations, you're playing this week against Richmond.
I heard Richmond.
That's
all I could make out.
I think Cora is Paul Corrigan, who's must be some sort of development coach, who I think that's who it was. But anyway, it's great, and that's when you used to front up for press conferences, Jim.
Yes.
And large they were.
Yes.
Those are the sort of questions you got, and you just sat there going...
Not really sure what you just asked me.
And then stupid Wayne Crawford sitting next to you. Go on, Gary, answer, Gary, answer. So I don't really understand what they said, Wayne.
Did he just drop in a when does a hit and start?
No, not Wayne. Wayne just thought he was...
That was Tander O'Hale, who came out and within 3 months, hadn't worked out that the hitting doesn't actually happen at training or most of the time in the games either.
Cameron Cloak.
I was talking to a couple of players about this, and it's great that they've been able to revive it to the point where they all want to play. mind you, going to New York for a warm-up game, and then just the one match in Dublin is a pretty good incentive. But they're genuinely excited about heading over there, and they'll get hopefully 70,000 plus at Croke Park, which will be great.
Am I able to,
Yes.
no,
you're not going.
as now a long-serving member of the high echelon at the AFL, am I able to nipsy my way onto that?
Yeah, I think you can.
No.
Wait, Gary.
Well, everyone else
A lot of
does.
presidents
Why don't
go.
you?
Exactly.
Everyone else does.
Everyone
A
else
lot of
nipsies
presidents
on.
go.
How come I can't?
Well, you
do it?
can, but you got to pay your
I
way,
don't
Jim,
think
which
so.
wouldn't sit well with you.
I don't think so. I think I can have my way paid.
Yeah, well, that would be more to the point. But Spud, well, you and I, because Spud was my trusty assistant, we had to deal with all those issues over there.
A lot of hangers-on.
Hangers-on everywhere. Had to try and find some clear air with Sausage Silvani.
I'm not sure I'd be hanging on. I'd get myself onto the plane, and
the
that
old
might be the
sausage.
only time they saw me.
You could have gone on the.
Silvani was very busy. Really good assistant coach.
Yeah.
Really good.
Very.
You could have gone on the
he's a ripper.
fact-finding mission to New York last year, Jim, the equalisation party, which I've got why they had to go to New York to work out equalisation, but anyway, about 45 of them did.
I'm not interested in doing any work. I just want to get on. Once I'm on,
No, I'm not sure they did
see
either.
me again. For Coates High, this is the footy
that
preview. Back to throw.
Who are we heading to?
Is that it?
Back to throw down to Launceston in a moment. 13 15 52. Drop into your local branch today. And for McDonald's, Triple M rocks football.
Every weekday morning from 6, Triple M's Hot Breakfast brings you the news from your town.
I'm sure the rest of the world must look at Australia and say, how do you let people out into society we know are going to reoffend?
And around the world.
More shocking news, another murder in America.
Getting deep into the big issues.
Give us a call if you had the squirts.
I knew we couldn't be serious for too long.
Mickey!
Triple M's Hot Breakfast, Everything Melbourne, returns Monday from 6.
Chemist Warehouse, where all the big brand fragrances live this Father's Day.
Victoria is experiencing a sperm donor shortage. Melbourne IVF is calling on men between 25 and 45 to lend a hand, help ease the sperm donor shortage and help others fulfill their dream of a family. As a donor, you'll receive a free health check and fertility assessment. So fellas, donate today. Visit mivf.com.au. Documented actual expenditure incurred on medical and associated travel costs will be reimbursed. Approved by the Victorian Minister for Health as required by S40 of the Human Tissues Act 1982.
Last year, 249 people died on our roads. Each one was someone's father, mother, child or friend. There's no one some won't miss. But if we work together, we can achieve our vision of zero deaths and serious injuries. Find out more at towardszero.vic.gov.au.
The 2015 AFL season is proudly brought to you by Toyota. Toyota Footy. Oh, what a feeling. In 2015, the Triple M Bendix Brakes Call team rocks football. Bob Jane T-Marts, the tyre and wheel specialist. Bob Jane T-Marts. We won't be beaten on price.
Commander. For a reliable business phone and internet service, Commander has you covered. See the latest offers at commander.com.
IGA Liquor, giving you great deals every day on your favourite liquor brands. Call into your local IGA Liquor this footy season. In 2015, Triple M rocks football.
This Father's Day, buy Dad the gift that says it all at Dan Murphy's. Like Stoneleigh Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc, only $9.70 and 86. 700ml bottles of Chivas Regal 12-year-old Scotch whisky are just $37.90 each. And get cases of James Boag's Premium Lager 375ml bottles for a low $41.95 each. Dan Murphy's massive catalogue out now, featuring over 290 gifts that are perfect for Dad. Shop in store or online. Nobody beats Dan Murphy's. Enjoy responsibly. That'll till Thursday. Conditions apply.
We're about to put the Renault Infinity hot water system through the most grueling of tests to ensure you get a perfect shower. Ever wondered how an entire team of sweaty footballers shower at the same time without running out of hot water? Nice game, Richo. Thanks, mate. The amazing Renault Infinity for the ultimate hot water system that never runs out. Visit renault.com.au and relax.
There's still plenty of time to get your dad a gift card from Bunnings. Father's Day morning, there's plenty of time. There's quite a large range of gift cards you can get for Dad. Good way of doing it is coming in store and purchasing one off the shelf. Or you could even jump online and order an e-gift card. If you want to get Dad the right thing on Father's Day, you've got to get him a gift card.
It gives Dad the opportunity to come to one of his favourite stores.
Even if he's interstate, you can jump online, order an e-gift card and you can send it to him via email. You can use it any store Australia-wide. Who wouldn't love getting a gift card for their favourite shop? Any dad would love a gift card from Bunnings. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio! For McDonald's Sharon Football offer, Triple M rocks football.
This is the Footy Preview for Coates Hire. Call 13 15 52 or drop into your local branch today.
All right, not far away from going down to Launceston. Catch up the boys down there for the Hawks and the Lions. A couple of things for you, Purple, before we go.
Yes.
Dustin Fletcher definitely gets a farewell game this week and will definitely play in it.
You can't say definitely no. There's a desire from Essendon to have him play and him himself, but the groin is so bad, Jim. No guarantee it'll get through a quarter even, let alone four.
Justin Kaczynski style setup where they just roll him out there at some stage?
Look, I'd like to think they would, but to answer your question, not definite.
All right, the other one I want to ask you, Gaz and Spud. Spud, it might be hard for you because you're on your way back from Perth, but Stevie J, contact on Nathan Brown last night. What do we think?
I must have been doing some other homework
some
at that
form.
stage.
Did you see
Is
that?
that the bump off the ball?
Bump off the ball?
On Nathan Brown.
I haven't seen the close-up of it. But if it's
did you say it was?
Yeah, I did, and it's grainy, or it's distant footage. I wasn't as concerned about it as I often am with such
he's clear then. If Warrior's
Jim.
not in.
Yeah.
If you're happy, Warrior, everyone's happy.
Well, look, he got him high, but I felt he was not aware the play had effectively stopped, and there was a few whistles going on.
All right, as we let everyone go, the rest of your Saturday, you go see North Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs a little later on.
looking
What's
forward to
the
that.
next couple of hours holding for you, Spud?
Just heading down to see Billy and Stevie J, actually.
Are you?
Down the Vaucluse Hotel.
Vaucluse.
Just to catch up for
we
a
might
just-
all come down for just a
couple
beer.
of... Yeah, well, no, I'm not drinking. I'm working this afternoon.
Right.
Might
So
just
what are
come
you
down
going
and
to Vaucluse?
come down and see what you say.
Just going down to see... Oh, so...
Might just
Well,
wander
why
down.
don't you come down?
Might have a beer.
Just
Yeah.
wedged a little cashy in there.
No.
Have you got some sheets coming in,
No
between,
sheets.
in between radio gigs?
Spud. There might be a little bit of something going on.
Cannot believe it.
Good mate of mine that owns the Vaucluse. Just thought I'd drop in and say hello.
It is a
2
valid-
weeks ago,
Man of
we
the
found
people I
out
am.
that this was how it was going to fall.
Nah,
and
hang
in
on.
that time,
JB.
you've wedged a little cash in.
And got a
I-
poster done as well, a billboard, which takes a
I
month to prepare.
called Uncle Lee Simons, and it was
Godfather of
all
rock.
yeah, it was
Who?
all above board. Uncle Lee,
Lee who?
Spud,
Simons,
Spud,
Simon.
If you want out, I can get duck back.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
No,
chemistry.
Spuddy boy,
The
don't
chemistry was good last week, guys.
Strong chemistry.
mate.
I'll give you chemistry. It's called Two Fists to the Scone. We'll see how your chemistry's
All right,
going then.
I'll get that wet lettuce leaf back.
Oh yeah.
Golf bag, get yourself some sleep. You look a bit under the weather to me.
And stop talking golf bag while we're on
Exactly right. Purple, enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Thank you, Jim.
Let's get down to the boys.
Well done, Jim. Good luck,
well
the
done.
Kangas.
Good
Aurora,
luck tonight,
yes,
mate.
thank you for that. Brendan
Don't you
Yates
work,
is down
we'll do
there.
it.
We'll call it magnificently. Brad Seymour, Dale Lewis. Boys, take it away.
Good on you, Jim. Thanks, boys. Love listening, and North and the Doggies later on today. But we're here at Tasmania, Aurora Stadium. It's the Hawks, and they are taking on Brisbane. The Hawks off the back of that shock defeat, that Friday night action against Port Adelaide, and the Lions, the young group, they're on the road for a second week in a row after the big defeat at the hands of the almighty Crows last week. For McDonald's Triple M Rocks Footy, and we've got Dale Lewis, Brad Seymour, Brenton Yates, and Chris Robot will be on the boundary for us later on this afternoon. But boys, welcome. We've got a cool day, which you expect coming down to Tasmania, but a laid out Sam Mitchell not playing for the Hawks today. So of course Hodge is suspended, so a couple of their key leaders not in today.
Yeah, you had a big loss. Mitch, obviously one of the better players, and gee, that could have some ramifications heading home into the Brownlow as well late in the season, if all reports are correct, and they're coming hard for Nat Fyfe. Two of their best leaders out, but I think the whole squad on notice after last weekend, and Port Adelaide getting them and probably beating them in terms of being unsociable, which hasn't happened very much for the Hawks. So I'd like to see a rebound today. And then on the flip side, the great Lee Matthews spoke to the Brisbane boys this week about just getting rid of the outside noise and all the talk about exodus and issues inside the footy club. I think they'd like to make a bit of a statement down here today as well, because just to show they're not going through the motions through the end of the season.
Yeah, a few of the young fellas too get a chance this afternoon, Louis.
Yeah, look, it's good, and got to find a way to get something out of your end of season, Snap. You know that, we all know that. So these kids, it's a chance to audition, put your hand up, say, I want a little bit more airtime, Leper, and just a chance to get into summer. Take something with you and get out of it. And conversely, the Hawks, they're up against it. They're going to have to travel in the first week of the finals, probably. These fringe players, and even in particular Brian Lake, who's still trying to get a contract, it's a lot up for grabs today for the Hawthorn ones, especially those who rank anywhere between 13 to 25 on their list.
It's a key sort of lead-in to the finals for the Hawks, Louis. And Snapper, I mean, how are they placed? Puopolo out with the ankle, of course. You got the other couple of key leaders. As Louis said, you got blokes who are floating on the edge and sort of wondering where they're going to be in September. mate, it's really intriguing as to how they're poised. They've got the Blues next week, so leading into finals, they're coming off the back of a defeat at Port Adelaide and then a couple of softer games, Louis, against Brisbane and probably Carlton. I mean, boys, how you see their lead into September?
Third with 14 wins, Louis. The skipper, Hodge Mitchell-Puopolo, not playing. Everyone's starting to talk them down a little bit. Look out.
Yeah, the
Hawks are sitting beautifully.
The gloss has come off, hasn't it? For whatever reason.
No stress.
And look, Port Adelaide's form last week would have beaten anyone. The way they played. And the Hawks, in all their numbers, bar a couple of 1 or 2, I think it was in uncontested and contested possession, won the inside 50 count. Pretty much played reasonable football, but Port Adelaide had a purple patch last week, would have beaten anyone, so that's not that bad a form. But on with you, Yoda. These 2 games, this is about just getting the hunger back, the desire, doing all your team stuff. So when we get to the big show, we are ready, primed and ready to rock and roll.
What would teams take out of what Port Adelaide have done? Because they have matched up sensationally against the Hawks in recent years. I mean, that close prelim last year, they were in front by 8 or 9 goals at quarter time at Adelaide Oval earlier this year, and then of course last week they took them to the sword at Etihad Stadium. What do Port do that Hawks don't like?
Well, I think it's just one of those things that happen. You do match up well. You have a team you like to play. They like their style. I think what Port Adelaide did last week was take the game on, and they have the speed to actually transition it well against the Hawks. They certainly took a leaf out of Richmond's book and hung onto the footy and used some tempo football and spread them wide. And what you do with the Hawks at the moment, the Hawks rely on you trying to take them on and go through them. And I think at times last week, Port Adelaide, if they couldn't get through on that first kick and couldn't pull the trigger straight away, they just went around the outside. So what they did, they actually made the Hawthorn players, we've got to be accountable, we've got to move back and forth, we've got to stay in the game. Whereas I think, as a rule, the Hawks are normally used to people coming straight at them. They're either through us or we're turning it over and we're back in control. They didn't own possession of the footy. One of the rare times all year they had less football than their opposition.
Well, for Coates High, this is the footy preview. Call 13 15 52 or drop into your local branch today. The other end of the spectrum, Snapper, we got Brisbane, and we've heard the Lee Matthews scenario through the week, just in there, and don't take care of the white noise, boys. You've got to get it done out on the ground. Young side, you've been in this position, both yourself and Louis, a young side who are struggling for wins coming through and sort of need to keep something rolling to keep the energy and the performances up. I mean, what are they dealing with at the moment?
Yeah, they've just got to do the time, Louis. Obviously, 3 wins to date is well short of where they would like to be, there's no doubt. But you look through the 25 that are named today, there's 9 players in that side. So half your side that'll be on the field have played less than 50 games.
Yep.
There's clearly at opposite ends of the spectrum. So to expect what Brisbane are going to produce this afternoon, they've got to take it on. They've got nothing at all to lose. They've got to win the ball. They've got to win their one-on-ones and attack. And then what Louis spoke about, what we saw from Port Adelaide last weekend, and we saw from Port earlier in the season, they beat the Hawks twice so far this year, that the things that they did was starve the opposition of the football. They owned the footy, and when they saw an opening, they pulled the trigger and they went fast. They made Hawthorn defenders accountable. If you let Hawthorn defenders sag off their men, create and block spaces in Burgoyne and Birchall and Gibson, there's no better defence in the competition, I would argue. So if you allow them to do that, you've got to hit up those short 25, 30 metre low darting balls to make them accountable. So they've got to go one-on-one. You let them do what they want and they'll sieve you every time.
The other good thing with the kids and the 9 guys that are under 50, enthusiasm and energy. On a day like today, it's cold. The Hawks, you hope if you're a Hawthorn fan, they're here to do business, but, finals are close, your mind is elsewhere, you've got a couple of key players out. These kids, you bring the energy, the enthusiasm, and at least take the game on. You've got to ask the question. That's all you want if you're Leper. Give me something to get excited about for the remaining 2 games with you. Give me a reason to put your name up on the board so I can think about you over the summer and develop you a little bit further.
Just on that, Louis, disappointing, obviously, Buick's not in the side, but you could go through that side and we could talk about, and we will talk about more before the game, but like guys like Buick, not in the side this afternoon, but Rich, these types of guys, the McStays, the Sammy Mazes, they need to give more.
They're stalled. There's been a lot of stalling happening this year, and that's
agree.
what you don't want, especially in the kids that you're identifying as talented. We all know about those who've walked.
Yep.
The talent that they've shown. Elliot Yeo is your classic pin-up at the moment. And if you believe the outside noise, a few more are keen to walk. You've got to find a way. You've got to get these kids in and up and about. Beams being out is a huge blow just to the learning of the group to be able to play with a guy like that who can get it done in any conditions. As I said, we've been through it. It's tough. You've got to bide your time, but you've also you've got to ask the question. You can't just go through the motion and say they're a better team than us today. Let's find a way. I hope Leper has armed them with something today outside of their normal brief of what they do well when they play well. Give them something to try and beat Hawthorn, or at least make it uncomfortable for most of the afternoon.
So what do you mean, Louis? He's got to give his players some element of believing that they can actually compete. Is that what you're saying? Like, go away from whatever Brisbane normally do and do something that might try and unsettle Hawthorn? Is that what you're saying?
Oh,
what do you mean?
No, it's more about give them something in a footy way that says, all right, when we play well, we have high tackle count, we have this, our inside 50, our kick to handball ratio is X amount. But no, give them something like Damien Harvey did to the Tigers. His ones were simple. Own the footy. Deny them the ball. When they have the footy, get up on them quick and force the guy to make a decision. They're little things, so you know, all right, we take care of our own business, but today against the Hawks, when I'm caught in a situation of no man's land, I'm going to sprint hard up to the mark, get on the mark, next man up will come and follow me. So at least we make them make a decision in the moment as opposed to allowing them to either cruise down the ground and slice you apart. It can be anything, Yoda. It just needs to be something they've seen as a way. And it's just a trigger in your head. Yep. You know, you write it on your wrist or whatever. So every time that happens, let's do that. Let's do this at stoppages today. Let's always go out the back. Or let's always play on, roll inside. Every single time in halfback you get a mark, roll inside and play on. Just something that will create something different. We know the Hawks don't like the speed, so give them a reason and give them something to believe in.
Well, it's the Hawks up against Brisbane down here in Tassie, and the drums are beating. Yeah. Bit of atmosphere down here at Aurora Stadium.
Festival of footy, yeah.
You got it. I want to touch on a couple of things after the break, boys. In particular, the off-field scenario with the Hawks. A sad week, obviously, with Brett Ratton, a sad fortnight, really. And Brendan Bolton moving on to Carlton. How does that affect the chemistry with players and coaching group leading into the big 4 or 5 weeks that we've got ahead? It's the Hawks, and they're taking on the Lions. For Coach Hire, this is the footy preview. Call 13 15 52 or drop into your local branch today for McDonald's. Triple M, Rocks Football.
Jared Hayne.
Hey, this is Jared Hayne.
Rugby league superstar. Now, he's the most wanted man in the N.
There's Jared Hayne.
F.
Jared is fearless.
L. Melbourne's #1 FM breakfast show is buying you 2 seats on our Hayne plane.
The Hayne plane.
To San Francisco. To see our next big Aussie sports stars' first game for the 49ers.
To win.
Tune in to Triple M's Hot Breakfast from Monday morning. Then all day at work.
Say hey. Triple M rocks.
Triple M.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. At Bob Jane T-Mart's, our sizzling winter deals have rolled in. Buy any set of 4 tyres from Bridgestone's Potenza or Jeweler range and you'll receive up to $100 instant cashback. No gimmicks, no tricks. Up to $100 instant cashback on the entire range of Bridgestone Jeweler and Potenza tyres. Great brands, sizzling deals. At Bob Jane T-Mart's, we'll look after you.
Offers end August 31st or while stocks last. Conditions apply. See website for all T's and C's.
Cars pass by in the rain. One blurry shape after another. In the first car is Raj, who always brings in the bins for his elderly neighbour. Behind Raj is Mavis, a schoolteacher who never forgets a student's name. And behind Mavis is John, who snores like a pug, but whose wife can't sleep without him. There's no one someone won't miss. That's why we need to end road trauma forever. Find out more at towardszero.vic.gov.au.
Hey, it's the Triple M Rock Patrol. We're at the new BCF at the Pakenham Lifestyle Centre. If you live for the outdoors, come pick up a great bargain, like 25% off Shimano Beastmaster X rods. Score an adult level 100 PFD for just $8.99. Save $8. The Quicksilver 3x3 metre heavy-duty gazebo is a steal at just $149. Save $80. It's the Triple M Rock Patrol here for the all-new BCF at Pakenham Lifestyle Centre on the Princes Highway.
We're about to put the Renai Infinity hot water system through the most grueling of tests to ensure you get a perfect shower. Ever wondered how an entire team of sweaty footballers shower at the same time without running out of hot water?
Nice game, Richo. Thanks, mate.
The amazing Renai Infinity for the ultimate hot water system that never runs out. Visit renai.com.au and relax.
In 2015, the Triple M Bendix Brakes Call team rocks football. Bob Jane T-Mart's, the tyre and wheel specialist. Bob Jane T-Marts. We won't be beaten on price.
Commander. For a reliable business phone and internet service, Commander has you covered. See the latest offers at commander.com. IGA Liquor, giving you great deals every day on your favourite liquor brands. Call into your local IGA Liquor this footy season.
In 2015, Triple M rocks football.
We all love that footy season has started, but that doesn't mean hay fever season has come to an end. Don't let your hay fever and allergies ruin the big game. Claritine provides rapid 24-hour relief from hay fever and allergy symptoms, helping you keep as alert and focused as someone without allergies. So live Claritine clear this footy season. And right now, exclusive to Chemist Warehouse, Claritine 75-pack is just $29.99. Chemist Warehouse. Lowest prices guaranteed. Always read the label. Use only as directed. If symptoms persist, see your healthcare professional.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio! For McDonald's Sharon Football offer, Triple M rocks football.
This is the footy preview for Coates Hire. Call 13 15 52 or drop into your local branch today.
Saturday Arvo footy coming to you from Tasmania, Aurora Stadium. It is the Hawks, and they are taking on Brisbane for McDonald's Triple M rocks football. Dale Lewis, Brad Seymour, Brenton Yates, Chris Rowbottom, your team for this game this afternoon. And later on today, it'll be the North Kangaroos and the Bulldogs, of course, the twilight game today. Dale Lewis, tough couple of weeks for Hawthorn in regard to off-field. The sad passing of Brett Ratton's son. Brett is back into the coaching fold today. He's listed on the sheets and he'll be working. Brendan Bolton has taken up the senior position at Carlton. He was still at the club through the week, but of course no longer mentoring his playing group. I know it's a senior group at Hawthorn, and have they got it all together and enough within them to overcome those type of issues, or does it affect the players in some manner?
I think the fact that it's happened a couple of weeks out will really help the Hawks. They'll be able to sort of transition through. Look, their football club is as good as anyone in developing the next level of coach. So I think the guys that step up are going to be able to handle the position. The 2 weeks certainly helps. It does raise the question again, Snap, about the poaching of coaches ahead of final series, and it does sort of leave one club one short. It's happened before. Clarko himself came out of Port Adelaide. They were able to win it in 2004. We've seen Sando leave Geelong when they got the job done. Mark Neal was another one who left Collingwood that same year and then went across when he was coaching Melbourne. Look, it definitely leaves you short. And as a player, I mean, some have greater, closer personal relationships with the individuals. I think on an individual level, it has a bigger impact. From a club's point of view, it's a reality. We know the AFL Coaches Association are looking at it to try and say, hey, we can't poach. But, gee, if you were to ask a club to sit tight till the end of the final series before they appointed their senior coach, then try and head on into a draft in that trade period by trying to get a process done inside 2 weeks, will be that secretive. I mean, that's no good to anyone either. So I don't know what the answer is. I think it's great to see Rats back, and he's down here with his other son, Tanner. I saw them on the TV and board the plane yesterday, so that is fantastic. And probably the best place for Rats to be back amongst this family, his other family. And Bolts, well, he couldn't have stayed. Too much going through the head.
Yeah, I tend to disagree a bit, Booger, in relation to that. I mean, the disruption to the footy club, and if I can liken it to mine for just a moment, you take John Blakey and you take Stuart Dew out of the coaching staff of Sydney. That leaves a big hole. Obviously, we've got Rats is back to work this afternoon, but the disruption to the players which they're mentoring and educating daily, and the time that they're spending with those particular players, and all of a sudden that person that you respect and you adore and you want to run through brick walls for is not there giving you that information, giving you that feedback. The different feel might be just the couple of percent that you need to succeed at the highest level. So I'd be looking at that, and I know the window's only very, very small, that if you would leave it to the after the season, but I would suggest that if it happened at your particular club, you'd be saying, I want him to see out his tenure, because we're trying to control the controllables while you've got that particular individual in your coaching staff. You'd want them to stay until your season was over.
So what do we need, a trade week for coaches? Is that what we need?
Well, it's just not made public, but there's deals being done. Yeah. I would suggest under the carpet and behind the scenes.
Certainly intent, but when it's the senior gig, then it all comes out. I think differently. If I'm going to Sydney next year as an assistant, don't think that's a big a deal in terms of me.
I'm not sure if I've
hitting
got a
the
spot
game
for you just
and
yet,
doing
Louis.
that. I wouldn't want to go up there, mate. The cost of living allowance is not around anymore, and it's bloody expensive to live up there.
Just say that again, Louis.
Yeah, it's very expensive, Bondi, especially when you're trying to be down there with the billionaires. It's a tough one. The senior coach is the tough one because if Bolts were to remain, all of a sudden your head goes into this head. I've got a group of guys over there. I've got a job I've got to try and fix, but hang on, I'll get to it in a minute. Don't know how you go about that. That's all. Because I think trying to stay focused, I'm talking to you three as my Mitch, Hodgie and boys, this is what we're doing. And all of a sudden, as I just step back, I go, hang on a minute, God, I don't have this talent at Carlton. What am I going to do with this sort of setup? I think that's very hard, and you can't walk in and have 2 weeks to right a ship and send them into the most important period of your off-season, which is your trade.
Hey, what's your gut feel on him, Louis? Brendan Bolton. How do you reckon he'll handle the main role?
Just want to see him get cranky about his third press conference. I want to see the smile gone, the enthusiasm gone, holding court like Malthouse.
Oh, you're a dark man.
No, I like him. Look, the reports out of here, he's a mini Clarko. Jordan Lewis said it the other week. That's a great rap. Wouldn't mind being compared to Clarko in any way, shape or form when it comes to coaching a team. So, look, great communicator, good teacher, this guy, and hasn't put a foot wrong in the way he's come through it all. He's taken a different path to most. And I'll tell you what, if it works, look out, that is the new highway.
I just hope he's given the time and the resources to rebuild that particular club as the figurehead, as the coach, and they are at the lowest of low at the moment, the Blues, and that once powerful club needs to be rebuilt from the ground up, obviously, starting with their list. And as you mentioned, Louis, there's no more important time that's coming up for the Carlton Football Club than the next, to the 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the grand final.
Mate, he's got time. He's on contract at the club. He's not on a deal.
Yes, contract when you haven't got a contract.
He's on
staff. It works.
I mean, I think Neil Craig lasted 8 or 9 months at Adelaide on staff. So No, look, I think that they'll give him ample time. They know where they're at.
Yeah.
This year has confirmed everything everybody thought about Carlton, probably except Carlton. Now they know, and the rebuild starts.
Louis, around the grounds for the TAC, we've got the Giants and the Blues underway at the moment, mate.
Certainly do. We are 10 minutes into the opening term, and Carlton lead it by 5 points. Snap, they're up and about. 8 plays 3, 1 goal 2 to the Giants, 3 behind.
We've got an official crowd there yet, Louis?
Oh, Snap, I wouldn't.
Don't laugh at me like that, Yoda.
I wouldn't want to upset you, mate. You might want to take that hat off from the Sydney Swans today. You're working for Triple M.
Speaking of the TAC, Triple M Footy is a proud supporter of TAC's new initiative, which is Towards Zero. We encourage everyone to work together on the road to achieve their vision of zero deaths and serious injuries. Find out more at towardszero.vic.gov.au.
Footy in Tassie, Louis. Obviously on the agenda, put squarely on the agenda by the Commission having their meeting down here yesterday. Yeah. They're just wandering the streets, shaking hands, talking to the people of Launceston.
Yeah, was Gill out kissing babies? Did he have a look in his diary when he suggested Tassie couldn't have a team? And then did he realise, hang on, the Commission meeting's down here next week? Didn't time that very well.
Do you think he was warmly received when he got off the jet?
Look, it's a romantic notion, and it would be wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I don't know as well as those guys do the economic state of being able to sustain a football club down here. I would love it to happen.
Yep.
I love what Hawthorn have done. I love what North Melbourne are doing in Hobart.
Yep.
I love the fact that Tasmanian people can get along to the footy. Prime time, you got a great venue. I've been to this ground when it was York Park back in the old days, and it was just a footy ground. So it has been fantastic, and they've got every right to feel bereaved to the degree with the talent that's come out of Tasmania that's contributed to VFL, AFL. You would think they are deserving, but it's an economic game these days, despite what many think that the AFL aren't going to put handout after handout. The expansion's gone that way. That's what I think has hurt. This is what, if you're a Tasmanian, you're going, hang on a minute. You ignored your fertile breeding ground that's given so much in search of world dominance, and it's come at our expense. That's the beef, I think. And with that in play, you go, well, yeah, they should have had one. Purely economically, though, I think thinking along the lines of, I'd say maybe just not quite big enough to be able to do it. And that I'm sad to say that, but then having all said that, you go, well, hang on a minute, let's keep throwing money that they did to the other joints down here. I reckon it probably would work.
Yeah, a fair whack is going, obviously, in Western Sydney and up north to the Gold Coast Suns.
If anyone deserved it, Tassie did, but that counts for nothing when you don't get
But you could also argue that, okay, they're getting, 7 matches? Because they're getting 4 here and 3 in Hobart. So that's a reasonable lick at the moment. I know they don't have their own side, but Hawthorn's done a terrific job down here in penetrating the local community. And look at all the brown and gold that's here this afternoon already.
We'll be still having this debate in 5 years' time.
Yeah, we will.
I guarantee.
We will.
You jump off the plane, it's welcome to Hawkseston.
Yeah.
Here in Tassie.
Yeah.
So
trip over the balloons on the way up the steps.
I think North Melbourne and Hawthorn have really done a brilliant job, because St Kilda have tried it, Port Adelaide have been down and tried to muscle in on a bit of territory as well, and they just weren't able to sort of cut it the way the Hawks have. And when you get a Hawthorn-Fremantle game that was here a couple of weeks ago, a top-of-the-table clash almost, you know that things are really starting to move in the right direction. It's the Hawks taking on Brisbane here at Aurora Stadium. She's 11 degrees, heading for a top of 12 right now for McDonald's. Triple M rocks football. And here's James Lake with another M Sport update for the Master Builders Association of Victoria.
Well, thanks very much, boys. There's a couple of big signings to mention. First up in the AFL, the Suns had the chequebook out announcing the re-signing of Michael Riscatelli and Jesse Lonergan, both reportedly on 2-year deals. The Gold Coast will play Port Adelaide tonight. The Bombers have also locked in Tom Bell-Chambers for 2 years. The Ruckman's contract extension announced just this morning to keep him until 2017. Essendon meet the Tigers at the G also this evening. Australia's women's cricketers succeeded this morning where our men's side failed. They won the Ashes on English soil for the first time since 2001 with a 20-run 2020 victory. Meantime, departing veteran from the boys' squad, Chris Rogers, reckons there's only one name to take his place.
Personally, I think probably Joe Burns is the next cab off the rank. You know, he was unlucky to miss this tour, and then he played quite well in the one day the other day. And so I probably would think him.
Melbourne Storm booked in Billy Slater for 2 more years this week, and he shared with Triple M this morning how it is a personal highlight of his career.
I've been at this club for a long time, and I've seen plenty of my teammates move on where they probably would have preferred to stay at the club. So to have the opportunity to finish my career at the Melbourne Storm, I'm extremely grateful and very, very proud to be a one-club player.
And Serena Williams says Wimbledon was a great warm-up for the US Open, which starts on Monday, where she's gunning for her 7th title at Flushing Meadows.
That really gave me the best practice and preparation in terms of going for the Grand Slam.
A win would give Williams her 22nd career Grand Slam.
Get the low, low, low down at Honda right now with the CR-V Series 2 two-wheel drive VTI manual from $27,990 drive away at participating Honda dealers.
The Triple M footy game cast. It is overcast and 11 degrees in Launceston. It's all thanks to Master Builders, the unbeatable leaders of the building industry. For details, go to mbav.com.au. It's as we count down to the Hawks and the Lions with the first bounce up next for McDonald's Triple M rocks football.
Eddie's Desk is Melbourne's biggest small live music venue. And last week, Dead Letter Circus performed live.
While you wait on certain days.
Check out Dead Letter Circus's While You Wait live from Eddie's Desk at triplem.com.au.
Ready while you wait.
It's been a pretty amazing album release so far. So we came in number 2 last week.
I'm not good enough. Must try harder.
If you need the second best man for the job.
Triple M's Hot Breakfast, Everything Melbourne, returns Monday from 6.
Chemist Warehouse, where all the big brand fragrances live this Father's Day.
For the hottest of hot party you've ever seen. Rain comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on.
Want the assurance of an Australian-made family-sized water heater with a 10-year cylinder warranty?
Install a Ream. Install a Ream.
Ask your plumber for Ream, Australia's #1.
In 2015, the Triple M Bendix Brakes Call team rocks football. Bob Jane T-Marts, the tyre and wheel specialist. Bob Jane T-Marts. We won't be beaten on price.
Commander. For a reliable business phone and internet service, Commander has you covered. See the latest offers at commander.com. IGA Liquor, giving you great deals every day on your favourite liquor brands. Call into your local IGA Liquor this footy season.
In 2015, Triple M rocks football.
Being reliable, being dependable, being tough and standing strong. It's true on the footy field and it's even more true on the job site. G'day, Billy Brownless here. When you're on the job, you need more than just a ladder. You need a Bailey ladder, Australia's #1 ladder brand. Bailey ladders are strong, safe and stable with the biggest range in Australia, meaning Bailey has the toughest and safest ladder for any job. Check out the new range at baileyladders.com.au.
Last year, 249 people died on our roads. Each one was someone's father, mother, child or friend. There's no one some won't miss. But if we work together, we can achieve our vision of zero deaths and serious injuries. Find out more at towardszero.vic.gov.au.
The 2015 AFL season is proudly brought to you by Toyota. Toyota Footy. Oh, what a feeling.
Bob, golf on a Tuesday, hey? Well, I was going to plan our new logistics projects, but I met with Pack and Send this morning, and now it's all sorted. Oh, what about your imports from China? All sorted. Pack and Send has even got our urgent courier jobs and regular orders covered, so my afternoon is suddenly freed up.
Take your business to the world. Call 1300 668 000, visit a store or hit packsend.com.au. Pack and Send. Anything, anywhere.
Shame they can't deliver your ball to the hole.
A drink or meal before the game at the MCG is a tradition for Melbourne footy fans.
But if you're doing it in Richmond, you're at the mercy of packed pubs and run the risk of missing the first bounce.
So why not start a new tradition today and warm up at the G itself? There's now plenty of slick new bars and cafes right around the ground where you've got a great selection of beers and gourmet meals. So then when the cheer squads raise their banners, you're only a few metres from your seats. MCG, nothing can match it. mcg.org.au.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio! For McDonald's Sharon football offer, Triple M rocks football.
Turn the radio on! This quarter is brought to you by Harvey Norman Home Appliances. Big brands, bigger value.
Saturday afternoon footy from Tasmania. It is Hawthorn taking on Brisbane here at Aurora Stadium. The Hawks, well, they want to get back on the winners' train after being touched up by Port Adelaide last week. And the Lions on the road for the second week in a row after suffering a heavy defeat at the hands of the Crows last week. For McDonald's Triple M Rocks Football, Dale Lewis, Brad Seymour, Brenton Yates, Chris Rowbottom, your team bringing you this one on this Saturday afternoon. And don't forget at McDonald's, score a mid-size Sharon for $4.95 with any medium or large meal at McDonald's. A great time to zip by and grab one right now. Dale Lewis, Brisbane and the Hawks, mate. On paper, we should mention, of course, that Sam Mitchell is a late withdrawal from this game. Hodge, of course, is out suspended for the Hawks. Puopolo with an ankle, so they've got a few key players not playing. Brisbane have just been ravaged by injury pretty much all year. But tell us a bit about how you're seeing this game.
Yeah, Mitch, obviously a late withdrawal with illness, didn't fly down with the team. They hoped he'd come down last night after a little bit more rest. Didn't come up. Why would you risk him at this stage of the year? Look, no one's expecting Brisbane to win. I think what we're expecting is a bit of effort. Last week against Adelaide, jumped out of the gun and did really well for a quarter. Then were held scoreless in the second and kicked 3 behinds in the last. So for a half a game, they kicked 3 points. We know where they're at when it turns to with their personnel. They're way down. But what they can do is give effort and endeavour. And I think the talk by Lee Matthews this week was more about that. There is a lot going on and a lot of talk about our football club. Let's just try and get rid of that for now and get something out of the remainder 2 weeks. And when you're a kid, 2 weeks is a long time in footy, and it can set yourselves up for a very big summer. And a lot of these kids need to put on some weight and gain a bit more confidence. So that for them, that's the bottom line today, is be brave and take the game on and have a crack at a team that you could potentially be watching in the first week of October this year.
For the brown and gold, Louis, we see some possible positional changes. Maybe Frawley goes forward, Lake goes forward. Does Clarkson just try to shuffle the chairs a little bit at this stage? Try a few things against a lower ranked side?
I think early on, no.
Yep.
I think once, if it gets to that comfortable one, yeah, Frawley needs to. Look, he's slotted in nicely, but hasn't set the world on fire.
Yep.
Brian is playing for a contract, so he needs his effort there. Bradley Hill's the one I want to put under the pump today. He is one of their most important players, and his effort last year with Smith on the wings in the grand final just sliced up Sydney big time. He's been really down on his output, and his run and carry has been absent. One of the reasons last week they weren't able to get over the top. Luke Bruce went scoreless, I think, for the first time ever almost. Didn't kick a point last week. Those sort of guys who are, they're in the team.
Yep.
They need to lift. Their 2 best leaders are out, Mitch and Hodgie. Really good opportunity to stand up and take control today when there's nothing to be gained but everything to be lost. So I think if you're Clarko, you're wanting that. You're wanting business as usual. Last week, 3 of the 4 quarters, Port had more footy than them. That never happens to the Hawks. They play the game on their terms. They control tempo. I think Clarko would want to see an attitudinal shift right at the start that says, we're here whack these blokes and whack them hard.
Well, the key bit was, Lou, anyone that watched Clarko's presser last week, they'd be shaking in their boots. He said, we just want to play again. We'd play tomorrow.
Yeah.
We've got to atone for what just happened out there. So that is the red light that would be flashing for Brisbane, no doubt about that. Let's head to Chris Rowbottom for Bob Jane Team Arts. Chris, welcome, mate. How is it at ground level?
Yeah, a little bit cold down here, boys, but that's nothing out of the ordinary for Tasmania. A little bit of a swirly wind that's probably favouring the river end, if anything, but shouldn't have too much effect on the game. Some reasonably dark clouds looming overhead, but I don't think we'll see much rain, if any. As for the teams, boys, as you mentioned, Sam Mitchell is a late out, confirmed after not flying with the team, and the subs are in too. Billy Hartung is in the vest for the Hawks, while Liam Dawson is the starting sub for the Brisbane Lions.
Good on you, Chris. There he is, Chris Rowbottom for Bob Jane Team Arts. Around the grounds for the TAC, it's the Blues 2-2-14. They lead the Giants at the moment by 5 points, who are 1-3-9.
You speak about that opportunity, but it's for both sides, I suppose, Louis. Opportunity for young Sicily who comes in. Blokes that haven't played too much footy, Hartung and the like.
Langford's back in.
Yeah, Langford, good to see him back. He's missed, 6-7 weeks. So
knee.
Him back into the side. These type of guys and bringing that enthusiasm, the impotence to put the foot on the accelerator right now.
Yeah, you throw in Stratton, you can throw in Suckling, who's been up and down this year. Yeah. If you're not in the best 12 at Hawthorn, you need to be performing redlining. You've got to have your name up in lights every week because Clarko's got the depth there and the ability, and come finals time, you don't want to be the heartbreak story. So what you've got to do, you've got to give all your effort. Poppy's out today, Puopolo, who normally has that. So there's a chance for a lot of players out there to get in and get amongst it. And this young Sicily, I'm looking forward to seeing him. Kicked a big bag last week in the VFL. He's got a little X factor about him, even though the tan is very, very white and light.
So players moving to their positions. The umpire's just giving them a bit of a hurry along. We've got about 30 seconds, boys, was their lecture. Now a few of the Hawks forwards decide to get a bit mobile. So Brisbane, they're going to their river end, and the city end is the way for the Hawks. That's the right of your radio dial.
Frawley starting forward with rough head.
Here's Brad Seymour to get us rolling on Triple M football.
Saturday afternoon footy. Traditional time slot. The Hawks v Brisbane. Thanks to McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy. Good tap. That came from Hale. Releases Shields. He gallops clear. Just a little speculative ball inside forward 50 already. The Hawks. Merritt to mop up. Left shoe from half-back. He just kicks wide. Wants the boundary. Won't get it. Lewis. Sweeping handball. Releases Langford hard against the right-hand flank. High ball. Hot spot. No one can mark. Bruce gets it. Front and square, one way, then the other, shoots it to Suckling. Suckling round the body for the first. They like it behind the goals, the Hawks fans. The goal umpire says all clear. And the boy of Barry Suckling from the East Wagga Kringle Hawks, Louis, gets his first for the afternoon. Triple M, Harvey Norman scoreboard. The Hawks are 1 straight 6. Brisbane yet to score. First minute.
Good old-fashioned footy kick to the hot spot on the Chemist Warehouse. Strength in numbers. Bruce hard to tackle. Shake of the hips. Suckling a good left foot snap. Intriguing to see the opening bounce and the setup for Hawthorn. Langford, Shields, Bruce and Hale. Not all regular names you've seen there. Of course, Mitch out sick. Hodgie not playing, but intriguing to see some of the lesser lights getting a crack in the guts.
For McDonald's, Triple M rocks football. And ball back in the middle. It's Hale up against Martin. Tap down. Martin probably got that. Rockcliffe. He's racked up by Langford. Got the handball away though. Paparino is in a bit of strife. Just got his boot to it in the nick of time. He butters up, then he sort of dragged it in. Umpire's going to rush in, so have it tossed up forward to centre here for the Hawks. They lead it 1 straight. Brisbane yet to score. The ruckman engage again. Ball tapped down. Paparone got his boot to it. Birchall sends the Hawks inside 50. And he took him on Andrews. He's wrapped up by Sicily. Ball spills out. How's that not holding the footy? The umpire running in. And a bit happening around the pack.
Tell you what, Sicily not shy. Got the orange boots to go with the fluorescent tan. I like it.
Tapped out. Hale, Hawks by 1 straight kick. 2.5 minutes in first term. Thanks to McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy. Bit of a stalemate half forward for the Hawks.
This is where the Lions are going to be clever. You can't allow the Hawks to lock you in. You'll feel the heat every time it stays in. The longer it stays in, the more heat you put yourself under.
Langford, clever. Third man up. Clark, he was being held onto. And that was Gunston, the infringing player. Rockcliffe called play on now. So they look to escape. Comes to Zorko. Has to turn. Goes low. Robertson in front of Lewis, high ball. Langford stands under, cops the heat from Stephen Martin. Did really well, about 60 from home.
So Langford back into the side. He's 55 from home. Just unloads it right to a dangerous spot, but big fist coming through by Clark. And I tell you what, old Ruffy let him have a gobful, didn't he?
He's a bit frustrated, the Rough. He's obviously had an interrupted pre-season, had the surgery on the lip and came back and kicked 5 on that first game back, but since then just ticking over for him.
One straight 6 the Hawks. Brisbane yet to score. In fact, they're yet to go forward really. Shields got a snapping ball toward the square. A couple overrun it. Here's Cyril. He misses. He was under a bit of heat. He tried the left foot squarer. It didn't happen. 1-1-7 Hawks. Brisbane yet to score. Triple M, a Harvey Norman scoreboard opening term.
Yeah, he normally put that one down for Cyril. Looks like he's got a bit more energy compared to last week. Looked flat last week against Port.
Rich, Rockcliffe, and now they're running Christensen from centre half back. Crosses defensive 50. That was clever from Freeman, pushing up the ground, releases Green. They can run forward now. On the end of it is Hanley. He gallops clear. Goal side of Duray and nails it for the Lions. Good transition, quick transition of play. Pierce Hanley gets his first for the Brisbane Lions, and they're 1 straight 6. Hawthorn 1-1-7, Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard. Harvey Norman Home Appliances, big brands, bigger value.
Yeah, Green it was, put on the Jets through midfield, and Hanley, Duray thought he had him covered, and then Hanley just went up a gear and was able to get on the end of it nicely. It was done once he was able to outstretch and grab it. He's such a class player. They've missed him dearly early in the year. His form since being back's good. This is what Brisbane are capable of. They can get you out the back. They got Adelaide out the back early on. They run and carry the footy beautifully. It's when they get cornered and bunkered down, they lack a bit of creativity and nous to get out.
Chemist Warehouse, home of real brands, real savings every day, Yada.
So ball back in the middle for McDonald's. Triple M rocks football. And here's Robinson. He's got the footy for Brisbane. Sends it up the half forward. And it's a mark taken by Burgoyne. Deep in defence. Goes sideways. Daniel Howe. So he's the player that was brought in for Mitchell. Oh, gee, late close. Is that going to be 50? No, nothing coming against Mays. So Lewis has got the footy for the Hawks at half-back.
Mays just done a Lewis on a Lewis, hadn't he there? Just got there late and was a little rough.
He sure did, Lewis. Just a laser-like ball. Finds Bruce. So they're just holding possession, the Hawks. Brisbane has sort of got them covered all the way up the ground. Rough head. Centre wing. Left foot ball. Now, Martin's in the spot here. He was able to tap it to his teammate Clark's advantage. The handball a little sloppy. A couple of them come through. It's going to end up with Mays. Gives the handball to Rockcliffe. Handball to Martin, centre wing. Good pressure applied by the Hawks. Kristen said it's going to be bundled out and play in front of Sicily. We'll have it thrown in centre wing on the broadcast side. The Hawks lead it by a point. 1-1 plays 1 straight. Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Intent was good. Probably a handball too many. Needed to get a kick on it at the end to send it long down the line.
Hawks by a point. 5.5 first term thanks to McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy. Rockcliffe caught one high. It was Evans, so it'll come back. Free kick.
Coming up for 8th hard yakka. Oh, he doesn't have it, Rockcliffe. Rockcliffe's already had 7 hard yakkas.
Paparone just called the play on the wing. Christensen has to go. Stuck out the right dude. Just Lewis coming hard on him the other way. So they look short again. Just lowers the eyes to Stephen Martin. He's marked about 80 from home. Turns now, kicking with the wind, the Brisbane Lions. Dumps it long, and that's in front was McGuan. Well, marked pretty unopposed. 45 directly in front.
Yeah, it was. Snapper. The kick seemed to hang in the air with the breeze, which is very unusual. Gibson caught behind, couldn't get a hand on it. A really nice contested mark, but the kick from the big ruckman wasn't much chop at all. Went about 35 metres on the big tailwind, which is probably a 3-goal breeze.
The ex-Tiger, Luke McGuan, just averaging the 10 disposals in 2015. It's his 4th match, booted 3. Round 19 in the Q clash. Directly in front. 40 from home. He likes it off the boot. He pumps up the right bicep and high fives all around for Luke McGuan. Brisbane get their second. They're 2 straight 12. Hawthorn 1-1-7. Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard, and we've travelled 7 minutes first term.
Well, the Hawthorn defenders are having a little meeting down there to say, hang on a minute, we've got to sort this out. It was a patient build-up. Short kicks here on the wing in front of the Triple M commentary box. Obviously learning a lesson out of Port Adelaide and Richmond. If you go long without any speed on, the Hawks will get the numbers back and they'll beat you every time. They picked and chose, and Martin was the one with the kick, and it was a really good contested mark by McGuan in front. And as you know, against the top team, scoreboard pressure helps. So if you go back and kick him, you're going to give yourself a chance, and that's exactly what he did.
So for McDonald's, Triple M Rocks football, and Brisbane getting their goals in two different ways, Louis. One was a quick run and transition, and the other one, mate, they were a bit more patient. Able to just grab a contested mark inside 50. Out of the middle, the Hawks. Langford running, delivering. Got Sicily. Good stretch. So he's got it right on the 50. Second gamer. Goes over the top and rough. Oh, gee, dropped the chest mark. Picked it up, turns and spins. It was touched off the boot. Cyril flies. Andrews is there. Paparone wrapped up. It was a good, strong tackle by Frawley, who actually went and won the footy as well. Working hard, Clark for Brisbane. Burgoyne was slick. Gets it to Smith. Gunston. Outside 50 now. Birchall sideways to Gibson. They're looking for this ball inside 50 to find a target. He goes right to the hot spot. Big boys at the back. He couldn't complete. Merritt came through with a good fist. Brisbane through Green. Here's Cyril. He's already had an attempt. This one snaps, bounces, misses. Minor score. Hawks are 1-2-8. Brisbane 2 straight 12. Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Bit stiff there, Cyril, but rough. That's indicative of the month he's had. Just dropped an easy chest mark, tried to reel around and bang it from 50, partly smothered. Cyril just a smidge off at the moment, but the Lions then, they had nowhere to go. Had all 18 players inside their defensive arc, so team defence for the Lions first today.
I like Robertson's start too, Louis, as he delivers to Christensen, right half-back flank, commentary side.
Three hard yackers, did a really good job on Dangerfield too last week.
4 points to the visitors. We went with a low ball. It was a low dart from Christensen, and Martin made it look good. Centre wing, commentary side. Looks up, kicks towards half forward. Hawks have the numbers.
Jeez.
And they eat this for breakfast as Duray just floats back third man in. Has Gibson true centre half back, and he'll transfer even wider to the 100 gamer in Gunston.
But if you're Steph Martin, you're not kicking to Louis Taylor with a long ball to half forward with two Hawthorn defenders. You've got to be smarter than that.
Oh, gee, a little sloppy here, the Hawks, although Birchall wraps up Adcock in a really good tackle, and he's able to hold the footy up.
They're all about holding onto the footy. That's not an option you kick to on the 45 on the square. You either head boundary side to the numbers, or you lower your eyes and chip the footy around, which worked beautifully before.
Dale Lewis there on Triple M footy. So it's a throw against Rockcliffe, illegal disposal, as you heard, and McAvoy. He's got the footy back with a centre wing. It's a 4-point lead to Brisbane. Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard. Harvey Norman, home appliances, big brands and bigger value. So a squaring ball, not the required journey. So it went to Smith, back to McAvoy, back to Smith, who gets going.
Gallops clear, half-back flank out of side. Kicks high into the wind. The ball drops short. Hale can't mark. Merritt did really well. Robertson was clever. Releases McStay. Quick hands. Cutler involved also. Gives a hospital handball to Christensen. Shields rips him to the turf right on the logo out of side. And will have a ball up. 2 straight 12, the Lions. They lead the 10-minute mark first term, 1-2-8 Hawthorn.
Having a crack to the Lions, who are trying to work their way out of half-back with a lot of handball, forcing the Hawks to come at them.
Christensen won it from the back of the stoppage. Centre wing out of side, went with a low ball. Louis Taylor wins a 2-on-1. Handball to Rockcliffe. Shields puts him under the pump. Disputed ball. Taylor went and got it again. Green involved. Burgoyne, good tackle. And the ball is rushed over the boundary line, half forward flank, outer side of the ground, about 80 metres out from the Brisbane goal. They're kicking to the left of your radio dial, the river end in this first term. It's the Brisbane Lions by 4 points.
Yeah, they've certainly shown a bit of spirit early on, the Lions. It was Hawthorn doing all the attacking, and Brisbane able to hit back. Just some hard yackers on the inside 50s, Louis. What are they measuring up for you on the computer?
Yeah, the Hawks 5-3, so super efficient, the Lions at the moment. Possession count, Brisbane 41, Hawthorn 37. And they're in front when it comes to the Lions. That's contested footy, 13 plays 11, thanks to Hardyack.
And there's another one. Christensen to Robinson to Zorko. Inside 50 here, Brisbane at the back. McGuan. Gibbo got back. McGuan did well. Kept it in play. And it was touched out of play. We'll have it tossed in. Might go around the grounds for the TAC, Louis. GWS and the Blues.
Yeah, she's tightened right up. It's 2-minute mark of the second term, and it is the Blues 2-4-16 to the Lions. Giants 2-3-15. Blues by 1.
Collingwood by 48 last night. It's the Lions by 4 points here. 12 gone. First turn deep in the forward pocket for the Lions. They've started this one well. Disputed ball spills to Burgoyne. He goes on the left shoe round the body. That was clever. Bruce dropped the mark. Zorko brought down in a good tackle. He was pushed in the back. And he's right on 50 at the river end with the breeze. Can he go the distance, Louis?
He does like a goal and can thump the footy. What I like is being able to just block the Hawks in and force them to kick long from the stoppage. They like to run it out, so that's a big win here for Brisbane.
Already 17 for the season. Doesn't look like his eyes are looking to pass it, Louis. So he'll kick from 55. Has it got the legs? It's right there. Good defensive fist. Just diffuses that situation. Big boy McAvoy through for a minor score. Brisbane Lions 2-1-13. Hawthorn a 1-2-8. And we've travelled 13 first term Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard.
It's only a little thing, but Hale was the man on the mark and Zorko's very little. So just good footy brains and thinking by Hale, the big man, to get on the mark and make him kick up and over.
And it was fisted through by McAvoy as well. So the other big boy getting back through centre wing, Hill, the boy that Louis is keeping an eye on today. And he missed his target there, which was Rioli. Shields, he's getting a few touches. Back to Hill, squaring ball's good. So Suckling just backward to centre wing. Tried a bit of fancy stuff. Ended up giving the handball to Hale. Goes to half forward, Merritt. He was way too big for Bruce. He got the fist in there. Rotcliffe, who's almost double figures, I think, Louis, in this opening term so far.
Yep, 10 hard yakkers.
So now it ends up. They go forward through Zorko. Christensen, Gibson from the side. Big fish. The old double banger. And it's out of play. We'll have it tossed in 60 around from the Brisbane goal.
No good that, Louis. They need to lower the eyes. That was long to a 2-on-1. Hawthorn at half back.
Yeah, but the one positive, they get it out of play. They get a stoppage 70 from home. What I like at the moment, the enthusiasm and the attack on the footy. Merritt probably could have marked, but went defensive first and just taking it right up to the Hawks at the moment, the Lions.
Lions by 5 points. Rotcliffe over the footy. Releases now. Zorko at half forward. Puts the Lions inside 50 again. Ball at the back. Adcock in the box. See, can he get a foot to it? He can. Jed Adcock off the ground. Burgoyne right up his clacker. But he's got through, and the Brisbane Lions have got 3. A 3-1-19, the Lions. 1-2-8, the Hawks. Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Yeah, quick kick from the stoppage. Asked the question. To see that again with Burgoyne and Adcock. He seemed to be just cruising along, Shawnee there at the back. And as the ball comes in nice and hot, just lost touch, tried to punch the footy away, lost body contact, allowed Adcock just to get a foot on it. As he had a couple of weeks after being told he's no longer required after being club captain and doing your best, and said you might want to pack your bags, CJ, you're out of here. Played like it too last week, unfortunately. Hopefully this week he's in a better mind space.
So for McDonald's, Triple M Rocks football, and we'll have it thrown in.
Jeez, somebody's got hold of one of our effects, Mike.
We'll have it handballed out of there. Here they go again, Brisbane. So the Hawks just not on the medal at the moment. Rotcliffe inside 50. Ball fisted away. Here's McGuan. He's going to have a snap at it. It's around the body. It's bouncing, rolling, and it's out of bounds. It's only a couple of metres around River End. Have it tossed in for Brisbane. They've really come to play today. 11 points in front of the defending premier. Throw in. Umpire barking his instructions to the ruckman. Hale got the tap down. Falls down Rotcliffe. He's wrapped up beautifully by Langford. And he's done. So Will gets the footy at half back, or back pocket really, for the Hawks.
I'd suggest either Langford or Shields just goes and stands beside Mr. Rotcliffe for a while, Louis. How many hard yakkers?
He's up to, what's he had, 11 now. And Langford did that at that stoppage too. Just circled him and watched him all the way in.
They're boxed in here, the Hawks. Deep in their defence, and it was Suckling who ran, or Stratton who ran out of bounds, trying to release the footy. So we'll get a throw in. Forward pocket for Brisbane. They lead by 11 points. They squeeze up. McGuan comes third man up, just taps it down. Rotcliffe tackled by Langford, and he was caught high, and he'll get a free kick. Only 35 out, pretty acute angle at the river end.
Well, right on the back foot here at the moment. The Hawks just trailing their men into the footy at the moment. I think a massive Cook coming up a quarter time with Clarko. If he was angry last week after the game, Yoda, he's not going to like what he's seeing right here, right now. Being led to the footy, slow and just really reactive, the Hawks at the moment.
He got the 4 for the year as the skipper, but he kicks this from about 40 from home, and he likes it straight off the eye boot. Well, over the goal umpire's hat as Rotcliffe. Brisbane have got 4. And Hawthorn need to wake up. 4-1-25 the Lions, 1-2-8 the Hawthorn Hawks. 17 gone first term, Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Well, he's having some sort of game. Tommy Rotcliffe, the skip, leading from the front. 12 hard yakkers, 3 clearances, 4 contested, and now a goal and 7 uncontested. So he is just really saying, follow me, boys. And the Hawks, you picked it out, snapped during the warm-up. A few kicks were missing targets down here at the river end. Just the centre square start was Langford, Shields and Bruce, along with Hale, so not the normal suspects in there. And
Frawley starting forward.
Just intriguing to see. Last week, got shook up a bit by, I think, Port Adelaide, but they need to knuckle down. Brisbane been fantastic.
For McDonald's, Triple M rocks football. And then you throw in the rough head chest mark Louis and the Hill missed kick out there, and then the defender running out of play to sort of have the throw in. So the Hawks right off the boil at the moment, and the Lions have really bought a game. So Burchell to Smith, striding freely as he loves to do. Now he goes long. Merritt's in the spot here. Got his fist to it. It falls to the front. Play on the umpire calls. Andrews got it away. Martin, he clears for Brisbane. Through the middle of the ground, Brisbane with numbers here. Good pressure. Big tackle put on by Billy Evans. And the umpire will run in centre wing outer. And we'll have a ball up. It's 25 playing 8. Brisbane leading. Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Good signs too for Lions fans. 3-on-2. They were first back on that occasion.
17 points the div. Rough head, quick give. Lewis left shoe. Puts inside. 50 again. Merritt the third man up. Did he infringe? I think he did. And Hale will take the free kick, 40 from home, directly in front, City end.
Yeah, he butchered that big source Merritt. He had the City, he was third man into the contest. Ball dipped a bit on him. Ended up trying to take the mark when the big fist was what was required, and a knee right through the spine. Didn't get there on either, and then just dragged Hale down as he went past the footy.
Just playing the spare man back at the moment, big source. So he's been creative, just diffused a few situations to date. That, as Louis mentioned, he was pretty clumsy. So Hale with the footy, the ex-Roo. He'll kick from about 45 out directly in front. Already has 10 for the season. Will it get the journey? I don't think it will. There's a bit of wrestling going on in the square. There's a free kick and it's going Hawthorn's way. James Frawley, the recipient.
Well, that's just lazy. Big high ball floating in all the time in the world as a key defender. You've got Source back there for a big spoil. You don't need to panic. And I think it might have been Clark that hung on as Frawley went past and was giving him away not an easy shot, but a shot on goal nonetheless.
Yeah, just engaged the bigger body of Frawley. Just made him a little bit anxious, the kid. So Frawley from the pocket goes the banana, rams it into the woodwork. So a minor score for the Hawks, 1-3-9. Brisbane 4-1-25, Triple M Harvey Norman scored.
Chip went forward a few times at Melbourne with some good success. The one step there was the giveaway that he doesn't go there that often with the banana, but again, Brisbane dodging a bullet there. Shouldn't have never conceded a shot at goal.
So Rich back into the side. He brings the footy back in. Martin. And it's all Hawthorn. Will Lake get there before the boundary? He won't. So all the little bounces, all the little things just not going the Hawks' way at the moment.
Got himself a Brian bounce.
Just need to use their hands there from half back, Louis. They had the numbers around the contest. They kicked it forward. They were lucky that went out of bounds.
And Martin had the fumble. Had he been clean, they had numbers to get out.
Well, there's Rockcliffe, uncontested around the stoppage again. He got it forward, but Gunston floating across, taking the mark.
13 now for Rockcliffe on the Hard Yakka stat sheet. Christensen with 8, Robinson 6 for the Hawks, Smith 7, Shields 5, Langford 5.
I think Langford's his opponent at this moment.
So a 16-point lead to Brisbane. Who would have thunk that, so to speak, as Langford just cleared that little contest. Ball spills out. Hugh Beasley, he's wrapped up by Frawley. Ball comes out. Rockcliffe again, burrows through. Geez, contested stuff. How good is it? And Zorko's bundled over the line by Sicily. We'll have it thrown in at half forward here for the Hawks. 16-point leaders, Brisbane. Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Speaking of contested, 25-22 for the Lions on the Hard Yakka stat sheet. Lethal would have emphasised that this week. You can control that.
4-1 to 1-3 to the visitors. High contact. Just getting lower and harder was Langford. Wants to move it quickly right half forward flank. Commentary side. Gives it to Hill. He'll dump it to full forward. Merritt again. Third man up. Just gets the fist into the footy, and Rich with that left peg was magnificent. Delivers to Rockcliffe. Disposal number 15, according to Louis, the Hard Yakkers. Green rode the bump. He was caught high. Play on, said the umpire. Neutral ball half forward for the Hawks. Lewis burrows in. Look at him bullocking his way out. Rich to take it off him. Waits for the heat to come. Quick hands. Andrews with a quick fumble. Hill to mop up. He's brought down in a good tackle. Suckling one way then the other. Just releases. Spins wide to Smith, and Smith to dump it inside 50. Good kick. McStay over the top was clever. Love the aggression. Defensive spoil right fist. Ball out of play right forward. for the Hawks. 139 Hawthorn, 4-1-25 Brisbane, and we've travelled 22 minutes first quarter.
Yeah, McStay left roughy, said I'm going to go where the danger is. He got a nice big fist on it. Good, confident defence.
16-point lead to Brisbane, and the big Sauce got around him too, and he loved that peeling off action and coming out to give a hand.
Spud Frawley be loving that. That's golden fist worthy.
Here's McGuan. Overran the footy. Lake and Taylor, a couple of different sized fellas there. It's wrapped up centre wing. Umpire running in, we'll have it tossed up. So the Hawks, they were the first one on the board, and then Brisbane, they got the last four of the game. And they've been really good around the clearances. Rockcliffe in particular has been brilliant. Triple M Harvey Norman scoreboard, 16-point lead to Brisbane.
Third man up was Lewis, just wins it down, comes back to Christensen. That was clever. Just drew the heat, released Paparone from half back. He kicks towards half forward. Not his greatest kick. Puts Green under the pump. Birchall, good tackle on him. Giray in there also. We'll have a ball up just backward of centre wing. Eastern side of the ground.
Just struggling to win a contested footy, the Hawks, in a one-on-one contest at the moment.
Lions by 16. Lewis gives to a rampaging Burgoyne high kick, and just waiting underneath it and reading it best was Merritt again. The spare man back, sells some candy, goes back into the corridor. That's clever to Clark, and he marks true centre-half back position for the Lions.
It's a couple of times now they've just dumped long. That's Hawthorn to the +1 in Merritt. Just got to lower their eyes and get some runners to come with them. Normally the forwards will lead up, but they're a little bit short inside 50 at the moment.
So Clark, he went sideways. Mays was there, and Christensen, the hard run by Adcock, who's got a goal already today. He just didn't hit the target, but tell you what, his pickup was brilliant. He goes inside 50. McGuan flew. Gibson nowhere near it. Falls to the back. Is that McStay back there now? And good tackle by Robinson, but it's rushed through for a minor. So it moves along. 26 Brisbane, and it's 9 Hawthorn. Might have been John Freeman down in that big contest as the Hawks bring it back in, and Smith on the end of it.
Birchall, so often the architect from fullback, and Smith in the green boots. Just the twinkle toes, just a little jab to Hill Louis.
I really enjoyed Brisbane spread before, being able to get out the other side. Christensen too, racking up some big numbers, boys. 11 hard yakkers now playing in the middle of the ground today.
Ball in the hands of Roughhead, just goes up the line. They've worked it to the centre wing outer side. Bruce with the footy. Wants to draw Adcock on the mark.
He's got no movement ahead. One-on-ones inside 50, and just everything down the line closed down.
Very stagnant, the Hawks. The 100-gamer in Gunston with the footy. True centre-half back position. That's not his best kick. The breeze holds it up. Brisbane in the box seat here. It's McStay. He wants to draw Lewis. He can't. Lewis, good tackle. Ball out of play. Centre wing commentary side, and they'll toss it back in. 26 Brisbane. They lead Hawthorn 9, and we've travelled 26 minutes first turn.
You get a sense of the mindset there. McStay could have done so much more with that footy. Kick wasn't great, ball was inside. Only had to beat Lewis, get it back into play, but was more content to get it out, whereas the top sides would have brought that one back in and rebounded inside 50.
So he started in defence. He was slung forward, McStay, and now he's on the bench at the moment, but they've done that a little bit. He started forward with Brisbane, of course, early on, and then thrown into defence for a lot of his recent career, but he's a real good fella up forward, just a young kid as the ball spills out. Rockcliffe, another hard yakker. Here's Rich. Robinson was brilliant. Andrews, they're running. Look at Brisbane go. They've got the tails up. Cutler, he's got some toe, this boy. Goes long. 2-on-1 in favour of the Hawks, and Gunston.
Poor option.
Massive bait there from Jonathan Freeman. Says, what are you doing going over the top? The numbers are behind us. We've come at you. It's a big breeze. We're kicking. We just lower the eyes. A 20-metre pass.
Spot on, Louis. He dumped it to a 2-on-1. Gunston goes to Lake. Lake's been held onto.
Bryant.
Just the one-hander. Going to be 50. No. Bit of push and shove between Rockcliffe and Mr. Lake. So it'll be a free kick half-back for the Hawks. They trail by 17 points. From defensive 50, commentary side dumps it towards the wing. No one can mark. Andrews at the back and tackles Cyril without it. Play on's the call. Martin Robertson's been busy. Ball out of play. A centre wing commentary side. 26 plays 9, and we're into red time first term.
Yeah, a lot to like, Brisbane fans, but geez, Hawthorn lethargic, lacking the ability, no hard run, and some poor decision making, which is very much unlike the Hawks.
They're going to go again here, Louis.
So they go inside 50 through Zorko, and Lake able to peel off. But you're right, Louis. It's an energy and enthusiasm, I don't know, an intensity that they're just lacking, and Brisbane have bought it. And the Hawks try and clear defence. Even there, Hale just falls over against Martin, and it's out of play. We'll have it thrown in.
Last two entries going forward, Louis from Brisbane. They've dumped it long instead of just lowering the eyes.
Got a real opportunity to steal one here late and just get the eyes down low, getting repeat inside 50s, and the Hawks throwing a lot of numbers behind the ball.
17 points to the visitors as Lewis from half-back goes up the line, low ball. Roughhead made it look really good, and Cyril's on the run. Look at him run clear. Draws a man, gives it to Sicily. Shoulders like a brown snake. Orange boots. A little ball from Hills. Clever. Finds Shields. Hemmed in. Deep against the boundary line, kicks it back, disciplined kick, Bruce in the van, can't mark the footy. McStay did really well, Paparone comes in and lends a hand, and they get the ball out of bounds, forward pocket, outer side of the ground for the Hawks. 1-3-9 Hawthorn, 4-2-26 Brisbane, and we've played 26 first term, Triple M, Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Pretty handy defending by Louis Taylor. Had Bruce had the sit, but fought to get the back spot because of the breeze, and did well enough to get a fist on it and bring it to ground. Well done.
That was very evident on the Chemist Warehouse replay as the ball spills out, working hard as Lewis. He's over it. Umpires asking him to get on with things. They clear the area. Brisbane, Handley was the man getting boot to ball, but only as far as Lake, who's got the footy at centre wing. And don't forget Chemist Warehouse, the home of real brands and real savings every day. They go forward, the Hawks. Brizzy don't want to concede a late one here after their great work. Freeman got it to Zorko. Just got boot to ball. We're about 30 seconds or so left in this quarter.
Oh, the bounce.
Oh, Frawley, and bounce didn't favour him. Look at that. Hard attack by Brisbane. Ball spills out. That was Mays, who did some great body work. That's going to be Burgoyne, though, on the end of it. Hill, Gunston, and he has got the footy at half-back as we tick down to quarter time.
Gunston looks up further afield. Howe making good position, marks centre wing, eastern side.
Yeah, you got to love the intent though, Yoda. Just a quick kick into no man's land, and they got there with speed, and the intent, it was Mays, wasn't it? Got down low and hard, big body contact. Just been the theme all for the opening term with Brisbane. Hard attack on the footy and the man.
Good signs for the Lions. There's the siren, Aurora Stadium to end the first term. And it's Brisbane 4-2-26. Hawthorn 1-3-9 for the TAC round the grounds last night. Collingwood by 48 over Geelong. What's happening at Spotless Stadium, Louis?
17-minute marks in the second term, and the Giants lead it by 6, 3-7-25 to the Blues 2-7-19.
One-way traffic here at Aurora Stadium, and it is to the visitors. Brisbane by 17 points. That's thanks to McDonald's. Triple M rocks football.
This quarter was brought to you by Harvey Norman Home Appliances. Big brands, bigger value.
For McDonald's Sharon football offer, Triple M rocks football. Triple M footy is building for the finals.
Wowee.
And the boys are ready to go.
Spot on, Chief.
Your number one footy call on radio. JB, Gaz, Chief, Spud, Duck, Das, Damo, Swatter, Dan.
How's that for a reply?
And BT.
That would have really disturbed me greatly.
The Bendix Breaks call team backs up tomorrow for the Sunday rub from 1. For McDonald's, create your taste. Triple M rocks football.
This round, CrownBet's giving you a $100 bonus offer with our AFL head-to-head special. Back a team to win any match this round, and if your team score 80 points or more but lose, you'll get a match bonus bet up to $100. That's right, every match this round, you can get straight back in the game with CrownBet's AFL head-to-head special. Join today at crownbet.com.au. CrownBet, the game just changed. First head-to-head bet only. Terms and conditions apply. Gamble responsibly.
In 2015, the Triple M Bendix Breaks call team rocks football. CrownBet, the game just changed. This footy season, if you're placing a bet, remember, always gamble responsibly. Holden, the special edition Holden Commodore Storm is back. Stay calm. See your Holden dealer today. Bob Jane T-Marts, the tyre and wheel specialist. Bob Jane T-Marts. We won't be beaten on price. In 2015, Triple M rocks football.
Cars pass by at night. One long row of hazy headlights. In the first car is Jess, a single mother of 3. In the next car is Billy, the worst player on his indoor soccer team, but also the funniest. And in the third car is Hong, who's teaching her father how to finally speak English. There's no one someone won't miss. That's why we need to end road trauma forever. Find out more at towardszero.vic.gov.au.
Hey, it's the Triple M Rock Patrol. We're at the new BCF at the Pakenham Lifestyle Centre. If you live for the outdoors, pick up a great bargain. Grab a Gasmate Rio portable barbecue for just $199. Save $100 and walk out with a Coleman rugged rechargeable lantern for just $39.99. Save $40. Catch 25% off all rogue fishing tools and knives. It's the Triple M Rock Patrol here for the all-new BCF at Pakenham Lifestyle Centre on the Princes Highway.
We want your car. At sellmycar.com.au, we buy cars on the spot with a guaranteed payment in your bank in 24 hours on business days. No roadworthy costs, no hassles. We've bought over $18 million worth of cars on the spot, and we want your car. Simply visit sellmycar.com.au to book an appointment with one of our professional car buyers today. Cash for your car, fast. Conditions apply. See sellmycar.com.au.
Sellmycar.com.au. This Father's Day, buy Dad the gift that says it all at Dan Murphy's. Like Wyndham Estate bin varieties, only $7.60 and 96. 1 litre bottles of Jack Daniel's Old No. 7 Tennessee whiskey, unbeatable at just $54 each. And get cases of Heineken Lager 330ml bottles for a low $41.95 each. Dan Murphy's massive catalogue out now, featuring over 290 gifts that are perfect for Dad. Shop in store or online. Nobody beats Dan Murphy's. Enjoy responsibly. Valid till Thursday. Conditions apply.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
For McDonald's Sharon Football offer, Triple M rocks football. This quarter is brought to you by Commander Business Phone Systems. Demand a Commander today.
Quarter time here at Aurora Stadium, and Brisbane 17 points in front of the Hawks, 4-2-26. The Hawks 1-3-9 for McDonald's Triple M Rocks football. Here's Dale Lewis with some key hard yakka stats.
Well, they got the first goal of the game through Suckling, and after that it was Brisbane. And it was the Tom Rockcliffe show, boys. He had 17 hard yakkers in that opening term. 7 contested possessions, 4 clearances, kicked a goal. He's been absolutely everywhere, and little Alan Christensen has been a fantastic foil, playing in the middle of the ground today. He's had 11 hard yakkers. Paparone 8, Robinson 8 for the Hawks. Smith 9, Shields 8, Langford 8, and Gunston 8. Inside 50 count is just lost it off the page there, boys. I'll find it on my sheet for you right now. It is 9-11, 11-9 in favour of the Hawks. They've been better getting inside 50, the Hawks, but just the delivery, kicking to a 2-on-1 in Source Merit all the time. They look lethargic, they lack the energy, they lack the run. Brisbane up for the fight. Hawks down here on holiday at the moment sums it up.
Chris Rowbottom for Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, no changes to the subs, boys. Still Dawson for the Lions and Hartung for the Hawks in the vest. That wind has picked up a little bit down here, so favouring the River End. Hawks are kicking that way this quarter, so it'll be interesting to see if they can utilise it.
And Louis, Gunston, they've actually moved him forward by the looks of it, the Hawks, because in that first quarter he was playing loose across half-back. I couldn't quite understand that.
I reckon a question may have been asked whether he has the licence or not. He's trying to do what a Westhoff does for Port Adelaide, try and shore things up, but it didn't really help the cause at all. And left them one short down inside their 50 when they got it in.
Well, for McDonald's, Triple M Rocks football, second term about to get underway. Brisbane with a 17-point lead. It's Martin getting the tap. Christensen around the footy, Shields. That was a tap that ends up with Green for Brisbane. They go inside 50. Lake's able to peel off. He won the footy. Got it to Gibson. Oh, gee, Shields has got to go here. He sort of didn't. Rockcliffe was steaming out. That's a high free kick going to go to Sicily.
Still persisting with Frawley forward as well, boys, like the start of the game. And the opening bounce was Langford against Shields and Bruce, but this time with McAvoy as opposed to Hale. So just trying some different things in the middle today.
So Sicily goes wide. Here's McAvoy, 55 from home. Robinson, you won't want to try and take him on. Here's Hill. Lewis inside 50 for the Hawks, but very good stretch, Andrews. And he's got the mark deep in defence.
He wants to move it quickly. Clark lends a hand. He's running shotgun with him with Cutler. They share it all via hand. To Paparone. Zorko's involved, and now Big Source Merritt. Look at him gallop clear. He's got big, bold running style. He's got enough time to lay it on the turf. Handballs quickly to Rockcliffe, and Rockcliffe goes back by a hand to Merritt, and they've worked it to half forward. Freeman with the footy.
I like that. Just bodied up firstly on Birchall, then went back to the footy, first contact.
Brisbane by 17 points. We're a minute in second term as Rockcliffe gets the footy yet again, this time from young 21-year-old Freeman. Rockcliffe just forward of centre wing. Commentary side has Steph Martin. Martin marks and gives it straight back to him. So he's had about 20 already, and we're early in the second term. That's not his best kick. And that's out on the full, looking for McGuan. Gibson will take the relieving free kick, halfback commentary side for the Hawks.
Shields has gone to Rockcliffe now. Be intrigued to see whether they tag, because they're always happy when they played Collingwood to let Pendlebury and Swan get footy and just worry about their own business. So I'll keep an eye on that one, boys.
Dale Lewis there on Triple M footy this afternoon. Good mark by Martin. And, a real bullock of this bloke. He can get around the park and take some marks, but that's not a great kick. Nearly to his opposite number. Free kick, actually, the arm chop against Robinson. So Mitchie giving it away to McAvoy. So it's been Brisbane with the last 4 goals of the game. Hawks had the first one, and then Brisbane whacked on the next 4. It's 4-2-26 to 1-3-9. Been no addition to the score in this second term. Gibson at half-back for Hawthorn. He's looking down the line, delivering. Gee, it's off the side of the boot, and they're looking sloppy, Hawthorn. It's out of bounds on the full, and Cutler, he'll get it for the Lions at half-back.
And conversely, Brisbane really keen to get up on them. Push right up, even on the switches with plenty of space. Force them to make a decision, kick or handball.
17 points, the diff as Howe goes round the body centre wing. The ball smothered off hands. That was by Sammy Mays. Ball out of play. Centre wing commentary side. The western side of the ground here at Aurora Stadium. Chilly afternoon for football. Traditional time slot. They toss it back in. 17 points to the visitors. 3 minutes second term. Disputed ball. Langford, look at him burrow in. Working down low. Taylor's going to escape with it. Releases Rich off half back. He's going to get run down from behind. Releases the footy now. Rockcliffe gets another stat. He wants Cutler involved. Cutler's errant handball and the Hawks are out. Turnover City here. Sicily involved. Sweeps the handball wide to Frawley. Frawley from 55. Wow, a much needed goal for the Hawks. They kicked one in the first. They've got an early one in the second term. 2-3-15 Hawthorn. 4-2-26 Brisbane Lions. And that's on the Triple M Commander scoreboard.
Chemist Warehouse is going to show a bad turnover by the Lions. Cutler and co. missing the targets. Missed Rich by a mile. And Frawley will tell you he was going to Cyril in the square and it just hit a jet stream. I don't think so. He knew all along. Just an easy kick from out there. That's gone a country mile, all right. But again, the pressure by the Hawks back in the middle of the ground to force one extra handball, then get out the other side. And this time they were quick to get on their bike, and Frawley was the beneficiary of it all.
So margin is 11 points for McDonald's. Triple M Rocks football. Brisbane have got the lead, but the Hawks get the first one of this second term. Tap down. Shields got the handball away to Birchall. They release from half-back. Roughhead's going back. Gunston leading up is on the end of it. So he's about 60 from home. Gunston. Strong breeze at his tail.
I'll tell you what, not beyond him if he gets it up there.
He's basically on the front edge of the centre square. He just chips it up right to the hot spot, looking for McAvoy. Third man in was Merritt with the fist, working hard in defence. Paparone, he's wrapped up. Umpire running in. We'll have it tossed up. 25 out from the Hawks' goal. 11-point leaders, Brisbane. Triple M Commander scoreboard.
Big test here for the Lions. Last week did the same to Adelaide, then was scoreless in the second term. Really need to work hard and keep continuing the fight in the contested footy.
26 plays, 15 to the visitors. Rich with a little low ball to clear. Defensive 50. The Silk of Burgoyne will mop it up. Goes back inside.
Free kick.
Play on's the call, comes back to Birchall. Birchall and Lake share it. High ball back inside, 50. Gunston front and square, right shoe. And they've got another one, the Hawks. Well, no one laid a hand on him. He was the only bloke that went front and square, played the percentages, and he's got his 45th for the season. We're back to a 5-point ball game. Brisbane 4-2-26. The Hawks are 3-3-21 Triple M Commander scoreboard.
They're awake now, the Hawks. Credit to Brian Lake. He got an ordinary kick back in board by Burgoyne that hung a long time in the air and sort of faked his man out of it, let it get over the back because he knew he had company. It was really well done, and thank God Gunston's got his shoulder strapped. That would have ripped him out of a normal man. It come that hard and fast front and square. Good clean hands in the perfect spot. He's a real clever forward, and that's a really clever goal.
So ball back in the middle for McDonald's. Triple M Rocks football, and it's a 5-point lead now to Brisbane. Hawks have got the last couple, and they're getting a bit busier. Hale out of the middle. Lewis got the handball. Roughhead. He was tackled as kick, but gets it up towards the forward 50. Fisted toward the line. It's rolling, and it's out of play. No, Cyril kept it in. Now it's going to go and bounce and roll, and Giray, the man who sort of scrubbed it forward, will have it thrown in. 20 around from the Hawks goal. 5-point leaders, Brisbane. Triple M Commander scoreboard. Commander, your business phone and internet specialists. Demand a Commander today.
How do you reckon little Cutler, Tommy Cutler, sleeps? Eddie Betts last week, Cyril this week.
Well, Rioli sweeps the handball to Hill. He lowers the eyes and he just delivers it to Frawley and he marks 30 out directly in front.
He'd hate Friday nights, wouldn't he? Who you got this week? Just the best small forward in the comp again. Jeez, but the Hawks just looking ominous right now. And Chip's already got one. Experiment today. Started up forward in the first term. Looked a little lost. This time around, though, finding some really good space.
Exact same spot, only about 30 metres closer to goal. Kicking towards the river end. As Louis mentioned, he's already got one for the quarter. He's on the runway now. A little chipping shot at goal with a little 9-iron, and it's straight over the goal umpire's hat. He's got two, Frawley. Hawks back on the charge. And they hit the front for the first time apart from the first minutes of the game. 27 Hawthorn, 26 Brisbane, and we've travelled 7.5 minutes second term Triple M Commander scoreboard.
Well, if you're Alistair Clarkson, your blood pressure's gone down a bit. You think, righto, we've finally turned up and we're into it. And if you're Leopard, Justin Leppard, you're going, not again. Great effort. Everything went right on our terms in the first quarter. We out-hunted them. We did everything well, used the footing, ran and spread. But now we're second to the ball. We're getting camped and just being forced to hide back in our inside defensive 50. Cannot win a contested footy to save themselves at the moment, the Lions.
Well, for McDonald's, Triple M rocks football. What's the other score, Louis, for the TAC, GWS and Carlton?
5 points in it. Giants 38, the Blues 33. Deep into time on in the second term.
Okay, Mitch Robinson for Brisbane. Got the handball to Martin and Paparone with a bit of run. Little awkward left foot, little sky ball. And, read it really well, Mays. On the outer side. He's got the footy at half forward.
50.
And 50. What was that for?
Yeah, Suckling just ran into the no-go zone.
They've gone soft on this one in recent weeks. They've let it slide a little bit. We don't know a little bit in the Chemist Warehouse. I think Smith went to go outside to the runner and Suckling went to come in, but I think he came in from the restricted airspace, so to speak.
So, look, not much angle, not far out, but a tricky little breeze. As
kick.
He's going to come in. So, in he comes. Sam Mays. He kicked a couple of goals a couple of weeks ago. It was up there in Brizzy. Kick on the way, and he's missed. It's away to the left. Minor score. 4-3-27 Brisbane. 4-3-27 Hawthorn. Triple M Commander scoreboard. And they're about to bring the footy back in through Birchall.
Missed. It was a duck hook. Went hard left.
Birchall,
bad miss.
The footy, kicks it to himself. Broadcast side, just roosts it towards the wing. McAvoy in the box seat, can't mark. Off hands, McStay did really well. Zorko, a little dribbling ball forward. Releases Evans. Evans releases the footy. Quick kick inside, that's clever by Zorko. And marking the footy is Hugh Beasley.
Speaking of clever, Evans able to take the tackle, swung around, got the side of the hands, were fantastic, and Zorks, the great, was able to lower the eyes nicely.
Didn't panic, Louis, just drew the heat, accepted the heat and still released the footy.
So they've been drafting at the private schools. Hugh Beasley, we've got Lewis Taylor, some of the names, we've got Marco Paparone.
This will take a good kick. 45 out, 45-degree angle into the breeze. And the percentages were against him. It'll be a minor score to Brisbane. They move to 4-4. They're 4-4-28 Hooks, 4-3-27 Triple M Commander scoreboard.
So the handball from Smith gets it across to Giray and he puts it out in space. Bruce. Now it's all Brisbane forward of him.
He's going to have to hold up.
So he's waiting for his teammates. He's going to go across the ground a bit and he's found his man. So Matty Suckling turns and goes, puts a bullet. Cyril's at the back. It's going to go even further than that. And a goal to the Hawks, Shields. So they have really come out breathing a bit of fire in the second term. They are 5-3-33. They kicked the last four, Hawthorn. Brisbane 4-4-28 on the Triple M Commander scoreboard. Here's Dale Lewis on Triple M Football.
Just saw Justin Leppich from the Chemist Warehouse. The kick by Bruce was fantastic, back in ball, but they had numbers back in their favour, the Lions. They just didn't factor in the ball in the windy conditions, going to get over the back. They got lazy. They ball watched as it went into the corridor and didn't get the touch and feel on Shields, who was able to run past a Brisbane Lions defender back there. Didn't have anyone for company marked on the goal line. Really poor defending in the end. Ball watching.
Hawks have got 4 for the term. Brisbane zip. So it's Hawthorn by 5 points. 11.5 second term thanks to McDonald's Triple M Rock's footy. Martin wins this one down. Langford in the box C. Good tackle. Rockcliffe just rips him down. Robertson, that was clever. Running clear is Paparone from half-back. Kicks towards half-forward. Gibson reads it best. He's in front of McGuan, hanging on. Gibson free kick. Well done, Josh Gibson. It was a neutral ball. He made it his own. And he squares the footy to the corridor. Bradley Hill. He comes straight up the middle.
Just a bad free kick, though. You had him covered. You're inside your own 50. He's under heat. Don't do anything stupid. Force him to make a decision and execute a skill. Don't give away a soft free kick.
Smith. They head to the outer side, and Lake, they come back into the corridor. They got the extra there, Burgoyne. And now Hill gallops clear, crosses defensive 50, went with a low ball to Sicily in the black glove this afternoon, went with an inside ball. That was clever. Rough head feeds Lewis. Lewis with a long ball to full forward. Merritt with a defensive fist. He came late and he came hard. Can Bruce keep it in? Clark wants it out. Bruce wants it in. Clark shrugs the tackle, gives it to Zorko. The ball's out, they say. Boundary umpire says, you stepped out, Mr. Zorko. Bring it back, so we'll get a throw in. At 20 out from the Hawks' goal. They lead by 5 points. 13 gone second term.
Big Sauce, his defender now, he just doubles fists. First thought, his best thought, because once it hits the deck, he wants nothing to do with it. Really should have almost marked that one as well, like a couple of times last week. Just not backing himself in at the moment, Big Sauce.
So the ball rolls to the line. Sort of a bit like Astro Boy, isn't he, Louis? He just gets the old double fist going. We'll have it, throw it in. 5 point lead.
You got any of that chewy you used to eat or whatever it is?
To the Hawks.
The superpowers.
They've kicked the last 4, Hawthorn. Tap down. And they're working hard here, Brisbane in defence. But the Hawks are... Gee, Christensen was good then. Really put the body in. He's been rewarded, won the footy, and then they jump on him. Umpire still saying to play it on. So Roughhead, that was just brute strength. Here's Bruce around the footy, deep in the pocket. Lewis, head over the footy. Going through Gunston. He's wrapped up. Real scramble at the moment. It's inside the attacking 50 for the Hawks. They've got a 5 point lead. Ball spills out. That was some slick hands attempted by Lewis. Ends up Brisbane clear through Hanley. High ball. Geray sits under it, and he's got it for the Hawks.
Good work again by Brian too. Good body work by Brian Lake.
Well picked up, Louis. Squaring footy. A little chipping ball. Isaac Smith marks 55 from home.
He'll kick this if he wants to.
Kicking with the wind. Suckling comes back onto the ground. Isaac Smith with the footy.
Can smash it.
A running machine. He run those MCG wings all day, Louis. He'll wind up that big left peg. Look at this. It's a penetrating ball. Isaac Smith gets his first for the afternoon. The Hawks have landed 5 for the quarter, and they're in control here, 14 into the second term. 4-4-28 Brisbane. They trail by 11 points, 6-3-39 Hawthorn. Triple M Commander scoreboard.
Got their game up and about now. 5 goals to just the 2 behinds this term to the Hawks and the Hardyacker Sheets. Smith's got 4 with that goal. Bradley Hill is up and about with 4. Jordan Lewis, Josh Gibson and Taylor Geray took that really good mark with 4 Hardyackers. Evans, Mays, Rockcliffe and Martin all with 3s for the Lions. But the other key big number here is uncontested marks and marks alone. 15-7 in this term. That's the Hawks' game plan. Chip it around, move it around, and just jig you around at will.
Triple M Hardyacker stats. Hardyacker, nothing's tougher. Join the Legends Club at hardyacker.com.au for exclusive deals. Out of the middle, the Hawks. Shields for McDonald's. Triple M rocks football. He goes deep inside 50. Frawley almost threw it out there. Sicily, he hasn't looked out of place in his second game. Cyril tried to sell a pup and then he lost it and he got it and he dished it out to the rough. Working hard here, the Hawks across the top of their 50. Little handball came from Howe and it's going to end up with Lewis.
It's a good hustle though by Brisbane, able to force them back 20 or 30 metres. At least their intent and their body contact was there.
So the 17-point deficit is now a lead of 11 points for the Hawks and a free kick arm chop going the way of Sicily.
So clever kick by Lewis, just drew the forwards out, just chipped it, didn't blaze away too far to hit it to the hot spot. And Sicily went hard up the footy and the Brisbane line defender had no choice but to hit the arms and give away the free kick.
Yeah, they're just guarding too much space there. Once the kick's going to go low and short, they've got to get closer.
Well, he's in a non-dangerous area. He's 80 out. He could never get it there and couldn't get it to the hot spot, so he's always going to use the footy.
So when he comes, Sicily, he's a one-game, one-goal man. And he's going to have to hang it out to the right and let the breeze bring it back. He does exactly that. He's got his second. And the Hawks, well, they're piling them on. They've kicked the last 6. 7-3-45 Hawthorn. Brisbane for this quarter have added 2 behinds. 4-4-28. Triple M Commander scoreboard. Dale Lewis on Triple M football.
7 hard yakkers and the goal. I'll tell you what, those numbers you read out there for the form guide, Yoda, 1-1-1-1-1. That's what we want to see. But kicked a bag last week in the VFL. There's a lot to like about this kid. There's a bit of show. And I think when he works it out and gets a bit more weight on him, if he ever cracks his side, I think there's a few tricks in his kit bag. And hasn't, as you said, not looked out of place. And the Hawks have been outstanding. They've kicked now 6 straight in this second term and really put the foot on the gas, and Brisbane's just found wanting at the moment.
Hard Yakka, nothing's tougher. Join the Legends Club, hardyakka.com.au for exclusive deals. We're back in the middle thanks to McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy. Brisbane to escape. Another errant handball turned over by Bruce. Just forward of centre wing outer side. Lewis swoops on it, gives it wide to Gunston. Look at Gunston go inside 50. Fires at goal, does Jack Gunston. And they've kicked 7 and he's got 2. Well, it was a training drill on that occasion. Hawks moved to 8-3-51 in the blink of an eye. Brisbane a 4-4-28 Triple M Commander scoreboard.
Yeah, Gunston again. They're just getting out of the centre far too easy now. Cyril involved, Lewis as well. Great use of the footy. Take your pick. Him and Suckling. Gunston gets it this time. Running at 83%, the Hawks by foot. Really gone up a notch or two after a really lethargic start. Whatever was said at quarter time's work, boys. 7 straight now here in the second term to put some massive separation on the Lions, who've kicked just the 2 behind, thanks to the Hard Yakka.
A couple of market leaders to date. Louis, please, who are the major ball winners thanks to Hard Yakka?
For the Hawks, it's Isaac Smith with 13, Jordan Lewis now up to 12, Shields with 12, Gunston with 12 and 2 goals. Rockcliffe leads all comers on 20, Robinson 11, and Paparone and Christensen with 11 each for the Lions as well.
So out of the middle for McDonald's, Triple M rocks football. They go forward, Brisbane, and that was a bullet pass, but just ill-directed by Hanley. It ends up with Duray. So the Hawks go wide. He misses the target, Burchell. It's going to roll out of play. And Brisbane in their forward half for the first time in a little while.
It's about the first mistake the Hawks have made this term. And Duray was the one they picked him out inside 3 forwards from Brisbane, so it was a good kick.
We'll have it thrown in. And you picked up, just at the start of the game, Louis, Hawks starting with a different centre field as Robinson puts them inside 50. The Frawley experiment, and then Gunston behind the foot in all that stuff as Gibson takes a relieving mark and goes sideways. They've gone back to a bit more of their normal structure, and the results have sort of come from that.
Yeah, and I know you've got Hodge out, I know you've got Mitchell out, so you're forced with a couple of changes, but it was a different look, and you're sort of like, well, hang on a minute, it does sell the fact that we're trying something. I don't mind that once the game gets up and going, but sort of a wait-and-see approach more than normal, I think.
Beasley will get it just outside 50, delivers an inside ball to the corridor, and green marks right on forward 50, hard into the breeze. I'm not sure if he can get the journey.
What does he know that we don't know?
Well, he will run to 52. He just sets it up. One for the high flyers, and McGuan just stands there. Everyone else falls over around him, and he marks 12 metres out directly in front city end.
Well, that will reflect poorly on Brian and Gibbo, because that's their DNA, isn't it? Big high balls that come in, you're supposed to be able to handle that, fellas, and McGuan didn't even leave the ground in the end. So I don't know what Brian was like. Does Brian look a little bit chunky there, guys, or not?
Oh, what are you suggesting, Louis?
I think the vertical stripes aren't hiding something.
All right, Luke McGuan on the runway, and Brisbane get there first for the turn. He's got 2, Luke McGuan, and they get one back, 17 points the diff. Brisbane 5-4-34, trailing the Hawks 8-3-51, Triple M Commander scoreboard.
There was the kick out of the air by Martin, the ruckman. That was a 45-metre low bullet pass. Nice work there. But, yeah, Gibson and Lake really had to do better there. Burgoyne there as well on the Chemist Warehouse. Burgoyne was the one that went to body up. McGuan missed him. Only a little fleeting touch, and was able to work back to the front. They'd be disappointed. Apologies to the big fellas. They had their own men covered, so maybe Silk was to blame on that one, and Brian not so heavy after all.
Just lost the body contact.
So for McDonald's, Triple M rocks football. I wonder if it's one of the umpires out there, boys, that's suffering from the coughing fits every now and then. We'll see if we can figure that one out. 17-point lead to the Hawks, out of the middle, Brisbane. So they're looking to try and string a couple together, but Burchell, he was looking to come to Hill, but then he elected to go the other way. Gets it to Bryan, and he goes short to Gibson. Gee, fumbled. He just had that, an absolute sitter. Fumbled, had time to go and gather, and Burchell, he's corralled, and now he goes to Burgoyne. A little fumble by Burgoyne. Hill He's working deep in defence. This is a good kick, and he's been able to work it. He's got it to Suckling, and this is a ball looking for Howe. Oh, he had it spent before he actually had it. Handball from Shields. It's turned over, and Hanley's got it.
His handball just was cut off. That was clever. Duray sweeps the handball to Smith, and now Roughhead looking up, sends it inside 50. Sicily can't mark. Good defensive spoil that came from Clark. At the back, picking up the crumbs was Frawley. Not sure what to do, Big James. Puts the left shoe into the footy. Ball at the hot spot. Gunston gets it clear. Sweeps the handball. Rich to swoop on it. Langford there for the Hawks. Just tries to extract the footy. Did really well. Comes back to Hill. Hill round the body from 40 out directly in front. And they've got 8, the Hawks. Bradley Hill gets his first for the afternoon. Hawthorn moved to 9-3, 57. Lions 5-4, 34. Triple M Commander scoreboard.
Well, they made hard work of it. Started at half back with a couple of drop marks with Gibson and Burgoyne. Look, Hill's putting a really good game together today, guys. Now up to 13 hard yackers and the 1 goal, running at 84% with his efficiency. The kick from Frawley wasn't great for a centering ball if you're Cyril. Get under that and try and do something with it. But again, just weighted numbers and effort, they were able to make something happen. And the Lions' defence, just after those first couple of efforts, just dropped off, gave the space, and Hill with plenty of time and get it across the body for a goal.
Birchall and Burgoyne starting to rack up a couple of numbers too, Louis.
Yeah, Birchall now with 11, Burgoyne with 10. They're back half really controlling this second term.
Really like Shields' game as well for the Hawks. He's had a lot of the footy, and he got that goal right on the line as Lewis just measures it well.
Guarding space now, Brisbane instead of the man.
And he's got it to Shields, who's going to go out into a pocket of space. Oh, Source Merritt, he actually got the fist on the ball and not Bruce on that occasion. It's going to go to the line, and it's out of play in front of Cutler. We'll have it tossed in. 35 around from the Hawks goal.
We know that the Source sees the back of the head as part of the footy, and he did well not to take Bruce's head off then. It was good closing speed by the big man.
8 goals to 1. As we enter time on second term, Hawthorn by 23 points. Throw in forward pocket for the Hawks. Hale just tries to distribute the footy forward. Paparone to cut it off. Clearing ball. Gets it outside forward 50 towards centre wing. Beasley just tries to strong arm his way through. Can't do so. Duray coming the other way was clever. Quick hands. Releases Burgoyne. He runs to 50 with the win. Goes Burgoyne. Oh, they don't call him Silk for nothing. Sean Burgoyne gets his second for the afternoon. And the Hawks are piling them on now. They're 10-3, 63. The Lions are 5-4, 34. Margin 29, 24 gone second term. Triple M Commander scoreboard.
9 straight for the Hawks in this term. And Burgoyne, that's vintage. Just arched the back, made his way through traffic with no space. And such a great finisher. So cool under pressure is Silk. And it's a nice goal. The Hawks well and truly have got the A game up and about now in Brisbane. Just got to find a way to win the contested footy this term alone. Hawks 20-29, so +9 in their favour. Doing well from the clearances, the Lions 10-6, but just that first hand on it's not converting into first possession.
Dale Lewis there on Triple M footy for McDonald's. Triple M rocks football, and we're back in the middle. Langford wrapped up in a Mitch Robinson slammer. Ball spills out. Hanley, tight quarters. They work it out. Mays picks it up, concedes a bit of ground. And Rotcliffe, not the required journey. Cutler, he's wrapped up by Rioli. Umpire runs in. So it's a big lead. 29 points to the Hawks. They were down by 17 at quarter time. They've really come out and turned it on. They got the breeze in this quarter. Lewis off the back of the stoppage. Got it across. It was to Bruce. Duray couldn't handle it. Taylor did brilliantly. Green centre wing out aside, gets it to Robinson as Brisbane move forward.
Christensen runs for him, receives the handball, went with a low ball. It was downfield. Yeah, he was just pushed in the back, Christensen, as he released. And McGuan will take the free kick, 40 from home, directly in front, City end.
The kick wasn't that great, so it was a bonus to pick up the kick. Chemist Warehouse will show probably a little unlucky, the Hawthorn midfielder who closed late. And Christensen, who's been pretty handy today for the Lions. And geez, they need this one, boys, just to give themselves something going into half-time.
He'll take his best kick, Louis, because he's kicking into a stiff breeze, blowing hard from the City end. He'll be kicking straight into it. He's already got one in the first and one earlier in this term. The only goal to come for the Lions. Can he get a second? Good contact. Look at it, hold up. Does it have the legs? Touched off hands. Minor score for the Lions, 5-5, 35. Hawthorn at 10-3, 63. Triple M Commander scoreboard.
Yeah, they've got a good look at that bruise then. I don't know about that.
Wouldn't mind
Yoda.
getting a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay, Lou. I reckon it was touched after the line.
Burgoyne is the one that comes, and he was convinced he was a bit late, but where he landed well inside, I think it's probably not a bad decision.
Okay, so the re-entry's been turned over. Brisbane win it back. Robinson tried to take on Rioli. Cyril put a good tackle on. McGuan had a little snap chance here for Brisbane, and is that a goal he's missed? That was Beasley. Minor score. So they're peppering away Brisbane in the last little bit, but the Hawks in control at the moment. It's 10-3-63 Hawthorn, 5-5-35 Brisbane. Triple M Commander scoreboard.
Gerard just winds up, goes long, and Brian Lake makes it look really good in front of Pierce Hanley. Marks just forward of defensive 50. He doesn't waste any time, does Brian, and kicks towards centre wing. There's Martin Mark, I think he did, but it wasn't paid. Langford front and square, they swoop on it. Now the Hawks, Rioli's involved. Handball releases Lewis, and now Sicily out the back. Rufford forward of the ball. No one between him and the goals. He gallops clear, draws a man in Merritt, sweeps the handball to Gunston, and he's got 3. Wow, that's what you call transition football. It doesn't come much better than the Hawks. They're 11-3-69. Brisbane Lions 5-6-36. Triple M Commander scoreboard. And Commander, your business and phone internet specialist, demand a Commander today, Louis.
Steph Martin should have pleaded his case a little bit harder to the umpire. That was a mark because he had the fist on it and grabbed it. He didn't play it on Cyril, then made something brilliant happen with his speed. Ran at him. They got out the back. I'd need to know at the Hawthorn, do you flip a coin to see who's the last one in line here at the football club? Because it's either Gunston or it's Ruff or it's Shield. Take your turn, but if you're last one out, you're going to get 3 or 4 a game. I like the technique. It's just how do you get that position, Yoda?
10 for the quarter, Louis.
It's pretty sweet, isn't it? Doesn't happen very often. And the way they were going in the first term, they were going to be lucky to kick 10 for the day.
So for McDonald's, Triple M rocks football, and they are 10 straight as well. They had 1-3, they're now 11-3, the Hawks, and they go forward again. 69 plays, 36, 33-point leaders, the Hawks, after being down by 17 at quarter time. Rockcliffe, Brisbane, sort of a mirror image of what happened last week. Player down, Robinson bumped into the umpire, I think, who got pretty close to it. They've turned the footy over Brisbane. Smith inside 50, rough head. She had a couple of them open, Ruff and Gunston, and he hit the one in between them, Sauce Merritt. Gee, did some good work at ground level there, Sauce, to gather the footy. And McStay, a little tumbler. Rockcliffe, he's got to work hard. He's near the line. Release the handball, and it's out of play in front of Paparone. They'll have it tossed in, attacking side of centre here for the Hawks. They lead by 33 points.
Daniel McStay is obviously learning his footy down there in the back half, but if you're going to get it, make sure you use it, or you'll quickly become an enemy of your teammates in the back half if you're going to turn it over every time they win a hard-earned footy.
69-36. Bradley Hill at the back of the pack, dumps it inside 50. No one can mark. Bruce just about to swoop. It eludes him, bounces end on end out of play. Half forward commentary side for the Hawks.
I reckon he's almost got missile-like, Bruce. He was tracking that footy, no one else was near it. He knew where it was going to go, and it almost fell in his arms.
Yeah, hasn't worried the scorers as yet. As a whistle on play. Let's have a look at Chemist Warehouse. I missed that one, Louis. Pushing.
Well, when it's going your way, it's going your way. And look, you can sit there and watch that 30 times ruck contest some days and not work it out. But Big Boy's got it. He's going to get sent off. And Ruff says, oh, me, here, give it to me, I'll take it, it's okay. You go and get that fixed up, big fella, you'll be okay.
McAvoy coming off with the blood rule, is it, Louis?
Yep.
We'll drop downstairs in just a moment. So Roughhead takes the footy, 45-degree angle.
Too. He was on his own, so he would have got one anyhow. That's his case.
All right, stand by, Chris. We'll be down to you after this kick as McAvoy leads the ground. So Roughhead with the footy. 2-2 last week. He's on the runway, he sets it up. Will the breeze blow it back? No, it won't. Minor score to the Hawks. They move to 11-4-70. Brisbane Lions 5-6-36. Triple M Commander scoreboard.
Oh, gee, the re-entry, I'm not sure what they were doing there. Brisbane, it's bundled out of play. Talk us through that, Louis. We might head down to Chris Rowbottom for Bob Jane T-Mars before we grab your thoughts.
Yeah, Benny McAvoy heading down to the rooms, boys. He's got a cut underneath his left eye, so Shields has come on for him, but he's in the rooms getting patched up.
Yoda, just the technical term, a bashahuli.
Except a lot closer to goal, as they have been able to win it back, Brisbane, through that contest. And Hanley,
it's like sometimes the guy who gets it, if he's not the usual kicker, I just got to get it out of there real quick instead of just taking your time and picking your best option.
So Freeman, he was attempting to mark. His ground level work was good. Geray really tried to put a tackle on him, and it was good enough to get the footy.
Yeah.
So the Hawks have been rampaging in this second term. They lead it by 34 points.
It's actually Bryant's. Umpire says, you have it, Bryant.
Well, I think Geray would feel a bit aggrieved, Louis, because he was the tackler. So Lake dumps it in, 50, hot spot ball. Paparone picks it up, just dumps it on the left, says, I want to get that out of here. Gibson drops a chest mark. The hands were slick from Lewis. Bradley Hill, that's caught with the ball, umpire. Yes, it is. Play on's the call advantage. Hugh Beasley, just quick hands. McGuan, and now the running Pierce Hanley. He gallops clear, crosses the logo. Just tries to sell some candy to Geray. He doesn't take it. Goes backwards, not 15. Play on's the call. Birchall puts a crunching tackle on Rockcliffe. Zorko follows up. McGuan with a little fumble. They've worked it towards half forward. Big Stephen Martin just throws his slipper at the footy. Comes back to Zorko. Low ball, that's clever. And that's Freeman, I think, with a footy. And he marks 40 out directly in front, City End. It'll take his best again, Louis, into that breeze.
If you believe the hype, what sort of reception is Zane Zorko going to get off Tommy Rockcliffe for the hospital pass that didn't go 15 that he got cleaned up on? Lions need one. Just something from the wreckage. The game's gone, but this is the key one now, just to give you the belief heading in that things can happen with the breeze in the third term.
Well, there was the siren, the circuit breaker for the main break. Freeman with the footy. He'll kick this from about 40 out into a stiff breeze, directly in front, kicking towards the City End. He winds up that big right leave. And a much-needed goal is out on the full. So there was no score to the Brisbane Lions. Half-time, 11-4, 70, Hawthorn. The Brisbane Lions are 5-6, 36 with a TAC around the ground. Last night, if you missed any of the action, it was the Pies, 48 points over Geelong, ending their finals hopes. Louis, what's happening at Spotless Stadium in Sydney?
Early on in the third, they've played 4 minutes, and the Giants now lead it by 12 points, 2 goals. It is a 6-9-45, the Giants to the Blues 4-9-33.
Got it all covered for you on Saturday afternoon footy, Triple M style. North Melbourne and the Bulldogs to come after this one. It's half-time at Aurora Stadium. It's the Hawks by 34 points, thanks to McDonald's. Triple M rocks football.
This quarter was brought to you by Commander Phone Systems. Demand a Commander today. For McDonald's Sharon football offer. Triple M rocks football. Triple M's take $1 million mark. Paul Curry from Clifton Springs lived a childhood dream on the MCG.
Oh, he's hit it. Barrel go. It's going to work. It's going to work.
Yes! You've won $10,000.
Watch Paul take a screamer off the boot of Eddie Maguire at triplem.com.au.
Keep your eye on the ball with New Vision Clinic. Call 1-800-20-2020.
This round, CrownBet's giving you a $100 bonus offer with our AFL head-to-head special. Back a team to win any match this round, and if your team score 80 points or more but lose, you'll get a match bonus bet up to $100. That's right, every match this round, you can get straight back in the game with CrownBet's AFL head-to-head special. Join today at crownbet.com.au. CrownBet, the game just changed. First head-to-head bet only. Terms and conditions apply. Gamble responsibly.
A row of cars stop at a red light, one set of identical brake lights after another. In the first car is Emma, twin sister to Daisy. In the second car is Neil, a piano teacher on his way to a little girl's big recital. And in the third car is Sarah, whose laugh is grating to some, but music to her husband. There's no one someone won't miss. That's why we need to end road trauma forever. Find out more at towardszero.vic.gov.au.
We're about to put the Renault Infinity hot water system through the most grueling of tests to ensure you get a perfect shower. Ever wondered how an entire team of sweaty footballers shower at the same time without running out of hot water? Nice game, Richo. Thanks, mate. The amazing Renault Infinity for the ultimate hot water system that never runs out. Visit renault.com.au and relax.
In 2015, the Triple M Bendix Brakes Call team rocks football. CrownBet, the game just changed. This footy season, if you're placing a bet, remember, always gamble responsibly. Holden, the special edition Holden Commodore Storm is back. Stay calm. See your Holden dealer today. Bob Jane T-Marts, the tyre and wheel specialist. Bob Jane T-Marts. We won't be beaten on price. In 2015, Triple M rocks football.
Hawthorn, Dandenong, Cranbourne and Geelong.
Fitzroy, Werribee,
Footscray, CBD.
There might be new ways to get around Melbourne, but is it really worth leaving your journey to chance? Choose a silver top taxi and you're guaranteed a licensed, registered and authorised vehicle, an accredited and police check driver, in-car camera for your safety and regulated fares. Know where you're going, know what you're paying, know what you're getting. Silver Top Taxis. Download the free booking app today.
So many taxis.
The award-winning Peugeot 308 Access hatch from $21,990 drive away. This French-styled hatch comes with a full range of safety features, Bluetooth and a turbocharged PureTech engine. It won a 2015 International Engine of the Year award. So you get sleek styling outside and lots of power under the hood. Visit your Peugeot dealer today. Peugeot 308, focused on your sensations. Conditions apply.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio! For McDonald's Sharon Football Offer, Triple M rocks football.
This halftime break is brought to you by IGA Liquor, giving you great deals every day on your favourite brands.
Oh, it's half-time here at Aurora Stadium in Tasmania, and what a turnaround it was. It was Brisbane by 17 points at quarter time. She was a 51-point turnaround. The Hawks just went bang, 10 straight goals, adding that 1 point just toward the end. So they added 10-1, and Brisbane struggled. They added just the 1 goal to 1 goal for, in fact, in that quarter. For McDonald's, Triple M rocks football. Let's get some key numbers on the Triple M Hard Yakka stats with Dale Lewis.
Yeah, it was a magnificent turnaround by the Hawks. First quarter was absolutely really ordinary by them. 6 turnover goals is what's killing the Brisbane Lions at the moment. The heat went up from the Hawks, the pressure, their body contact, and the hunt of the footy got there big time. 19-9 was the inside 50 count in the second term in Hawthorn's favour, and plus 24 in uncontested possession. 8 individual goal kickers already for the Hawks. Overall inside 50 count, very much on Hawthorn's terms now at 30-18. And this is where they always get you. You have a look at the uncontested marks with the Hawks, it's 46-24. They'll get you and slice you up. If you let that happen and beat you in that area, that's where Richmond and Port Adelaide were able to hold them down, or in fact break even and go in front. That's where you beat Hawthorn, because you deny them the footy, and then when they don't have it, they can't slice through and they don't get that big overlapping run that they can get. Big ball winners at the moment. Liam Shields having a great game of footy. Yoda, you mentioned him. He knows his spot on his side is not safe. He's had 19 hard yakkers. Jordan Lewis got going then with 18. Isaac Smith has been very good with 16 and a goal. Bradley Hill, 15 and a goal. Gunston, the beneficiary on a couple of occasions, had 15 and 3 goals. And the Rough starting to find a little bit of form. Just can't find the big sticks at the moment. He's had 13 for the one behind. Then over for the Brisbane Lions, Rockcliffe, who had 18 in that first term, is now up to 25. Paparone with 16, Zorko with 15, and Steph Martin for a big man just continues to rack up midfield numbers. He's had 15 as well. They are your hard yakkers, Yoda.
All right, just 3 wins to date for the Brisbane Lions. They're in 18th coming into this match. Hawthorn in 3rd, Louis. Bit of a discrepancy there. You mentioned contested footy in and around the stoppages. Hawthorn's clearance work superb in that second term. Rockcliffe the only one, really, maybe some Christensen. Hanley got a little bit busier in that second term, offering the resistance for Brisbane.
What's disappointing is intent, tracking of the footy, hunting of the footy, and the opponent up on them quick was everywhere in that opening term. The energy level, you could see it. And, Hawks were flat, but then that second term, once the heat went on and Hawthorn went up a gear, Brisbane didn't respond. They started to guard a bit of space instead of the man. They started to peel back and think, hang on a minute, just try and hold them back. They put their numbers behind the footy. But then on a couple of occasions, Hawthorn players were able to run past Brisbane guys. Oh, it's not my man. The lack of accountability, we saw it last week. They were goalless in the second term last week. That's the equivalent this week. Hawks kicked 10. It's just a procession down the other end. They missed a couple of shots where they probably should have kicked and been that little bit closer. But if you're Leper and you're a Lions fan, you look at that, you go, where'd the effort go? Where'd it go? In the space of 5 minutes at that break, it went. And that kills you. When you're playing a top side like Hawthorn, they're not going to stay down all day. They went up a gear. They weren't great. They messed around with it. They fumbled around. They took an extra 15 possessions on occasions to even score. Very unlike them, but Brisbane just allowed it to happen instead of breaking even.
And I think there was even one point in that quarter, Louis. You said Hawthorn's efficiency rate was up around 82% sort of halfway through that second quarter, and that sort of indicated the pressure that Brisbane weren't giving.
Yep.
This is the halftime break for IGA Liquor. IGA Liquor giving you great deals every day on your favourite brands. It's the Hawks by 34 points at halftime. The update for the Supercoach player points update for the Herald Sun, Louis, what are they looking like?
Jackie Gunston at 1 with 86, Liam Shields 71, Tommy Rockcliffe 68, and Bradley Hill with 64 is fourth, and rounding out top 5 is Isaac Smith on 59, just ahead of Jordan Lewis on 57.
While you're at it, Louis, for the TAC around the grounds after Collingwood getting the job done, 48 points. So just before you get to today's match at Spotless, the 8 is set.
Mm-hmm.
So magnificent effort from Adelaide, considering the year that they've had. They'll return to the finals, as will the Dogs, first time for 5 years.
Yeah, put out a hashtag last night, Adelaide, put out your cats.
Put out your cats.
Yeah, well, they were gone, weren't they?
They were.
You get it, do you?
I'm with you, Louis.
That's
I
right.
just didn't think it was that funny, that's all.
No, it wasn't supposed to be funny. I just wanted some kind of acknowledgement in the eyes that it received.
Did it go straight through the eyes?
Yeah, it is. All right, the Giants, the class is starting to show up there at Spotless. And yes, they get a lot of money tipped in them, but they can play some footy, Bradley. They are now 8-10-58, leading by 25 points over the Blues, 4-9-33, and we are at the 13-minute mark of the third term.
Well done, Louis.
Good stuff. It's half-time here in Tassie. It's the Hawks leading it by 34 points.
You'd think we'd have a better connection, Yada, after playing so long together, but clearly not.
Just like staring through a pane of glass sometimes, the old Snap. That's okay.
Oh, am I on Adelaide time? Is that what it is, Snap?
34-point lead to the Hawks at half-time. Today's Vero Business Insurance Instant Trivia question. How many B&Fs, best and fairest, has Sam Mitchell won at Hawthorn? The late withdrawal for the Hawks earlier on today. If you answer correctly on Twitter at Triple M Footy, you could be in the running for 2 tickets to this year's grand final. We'll give you the answer up pretty shortly. For McDonald's Triple M Rocks Football, here's James Lake with another M Sport update for the Master Builders Association of Victoria.
Thanks very much, boys. Well, plenty of footy still to come this afternoon with the roof closed at Etihad Stadium where it's raining right now for the North and Bulldogs clash. Both sides are level pegged with 13 wins and 7 losses each, but Dogs coach Luke Beveridge isn't getting his hopes too high after the Roos managed to get over Freo last week.
Yeah, North Melbourne presents a big challenge, especially when you have a look at their form in recent times and beating the top side last week. So, it's a big challenge.
And Michael Frito plays his 250th match for North Melbourne as coach Brad Scott sung his praises this week.
There's no one that epitomises the way that we like to go about it at North Melbourne than Michael Frito. Spud's been just a real rock for us, not just in defence, but in terms of the camaraderie amongst the group and the way that he approaches his footy.
2 matches tonight have the Bombers and the Tigers at the MCG, while the Suns will host Port. Triple M scored an exclusive chat with Daniel Menzel last night after he made his long-awaited comeback for the Cats. While his boys did go down to the Pies, he was the best out there, kicking a goal each quarter, and he told Mark Howard after he was just grateful he had the chance to return.
Having the team and the support network around me has made it so much easier, and I've never thought about giving up and giving into it. So when you put those two things together, I guess it makes it pretty obvious in my mind that I would get back.
To cricket, and Australia can still claim an Ashes victory after our women's side won their tournament in England this morning with a 20-run 2020 win at Hove. Australian Jared Talent has added to his remarkable haul of major medals by claiming the silver in the 50-metre walk at the World Athletics Championships, that is, in Beijing. And UFC fans can rejoice. We have confirmation Ronda Rousey is coming to Australia. The undefeated bantamweight champion will take on Holly Holm at Etihad Stadium in Melbourne on November 14.
Right now at Woolworths, you can get 20% off all iTunes cards. See in store for details. But hurry, ends Tuesday, only at Woolworths.
The Triple M Footy Gamecast, some patchy cloud around and 10 degrees in Launceston. All thanks to Master Builders, the unbeatable leaders of the building industry. For more details, head to mbav.com.au. Up next, we'll get the second half from the Hawks and the Lions. All for McDonald's as Triple M rocks football.
This halftime break was brought to you by IGA Liquor, giving you great deals every day on your favourite brands. For McDonald's Sharon football offer, Triple M rocks football. Jared Hayne.
Hey, this is Jared Hayne.
Rugby league superstar. Now, he's the most wanted man in the N.
There's Jared Hayne.
F.
Jared is fearless.
L. Melbourne's #1 FM breakfast show is buying you 2 seats on our Hayne plane.
The Hayne plane.
To San Francisco. To see our next big Aussie sports stars' first game for the 49ers. To win,
Tune in to Triple M's Hot Breakfast from Monday morning, then all day at work.
Say hey!
Triple M rocks. Triple M.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. At Bob Jane T-Mart's, our sizzling winter deals have rolled in. Buy any set of 4 tyres from Bridgestone's Potenza or Jeweler range and you'll receive up to $100 instant cashback. No gimmicks, no tricks. Up to $100 instant cashback on the entire range of Bridgestone Jeweler and Potenza tyres. Great brands, sizzling deals. At Bob Jane T-Mart's, we'll look after you.
Offers end August 31st or while stocks last. Conditions apply. See website for all T's and C's.
There's still plenty of time to get your dad a gift card from Bunnings.
Father's Day morning, there's plenty of time.
There's quite a large range of gift cards you can get for Dad. Good way of doing it is coming in store and purchasing one off the shelf. Or you could even jump online and order an e-gift card.
If you want to get Dad the right thing on Father's Day, you've got to get him a gift card.
It gives Dad the opportunity to come to one of his favourite stores.
Even if he's interstate, you can jump online, order an e-gift card and you can send it to him via email. You can use it any store Australia-wide.
Who wouldn't love getting a gift card for their favourite shop?
Any dad would love a gift card from Bunnings.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Huh, it's an Energy Australia owl right in my living room.
In the feathers.
What? I don't get it.
Well, the saying is in the flesh, and I changed it to in the feathers because I'm an owl.
Yeah, wow, you guys really are wise. You got anything else?
Yep. Did you know that you can get a quote online instantly at energyaustralia.com.au? Make a wise call. Energy Australia.
In 2015, the Triple M Bendix Breaks Call team rocks football. Crown Bet, the game just changed. This footy season, if you're placing a bet, remember, always gamble responsibly. Holden, the special edition Holden Commodore Storm is back. Stay calm. See your Holden dealer today. Bob Jane T-Marts, the tyre and wheel specialist. Bob Jane T-Marts. We won't be beaten on price. In 2015, Triple M rocks football.
Foxtel presents the Rugby World Cup 2015, where helmets clash. And
there's no helmets in rugby.
What?
But Fox Sports does have every Rugby World Cup game live.
Right, yes, with every touchdown.
No touchdowns, just tries.
I am trying.
No, look, every game of the Rugby World Cup is part of Foxtel's Sports Pack, with 9 dedicated sports channels and no lock-in contract.
So you could say, without Foxtel, the Rugby World Cup is incomplete?
Nice. Join today. Residential customers only.
Right now, your local Tata Motors dealer is driving tough deals, like the 4x2 turbo diesel dual cab Xenon from $25,990 drive away. Fully loaded with tough cover, including 4 years cap price servicing, 4 years factory warranty, 4 years roadside assist, and a 4-star ANCAP safety rating. It's Australia's best value dual cab ute, under 30 grand. Drive a tough deal at your local Tata Motors dealer today. Tata Xenon, made tough for Australia. tatamotors.com.au.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
For McDonald's Sharon Football offer, Triple M rocks football. This quarter is brought to you by Bunnings Warehouse, where lowest prices are just the beginning.
It's half-time here in Tasmania, Aurora Stadium, and the Hawks lead it by 34 points. They had a 10 goals at one quarter to come from 17 points down and flip it to a 34-point lead, 51-point turnaround. Heading into the break, we had our Vero Business Insurance Instant Trivia question. How many best and fairest has Sam Mitchell won at the Hawks, Louis?
He has won 4 with a 5th pending, I think. This year he might just add up to his lovely little number. Mitch been a great player, and our winner is at Bezo 01910 goes by the name of the Bird Dog. So the Bird Dog, if you're out there, you've picked it up, mate. Well done. 4 B&S for Sammy Mitchell.
Nice work, Bird Dog. The Triple M Petters Star Performer, Louis, Best on Ground Award, and you'll run through those after the final siren. With 120 stores Australia-wide, Petters can check, upgrade and transform your vehicle's safety and performance. Give me a handful of players that you've liked thus far.
I'll have to tell you, they're in camera too, people, so you won't get them after the game as we close the ranks, as we head into the end of the season.
That style, is it?
There's a bit of theatre here on Triple M. Snap that we've got to get through, but those putting their hand up at the moment would have to be Liam Shields, who's playing a great game of footy. Isaac Smith has hit the scoreboard as well with a goal as a midfield. Jackie Gunston's not shy in kicking goals. He's had
in
3.
his hundredth, Louis.
Yep, Bradley Hill playing a really good game of footy after put some acid on him at the start of the day, and I think the best of those on the other side of the pitch. Steph Martin's had another cracking game in the ruck with 15 And Tommy Rockcliffe has been their best player by a mile. He's racked up 25, but he's got intent and he hunts the footy, which we like.
Okay, third quarter. We're not far away from getting things rolling. Just a few Oz kickers vacating the premises. We might head down to the boundary for Bob Jane T-Marts. Chris Rowbottom.
Yeah, no action in the sub-department, boys. So Billy Hartsung and Liam Dawson still donning the green vests at this stage.
So, Louis, Clarko at half-time, I guess he would have been a bit chipper because they came out and did what they can do. They went back to a bit more of their structures. What about Lepage? What would he have been thinking and saying to the boys?
Well, it's the non-competitive nature of the second term would have really hurt him. You go, right, we're back to the quarter where we've got the breeze, so that's going to help for starters. But it won't just happen. You've got to get back in and win the footy. You've got to be competitive. You've got to get that spread. When they lose the footy, they just got really flat-footed in that second term and let Hawthorn dictate everywhere around. Didn't really man up. So I think you've got to go and win the footy again. Just put some body pressure on and just get your positioning right. So if you're a chance to impact a contest, get there. If you're not, get a man. He just wants some effort, Leper, consistent effort. That's the big thing for him. I reckon the Hawks on the flip side is it won't be a repeat of what happened in the first term where they were really lethargic. I think themselves now looking for a professional finish to this afternoon. Play a good, tight, solid quarter here and you'll get all the rewards in the last quarter when they start to tire and coming home with a breeze.
Frawley looks like he's gone forward again. Rioli, Roughhead, Bruce and Sicily with him in the forward half for the Hawks. Hill and Suckling on the wing on the outer side.
You got Bruce in the middle again, and he's spent a lot of time in there, especially at the centre bounces. Bruce, Langford been in there, obviously back after a long layoff. He's a good tagging type.
And Hale in the ruck there, and McAvoy had that blood rule late in that quarter, and he's been fixed up, and he's going to start the quarter on the bench.
For a mid-size Sharon footy, only $4.95 with any medium or large meal at McDonald's, and thanks to Macca's Triple M Rocks Footy. We're underway in the second half. It's the Hawks by 34 points. Hale, good tap down. Langford caught in a stalemate. Buttering up was Martin, did really well. Third effort on the ground, releases a handball to Zorko. He's put in a good tackle by Langford, and we'll get a ball up just forward. Hawthorn's side of the centre circles. Hawthorn kicking to the right of your radio dial into the breeze, Louis.
Brisbane would not want Stephen Martin to leave this football club. He's one of their real key contributors.
Well, they line up across half-back, the Lions, and it ends with Green. He draws a man. He's got Robertson. Great tackle from Burgoyne.
How good was that?
Well, he hopes... He must hope Robertson gets up. He does now a little bit gingerly. Burgoyne on the hand to the Shields. He's got Rioli. They break quickly. Kicks it towards full forward. Roughhead has one go at it. Doesn't stick. Goes back and finds it again. Clark, a good tackle. Sicily, is that in the back? No, said the umpire. Stands in the tackle. Gives it to Frawley. Frawley's got time to settle. Hooks the ball back towards full forward. No one can mark. Brisbane with the numbers. Look at Bruce swoop on it. One in between two players. Gets ripped to the ground. Suckling picks it up and just rams it through for another Matty Suckling. Got one in the first term. Suckling adds another one there. They've got 11-4-70 now, the Hawks. 5-6-36 Brisbane Lions. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
It's a mirror image of the opening goal in the opening term. Just want to take your eyes on the Chemist Warehouse to the Merritt tackle on Bruce here. We'll get a look at Burgoyne's sling tackle on Robinson. That's going to be okay. Didn't hurt him. But the next one, if we can see it, here it's coming up here. Merritt and Bruce. Watch them. Bruce will end up making a great tackle. Dives in head first. Led with the head, but then Merritt just flings him back over and drives his head into the dirt. I'll have a look at that.
He's got back up, so that's a good sign.
It's not the point, though. I think it's the dangerous nature of it all. Big Sauce.
Giving me that look again, he was, Yoda.
For McDonald's.
Is it sinking in?
Triple M Rocks football. Takes a bit to get Snapper engaged as Rockcliffe out of the middle. They go forward, and it's going to bounce and roll. Gibson coming out to meet it. McStay there. Burgoyne, a fumble from him. Christensen got in and under. Burgoyne won the footy. So it's at a half forward here for Brisbane. And the Hawks working hard. Taylor, Christensen, Birchall got a hand in there. And then a boot. And he's able to gain some metres up the ground. Frawley, beautiful work. Able to body Clark off the footy, and he delivered well. At half forward, Roughhead. Short little chipping ball. He's got Smith. Have a look at this. Sicily by himself finds him.
It's a good run. It's a good run. The Frawley one-on-one with the bodywork was outstanding on the outer side. The Smith kick, not great. Luckily, it tumbled there and found its target. But Hawks on the counter-attack were very, very good. And Frawley, after probably should have a shot from the pocket earlier when he tried to square it up to Bruce, did some great work on the outer side.
So Sicily And he's been able to get himself into a bit of space, this young kid, as well, a few times today. I'm not sure what he did there. Did he kick the grass? Might have been a set play. Cyril gathers and snaps and gets a highlight reel. Need the Chemist Warehouse on this because Sicily came in. He kicked it about 4 metres. It went into the man on the mark. Cyril was front and centre, grabbing and snapping with a left foot spinner. And it's here we go. We'll see what we can pick up on the Chemist Warehouse replay. End result is the Hawks are 82, Brisbane 36 on the Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Well, he's taken himself off, and you normally do that when you kick the goal. So I don't know whether he's hurt himself or he's embarrassed, Jada.
He kicked it on the mid-shin, Louis.
Yeah, well, the breeze is a bit strong out there, isn't it?
Just about used the knee.
I don't know what is going on there, but his goal-kicking practice for that young man. They did say he's a bit of a highlight reel, and that's certainly one. How good was Cyril, though? Cyril was fantastic.
Sorry, Louis, for the TAC. Chris Rowbottom's downstairs.
And James Sisley, obviously, with a sense of humour, boys. He's come straight to the bench and shaking the head and having a bit of a laugh.
All right, thanks to McDonald's. Triple M Rocks footy. 34 points to the Hawks as they work it towards half forward. Clark gets back. A little bit of a fumble. Bruce swoops on the footy. Rioli pushes it forward. They've worked it to the forward pocket. Rough head to swoop. Bouncing ball is good enough for me. Ruff gets his first for the afternoon. Hawthorn now, 11-4-70. That needs to flip over. They're 88 now. Brisbane Lions 36. Early stages, third term, Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard. Head into Bunnings and pick a gift card up for Dad for Father's Day, or go to bunnings.com.au to order a photo gift card or any e-gift card right now, Louis.
Justin Clark wouldn't want to go stand next to Sauce Merritt. He had the fumble. They didn't let him get out. And the bigger Jets were on the rough. He went straight past Big Sauce. And a nice little left foot dribbling goal. He's building nicely today, is the rough.
What I liked there, Louis, was the speed that he showed. He put 4 or 5 metres on him real quick to get past him and get the footy. Gee, that's it in the back, free kick. Just overzealous Robinson. Rioli's got it. So the Hawks, they spread and run wide. Suckling, he goes to half forward, but Merritt, he led the race there against Frawley, and he delivers to Green. Sub last week. He's at half-back for Brisbane. He's got Robinson on. He's called to get on with things now. The lights come on here at Aurora. He goes down the line. It's a sloppy ball, and Gibson able to chop it off, and he delivers backwards. He's got Burgoyne, so it's a 52-point lead to the Hawks on the Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Hill just runs for him. It's a forward handball and onwards to Gibson. Half-back flank outer side. They go up the line. That's clever. Frawley marks, full-chested. Just looks up, centre wing. Big Sauce Merritt stands the mark. Hawks by 52 points. And we're 6 minutes in third term. Has to bomb it long. Forward 50. Going up was Andrews. He was third man up, and he marks on defensive 50 for the line. So he just holds it up at the moment. Not a great deal of movement forward, so he just has to choose the outer side. Kicks it high. Gibson brings it to ground. Beasley comes in. Good tackle put on him by Lake. And it'll be a stalemate, or is it holding the footy? No, neutral ball. And we'll have a ball up outer side, centre wing. 14-4 Hawks. Plays 5-6 Brisbane. Hawthorn have kicked 3 this term. Brisbane yet to score. They throw it up. Centre wing outer side. Robertson, he's tried hard all day. Left shoe, just hoiks it inside forward 50. Burgoyne versus Adcock. No one can wing. Burgoyne keeps his feet. Well done. Rides the bump. Releases Birchall. He went with a little low ball, a little 6-iron punching shot to Gibson. Gibson goes up the line. McAvoy's, well, the fingers were sticky, and he marks it right half back for the Hawks.
Yeah, good contested mark by Big Boy. Jed Adcock, I know he's done and dusted. He's a back pocket, isn't he? Back pocket, back flank, yet he's been just sent to the abyss into the forward pocket. He looks totally out of place.
Get out of the way.
So Hill, who's really been able to get his hands on it today. Back to McAvoy. He's looking to come to this side of the ground. Sicily, he's on the end of it. Little handball. He didn't elect to use the feet this time. Gets it to Burgoyne. And have a look at Rioli in space. They just got the spare man. And Shields overcooked it. He had Smith in space. Hanley's going to the line. He's out of play. And we will have it thrown in. It's at half forward for the Hawks. They lead it by 52 points. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
It's an educational thing, Louis. I mean, Sammy Mays left Cyril Rioli, went to put pressure on the ball carrier, had no impact at all on the contest.
It's a cop-out these days. They say, oh, we're pushing up, we're playing press. Yeah. sheepdog it, force a decision at him, put him in two minds, because otherwise it's an easy overlap. Luckily, Shields chose to kick as opposed to handball.
Hawks by 52, spills out. Bradley Hill, centre wing, runs to half forward, puts the burners on. Low ball, Bruce marks on his chest. He did really well. He did all the hard work early, got rid of Cutler with the body and put his ample big frame in front, and he marks 30 out, 45-degree angle at the city end.
Tommy Cutler's just seen off Cyril, says, I go and take a breather, then Luke Bruce comes down. What is going on there? Good play. How's the Jets on Hill? Took on someone who's not real slow either, Pierce Hanley, and got around him nicely.
So Bruce with the footy. 10 games, he's booted 3 or more in 2015. Louis, talk us through that. He nearly missed that one. Minor score to the Hawks, 14 goals 5, 18-9. Brisbane Lions 5-6-36. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
He's done a Sicily nearly. He is fair dinkum for one of the best kicks in the game. That is lucky to score. He was goalless and scoreless last week, which is a rarity. You would have had him down 99 times out of 100 for that. That is a shocker.
So the Hawks by 53 points. And they've won the footy back. Oh, here we go. Brian Lake having a go to Sicily. He's got that one off the side. It's gone really nowhere. A short ball.
Still standing in the same spot, Brian.
Shields, he hasn't
moved.
He
can't believe it, Brian. He doesn't kick like that. Brian's more likely to do a Sicily than Bruce, though, isn't he? Fair dinkum.
Yeah,
that
still
is class apart there.
Still very un-Brian-like. As Frawley, he's been solid. I've liked the way he's put himself into the game today. Rough, Hale hanging on. Going to be Roughheads free. And he's really starting to impose himself, Louis.
Yep, he's just got a feel for it. Engaged in the body contact first, hit up hard first. Just build it nice with the Rough. And again, you panic the defender, especially the younger kids, will always grab. Very clever play by Rough.
So, Roughhead, he kicked that ripping goal just before where he accelerated to the boundary. A left foot snapper. This one straight in front, 20 out. The kick is good. He's got a couple today, Roughhead. And the Hawks, 15-5, 95. Brisbane, 5-6, 36. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard. Third term, we played 10 minutes, and here he is, Dale Lewis on Triple M football.
Chemist Warehouse, saw he had the kid and just went hard with the body, used his body strength, and just forced the defender in Justin Clark just to hang on and lock arms. It's a natural thing to do. The good ones can disguise it, and the kids are just learning their craft. So really well played by Rough, and such a good kick for goal, and really up and about today now, Rough. He's got 2 goals and 17 hard yackers, really starting to find the footy. And him in some good touch prior to the finals is a really good sign for the Hawks.
For the TAC round the grounds, Collingwood by 48 over Geelong last night. It's Spotless Stadium, Louis.
3/4 time, and the Giants have blown it apart. They lead by 50. 89 plays 39, 3/4 time.
Starting to get ugly too here at Aurora. 59 points the diff as the Hawks spread from the middle. Roughhead involved. Gibson on the end of a sweeping handball. Crosses the logo outer side of the ground. Delivers towards half forward. Duray can't mark. Andrews coming the other way. Sammy May's involved. And he puts it on the chest of Andrews, centre wing, outer side.
So Taylor, he had the receiving handball, dished it off to Mays, to Rockcliffe, who's been quietened down since quarter time. Here's Adcock at half forward now. He puts Brisbane deep. McGuan's got a couple to beat. He pushed his opponent underneath the footy, and Burgoyne's able to get back, and he's able to find his man Gunston now, who's pushed up a long way from home. He started the game really floating across half back, but he since gone forward and contributed well. He's got a few goals under his belt today, and that's a good kick to Shields.
Oh, well done, Frawley, too. Just able to hold his man out of the contest. Good work.
Hill tried to take him on, and he's bundled out of play. We'll have it thrown in attacking side of centre for Brisbane. It's 95 Hawthorn, 36 Brisbane. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Just on Lewis Taylor, just the 6 handballs today for Louis Taylor. Really need a big lift out of him, Brisbane.
59 points to the home side. They throw it in, centre wing, commentary side. Zorko just gets bustled out of it by Suckling, and him and Smith see it over the boundary line and toss it in. You just get a sense there. You mentioned Gunston pushing up to half-back. The prototype of the half-forward that works hard, up and back all day, Louis.
Yeah, you've got to be able to run and get down the ground. You need that bail-out kick, and their wingers do it so well in Hill and Smith as well. They push deep and then come back with the footy. Have that gut-running ability to get up and down.
He's kicked 3. How many hard yackers for Gunston?
He's coming back to that one snap.
All right. As Rockcliffe takes it centre wing, gives it to Rich, who we haven't seen enough of this afternoon. Ball off hands. Brian Lake. Defensive fist. Ball out of play. Half forward for the Lions.
16 hard yackers, 3 goals. He's had 8 marks and 6 contested as well for Jack Gunston.
All right. Pretty productive afternoon for his 100th. The Hawks by 59 here at Aurora Stadium. Deep inside the Brisbane's forward 50. A stalemate. Duray over the footy. Christensen, good tackle on him. So we'll have a ball up 30 from home.
So a heap of players around the footy. It's a 59-point lead to the Hawks. Martin, here's that work Louis was talking about. The second and third efforts from the big boy, Rockcliffe. He's bustled out of it by Langford. And now they just gang tackle the Hawks. There's three of them. You got Gibson, also Howe and Shields getting up off Rich.
He's been awfully quiet too, Daniel Rich. Just the 8 hard yakkers. Going to get more out of one of the experienced midfielders.
So tap down Langford, Rockcliffe. And Langford's really taken care of him since quarter time. And we'll have a ball up, 50 out from Brisbane's goal. A 59-point lead to the Hawks. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Not sure if he's injured, Daniel Rich, Louis, but only averaging the 19 possessions this year from a kid that has so much more potential than what he's delivering at the moment.
Yeah, you look at the body. The work rate today, he's not covering anywhere near the ground.
And waits on the outside for the footy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a monster. Yeah, he's a good kick, but he's also a good contested beast as well.
Yeah, just needs to work a little harder. It's a disputed ball. Christensen wins it at 60. Was he caught high? I think he was. He'll take the free kick. Hemmed right in on the boundary line. Sweeps the handball to Zorko. It's errant. Bruce wins it. Brute strength. They share the footy. Ends with Liam Shields. Goes with a low dart. Beautiful kick. They get out the back now, the Hawks. They got time to run as Suckling goes with the outside of the boot. He wanted the outside of the boot, but he got an inside-out torpedo. And it doesn't give Isaac Smith any chance at all. Ball out of play, forward pocket for the Hawks. They lead by 59 points, and we've travelled 15 minutes third term.
Now, I know you can't drag blokes these days, but that's worth getting taken off. If you're going to get tricky and kick bananas to a bloke who would have run into an open goal and not hit your target, you might want to come off and have a spell. I don't care what happens to the rotations. And Matty Suckling, he's a guy who can't afford too many hiccups the way he is tracking so far in this team, because he is somewhere between 15 and 25.
So tap down, and Rioli puts some heat on Green. It goes to the line, out of play, and we'll have it thrown in. Yeah, Smith was steaming towards an open goal, Lou. It was a certain goal if he could have just got it with a bit more angle, or even tried to other foot. I know players don't do it these days. But
Suckling should have just stepped back in on his left, could have sold some candy and then banged it towards the square. He's a massive kick.
So Martin cleared the area for Brisbane. Handball, Birchall concedes back to Gibson at half-back. Look at the run from Hill. Some high-speed run. Now he's got Duray and Suckling who've got to get going. Duray's the first one. Suckling over the top. He's the second link in the chain. No run up yet. Sicily not really offering an option, so the inboard option back with the Hawks. They lead it by 59 points. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
On the logo, he doesn't like it up the line. He fakes to go inboard, then he does go up the line. Demands. Sicily comes at the footy, gets it on the bounce, looks to handball inboard. Good pressure comes from Sammy Mays. Ball out of play. Half forward for Hawthorn, out of side. 15-5 the Hawks. They lead the Brisbane Lions 5 goals, 16 minutes into the third term. Stiff breeze blowing to the left of your radio dial. The Brisbane kicking with it this quarter. And they haven't managed to bother the scorers as yet. Hawthorn have kicked 4 goals. As we await another ball up at half forward for the Hawks.
And too often for Brisbane, they struggle just to keep the scoreboard ticking over. Again, like you said, Snap, no score so far. Hawthorn have kicked 4-1. Even in that second term, 1-4, missed a couple of sitters. Got to be able to keep it ticking over to feel like you're staying in the game.
Beasley, McGuan, they keep their feet, did well at half forward. High ball towards Adcock. Can he get out the back? Lake's infringed. Adcock will take the free kick, 12 metres out directly in front at the river end.
Unusual for Brian there. He panicked. He had him covered for speed and just put his hands on his shoulders to steady himself up, whereas he was never going to mark it and he was never going to outrun him. For once in his life, he had him covered for speed, and Adcock has been super quiet, boys. Only had the 3 hard yakkers, and I feel, as I said earlier, feeling really sorry for his role in the side at the moment and what's happened to him, but hopefully he can go back and kick a goal for the Lions.
Kicked one in the first term, did the former skipper. It's where if there's any vulnerability at all this afternoon, it's been when they get the ball in and get it out the back quickly. But Adcock with the footy, 15 out on the runway. They get around him and he's kicked 2, Jed Adcock. A 29-year-old coming to the end of his tenure at the Brisbane Lions. They move to 6-6-42. Hawthorn are 15-5-95. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Well, I think all the injuries to the midfield and Beams in particular means now Taylor, Green and Zorko, the 3 amigos, can't play as those forwards who beat you back. they're all actually playing up the ground and on the ball. So that's where they've lost out a fair bit of the time. They're doing a lot of work through the mids or up on the wings, and they've lost that real mosquito fleet that's been thrown around that was so dangerous at times when they flew home late last year to get a great result for the end of the season.
So for McDonald's, Triple M Rocks football, ball back in the middle, and margin is 53 points. That's a shepherding scenario in the ruck going McAvoy's way against Martin.
I like Martin's game, Louis.
He's a talent. Competitor. Cannot let him walk. If that is anywhere near the truth that he's thinking about coming home, you snap him up in a heartbeat.
So Shields put them inside 50. Sicily was there. Frawley just dumps his opponent over the line. Umpire coming in as Clark is a bit slow to get to his toes. We'll have it thrown in. 35 around from the Hawks goal. They've got a 53-point lead, Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
95 plays 42. McAvoy at the back. Martin burrowing in hard, trying to clear his green. Just gets his right shoe to the footy. It's a clearing ball towards the boundary line. And Christensen and Bruce see it over. I'll toss it back in. 15-5 plays 6-6. Dale Lewis, your special comments this afternoon. 182 in red and white. Brenton Yates, Brad Seymour, and Chris Rowbottom on the fence. Langford tries to get out the back, brought down. That was Rockcliffe, neutral ball.
See, they're good at grabbing an arm, aren't they, the boys these days?
Yep.
They leave one free and grab one and then take you to ground, and then every single time it's incorrect disposal.
Premiers by 53. Christensen, Rockcliffe involved. He wants Zorko. They're working in short confined spaces. Rioli, good tackle on Cutler. Ball out of play, and they'll toss it back in. 19 gone third term. It's the Hawks by 53 points.
Here's the dilemma a lot of coaches get these days, like a Zorko, who is super dangerous up forward, Yoda. Kicks goals, makes things happen. All of a sudden, they want a bit of time in the midfield. They play a couple of games where they can cut the opposition up. But you've got to get that balance right. It's a Robbie Gray story. It's a Chad Wingard story. Where do you play them and how long do you play them for? That's the best for the team because you can't turn them all into midfielders.
So they go forward. It's a good point, Louis.
Got to kick goals to win games, Yoda.
And it spills out. Gee, just tried to get rid of him, Freeman. And when they were at some of their hottest with those young blokes, it was the hard-running forwarders. Hill wrapped up almost by a few of them. Burgoyne comes in to lend a hand, break the first one, didn't break the second one. He's done. So Robinson, the tackling machine for Brisbane.
Did well to stay on his feet, though, Silk. That's how strong he is.
You like the intent, but don't you?
Yep.
Refuses to be tackled.
So a 53-point lead to the Hawks as he gets on with it. Robinson, a real chopper, just inside 50. And Gibson, he's wrapped up. About 25 out. Umpire will come in and sort things. So we've got about 6.5 minutes left in this quarter on the Commander clock. Commander.com.au, the small business phone experts.
Just can't get it inside 50. The line's 8-3 this quarter is inside 50, count in favour of the Hawks thanks to Hardyacker.
Shields, he's got Lewis riding shotgun with him. They share it with handball, Roughhead and Brian Lake. Wow.
Brian did a Brian.
Just chopped across it, Louis. It's sliced. Some might call that a power fade, but it was out on the full. Be a free kick to Brisbane at left half forward. Christensen to take the kick.
It wasn't his finest, but it's why I love watching Brian play. You don't know what you're going to get. He's a great player, but he can serve up some of that sometimes.
Now, Rich could probably go the journey. He just sets this up. This will get right to the goal square. They fly. Martin can't mark. Ball at the front. Louis Taylor won a rare touch this afternoon. Gives it to Rockcliffe. Pierce Hanley. That was a clever kick. Robertson, all he needs is a little bit of space. He gets it. A flying shot at goal from Robertson. Did he bend it back enough? I think he did. Towards the river end, and Mitch Robertson gets his first for the afternoon. The ex-Blue is second for the quarter. The Lions, they move to 7-6-48. Hawthorn a 15-5-95. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Inside out talk too, I think the snap was. Didn't get it clean, but it was a good finish. He's working super hard, is Mitchie. Always does. Really relishing getting to go through the midfield because of the injuries in recent weeks. 20 Hardyackers. Where is he up to now? He's kicked the 1 goal, 6 tackles, 10 contested and 8 clearances. So having a pretty good effort is Mitch Robinson.
Back in the home state as well, of course, the Taswegian. Let's head to Chris Rowbottom for Bob Jane Teamarts.
Yeah, the Hawks have activated their sub, boys, and they've gone run for run. So Billy Hartung is on, Isaac Smith is off. He'll wear the red vest.
So the margin here is 47 points. Ball spilling around. Brisbane out of the middle again. Hanley a little over the top. Handball to Green, and he sends them forward. Lake's in the spot here. No mistake from Brian. He goes over the top. This time it's a nice, delicate sort of kick to Birchall.
Look, we've had a bit of fun, but he reads the footy so well, does Brian Lake. It's what's made him such a great player. The ability, not only that, and to contested mark in traffic amongst the monsters. Just a fantastic player.
See, Birchall measures it with absolute precision to Frawley, forward of, or backward of centre wing for the Hawks.
He's hit up well. Frawley this quarter for a half forward.
Frawley with the footy from right half back out of side. Goes long up the line. Hale Andrews over the top. Did well. Just rides the tackle. Releases Cutler with the handball. They got the numbers, the lines. Gallops clear now. Cutler. Right half back. High ball. McGuan versus two Hawks. Ball out of play from Brian Lake and Jack Gunston. Forward 50 for the Lions. Out of side. They'll toss it back in. 47 points. The diff.
Just can't get their hands on it. 48 possessions this quarter for the Lions to the Hawks. 78. They've not dominated either, but 48's not enough to kick a score.
24-minute mark, third term. Throw in. That was clever. Look at Burgoyne. Slick handball. Too slick for Hill. He left it behind. Half forward ball for the Lions. Zorko tries to burrow in and extract the footy. It's not going to come out, and we'll have a ball up forward 50 for the Lions. They're 7-6. Hawthorn are 15-5. And we've travelled 24 and a half third term.
So 47-point lead for the Hawks.
Good tackle.
And great tackle. He's done for
Robertson again.
Holding the ball and getting up off the top of him. Mitch Robinson.
22-14 in Brisbane's favour tackle count this quarter.
How many for Robinson, Louis?
I reckon he's up to about 7 or 8. Hang on. Mitchy boy now is up to 8.
8 tackles on the hard yakka. So
had 15 2 weeks ago against his old side.
What about Shields? Has had, where is he up to? 4. The biggest one on the ground is Rockcliffe. No surprise. 11 tackles to go with his 32.
G. Hanley, he puts Brisbane deep. Christensen, almost Falcon Birchall by the looks of it, suckling under some heat. Did well at a tight spot. Comes out to Gibson, and it's either a mark or a free kick. It's a mark play on. Rockcliffe had to release the handball this way, that way, tried to sell some candy, did Beasley, and the mark is taken inside the forward 50. And Brisbane to go back and have a shot on goal. It's Billy Evans in his 4th game. He's yet to kick a career goal. He is lining up, not much angle, 35 out.
Enjoyed Zorko's work there because played on quickly. Said, right, I'm not going to have a shot at goal. I'll look in board, and they went in again. Umpires have tightened up on that short kicking board. It's going to be at least 15, if not 20 these days to get away with that.
So Evans hangs it out, comes back, not enough. Still goalless at this level. 49 Brisbane, 95 Hawthorn on the Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard. Third quarter, we've played nearly 26 minutes.
Didn't like it, the 182 game Swan.
Oh, he's just going to kick through it there with a breeze. Snap, looked like one of yours when you snuck down.
Not often, Louis. Red time now here at Aurora. Hawks by 46 points, but it's going to come back in.
How many did you get all up?
Not many.
Just trying to check.
That's all right. I like it, Louis. You're inquisitive. Freeman with the footy, 60 from home. Got the wind at his back. Just dumps it high. One for the high flyers. Adcock front and square. Gets ripped down by Stratton in a good tackle. Birchall in there also. And they'll toss it back up for Bob Jane T-Marts. Chris Rowbottom.
Justin Clark has been subbed out of the game for Brisbane. Liam Dawson enters the game.
So we'll have it tossed up. Ball spills down. Working hard as Lewis. They jump on him. What are Lewis's numbers for this quarter, Louis, on the Hard Yakka Stats computer?
He's only had the 3.
Yeah, haven't seen a lot of him this term.
Been awfully quiet. And of course, Smith subbed out just the 2, but that's more a protection and a rest thing. I think that's just rotation strategy. He's playing a great game, Isaac Smith was.
47-point lead to the Hawks. It's bustled out of play again as time ticks away. Bit under 3 minutes left in the quarter on the commander clock.
Getting back to the goals, the reason I can talk with such, I suppose, expertise is I saw a lot of pluggers. I was up close and personal for a lot of those 1,300.
You got a good look at them, Louis?
Oh, I did. Great technique.
46 points, the diff, the reigning premiers. Just doing it on the bit so far. So free kick will go. It's an half back to Hale.
They'd like another one here just to finish things off.
Just holds it up. What have we got? 2.5 to play in the third term. Hawthorn 95, Brisbane 49. Disputed ball, half back for the Hawks. Lewis burrows in, pinballing around. Hartung picks it up, puts it out on the full. Right over the interchange gates. So it'll be a free kick going the way of Sammy Mays. What are his hard yakkers?
Sammy?
Just quickly.
Louis? Sammy Mays.
Haven't seen enough of him, I don't think.
Just the 10 and the one behind.
For a running link player, him, Rich. I know Buick's not playing this afternoon, but he's another.
Yeah, they don't carry the footy enough. Do Hawthorn deliberately kick high into the wind? Backing the fact that they play down here more often than not, they'll judge the footy better. I reckon I've seen it 5 or 6 times now. With nothing on, they go, right, we'll just kick it really high because we read it best.
Maybe, Louis. That's why you're sitting in that chair and not me. They share it across half-back the Lions. It finishes on the outer side with Beasley. They run Cutlers there. Louis Taylor also drops the handball receive. Has to go back and get it. They just try to cut off the corridor.
First kick of the day for Louis Taylor, 7 handballs.
There it is. Back into Pierce Hanley. Nearly gets run down. Goes inside and marking is Josh Green. 45 from home, River End.
He's burst onto the scene without that pre-season, and there was a knock on him earlier this year. Let him get it because he can't hurt you. He just chips and moves around and just bunts it around. Today has had no real impact. It's going to be a big year of footy for him and a few of his teammates next year. You've got to be able to take that next step if Brisbane are going to sort of find their way out of this rut.
Local boy, Tasmanian product from 50 from home. He knows this ground well and he's just pulled it. So it'll be a minor score. Lions 7-7-49. Hawthorn a 15-5-95. Triple M Bunnings Warehouse score.
4-1 plays 2-2 this term. The Lions inside 50 count on that is 12 in the Lions' favour to 8. So they've had a few chances, just not been able to put it on the scoreboard.
So they've had the breeze, of course, in this quarter as well. They had a 17-point lead at quarter time. 34 points. It was the Hawks' lead at half time, and it's out to 45 points as it goes inside Brisbane's 50. But Lewis, the cool, calm, experienced head, and he gets it short to Lake. Inside the last minute of play in this quarter on the commander clock. Lake, he tried to take the man on the mark on, and he's been asked to throw it in. That would have been very close to a free kick for Adcock.
He's never boring, is he, Bryant?
He just tried to take him on like a second rower did.
They were trying to steady things down, and then he does that.
Ball spills out. Here is Roughhead.
Smother.
Lewis kicked it straight into his backside. Ball spills out. Birchall at the defensive 50 through that. Yeah. No free kick. It is a free kick. The other umpire saw it.
Yeah, good decision. Lions need one late, just for effort.
So Beasley with the footy. He's going to have to kick from outside 50.
Hasn't got one yet either in his 5 games.
He just sets it up. Disciplined thing. Kicks it to the hot spot. Louis doesn't like it. He would have gone for goal. Spills to Chris. It's a good tackle from Duray. Brings him down. Green runs in. A little dribbling goal. I'm not sure if I'd be pumping the fist, Joshy Green. But he gets his first for the afternoon. 8-8-56 Brisbane. 15-5-95 the Hawks on the Triple M Bunnings Warehouse scoreboard.
Chemist Warehouse. The kick, as you said, discipline. Snap to the top of the square. And Christensen did really well. Duray close, super hard, ball spills out, Green on the spot, nice opportunistic goal, but it's good closing speed by Duray. They just had weight of numbers and something against the wreckage there for the Lions to give them hope, but it's going to be a long 30 minutes, I think, because this breeze is not getting any lighter, Yater. And we know what the Hawks are like. When they like to finish off down here, they can just click.
They've got the wind at the tail, the Hawks, in the final term, and that's only a couple of seconds away. It is a big lead that the Hawks had, just been trimmed a shade. We're back to a 39-point margin to the Hawks, and there's the siren. 3/4 time. It is the Hawks by 39 points as we go around the grounds for the TAC. The other game, we've got the Giants and the Blues. Louis?
Right, it is the Giants big time now by 63 points. We played 17 minutes in the final term, and they lead at 16-12, 108 to the Blues, 6-9. 45. So another dark day for the Blues, and Brendan Bolton will be watching that one somewhere thinking, sheesh, what have I done?
So we're at the final change here in Tasmania at Aurora Stadium. The Hawks, they're going to turn 39 points in front. We've got a quarter to come for McDonald's Triple M Rocks Football.
This quarter was brought to you by Bunnings Warehouse, where lowest prices are just the beginning.
For McDonald's Sharon football offer, Triple M Rocks Football.
Every weekday morning from 6, Triple M's Hot Breakfast brings you the news from your town.
I'm sure the rest of the world must look at Australia and say, how do you let people out into society we know are going to reoffend?
And around the world.
More shocking news, another murder in America.
Getting deep into the big issues.
Give us a call if you had the squirts.
Okay. I knew we couldn't be serious for too long. Triple M's Hot Breakfast, Everything Melbourne, returns Monday from 6.
Chemist Warehouse, where all the big brand fragrances live this Father's Day.
Installery, Installery, Installery.
Well, the hottest of hot party you've ever seen. Ream comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on.
Ask your plumber about the benefits of Ream's new stainless steel water heaters.
Install a Ream. Install a Ream.
Accept nothing less than Australia's best.
Cars pass by in the rain, one blurry shape after another. In the first car is Raj, who always brings in the bins for his elderly neighbour. Behind Raj is Mavis, a schoolteacher who never forgets a student's name. And behind Mavis is John, who snores like a pug, but whose wife can't sleep without him. There's no one someone won't miss. That's why we need to end road trauma forever. Find out more at towardszero.vic.gov.au.
We all love that footy season has started, but that doesn't mean hay fever season has come to an end. Don't let your hay fever and allergies ruin the big game. Claritine provides rapid 24-hour relief from hay fever and allergy symptoms, helping you keep as alert and focused as someone without allergies. So live Claritine clear this footy season. And right now, exclusive to Chemist Warehouse, Claritine 75-pack is just $29.99. Chemist Warehouse. Lowest prices guaranteed. Always read the label. Use only as directed. If symptoms persist, see your healthcare professional.
In 2015, the Triple M Bendix Breaks Call team rocks football. Crown Bet, the game just changed. This footy season, if you're placing a bet, remember, always gamble responsibly. Holden, the special edition Holden Commodore Storm is back. Stay calm. See your Holden dealer today. Bob Jane T-Marts, the tyre and wheel specialist. Bob Jane T-Marts. We won't be beaten on price. In 2015, Triple M rocks football.
The original voice of Skid Row, Sebastian Bach, performs all the Skid Row classics and his solo anthems. Friday 25th of September at the Forum Theatre. Don't miss Sebastian Bach live in concert. Get your Sebastian Bach tickets now from Ticketmaster or the Forum Theatre.
In April and May 2015, the Netflix Speed Index rated TPG #1 in Australia. You should consider TPG's amazing bundle deal. Get unlimited data with home phone line rental, all for just $59.99 a month. Yep, unlimited data with home phone line rental for $59.99 a month.
TPG.
Min price $479.89 includes $20 prepayment and $99.95 setup and a 6-month contract. For coverage and terms, see website.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
For McDonald's Sharon Football offer, Triple M rocks football.
This quarter is brought to you by Kubota Excavators. Digging a trench or moving a mountain. Give the blokes on site a masterclass in your Kubota excavator. Kubota, Masters of Engineering.
Three-quarter time here in Tasmania, Aurora Stadium. The Hawks out by 39 points. It was Brisbane by 17 points at quarter time. The Hawks by 34 at half time. 39 points at three-quarter time. Let's get some Triple M hard yakka stats. Here's Dale Lewis.
Thanks, Yoda. They hung on strong there, the Lions, in the end. Scoreline for the quarter read 3-2 Brisbane to Hawthorn 4-1. The better of the last 10 minutes. Found some footy. Got themselves involved. Inside 50 count was 14-10, just couldn't capitalise on the breeze. Their ball movement was not great. That's the one thing with their patterns. They're a little slow, and then they're either bombing long to the +1 of Hawthorn. Just some ball winners. Rockcliffe got back on it, then he had 9. Mitchie Robinson had a great quarter with a goal and 8, and flicking it over for the Hawks. Burgoyne with 11, Shields again with 10, and Joshy Gibson just controlling the game and half-back with 9 hard yakkers.
For Bob Jane T-Marts, here's Chris Rowbottom.
Well, it hasn't got any warmer down here, boys. Still pretty cold, and that breeze has remained pretty consistent all day. It's still pretty stiff towards the river end. Just recapping the subs, boys. Liam Dawson is in for the Lions. Justin Clark is out. Billy Hartine has been activated for the Hawks. Isaac Smith is having a spell.
Been a pretty commanding performance since quarter time, Louis. 15-5, plays 8-8 as we await a restart for the final term here. 39 points the diff.
Well, you're never going to be that worried, Alistair Clarkson, even at quarter time after they jumped out, but you would have been pleased with 9 goals in the second quarter. And even then, against a strong breeze, to be able to hang tough and set yourselves up for a nice last quarter here.
Thanks to McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy. Home side lead by 39 points and we're underway. Good bounce too. McAvoy just taps it to 9 o'clock. That's Lewis under the ball, trying to just hack it out. McAvoy goes back in. Robertson another tackle. And we'll get a ball up next door to the centre circle.
So Brisbane here for Justin Lepage. Effort not to get blown away. You got to put your hand on the body, make a contest here, make the Hawks work for it.
Bruce, quick give, Langford, high ball, Hill tracking it. Look at him go now. Just wanting the bounce. It doesn't sit for him. Green comes in, puts the pressure on. Hill, good tackle on Green. And brought down at half forward, out of side for the Hawks. We await a stoppage. Another bounce. 95 plays 56, early stages, final term. Green, a little low ball, hacking ball, tries to clear with boundary line, will win. No, it won't. Gibson comes up and wins now. Ball out of play, out of side, and they'll toss it back in. 15-5, plays 8-8, early stages, final term.
Sometimes when you put it like this, you've got 5 quarters of footy left. Doesn't sound like a lot, but they can make an assessment on you in 5 snap very quickly, and that's what's going to happen at Brisbane in a minute. So I would suggest this one is something that most boys out there need to be working hard at.
So 39-point lead to the Hawks. The ball goes up towards the attacking 50 for them. Frawley wrapped up his opponent, Andrews, and the umpire rushing in will have a ball up.
Now, it's only a little thing, but again, Hawthorn, the ability to hold it up, not let it get free to get out, so you get the repeat effort inside 50 and you build your pressure.
So a few players around this contest, and they clear through Zorko, Brisbane, or they attempt to. Adcock was trying to get there. It's a 3-on-1. Coming through was Burgoyne. Got the handball to Hartung. Gee, Roughhead had slick hands then. Howe got rid of it. Burgoyne again. Couldn't take clean possession. Zorko took him on. An advantage free kick. It was a high one. Got it to Freeman via hand. Back to Zorko, who kept running. Delivers down the line to Christensen, but he's got no one to go to. Zorko's putting on the afterburners. Christensen runs. Hartung. He closes the space, and Christensen kicks straight into him, and it's out of play. And Billy Hartung able to come on and corral, and we'll have it thrown in 50 around from the Brizzy goal.
You're a bit stiff if you're Christensen. There's only one bloke that's going to chase you down there other than Cyril, and that's Hartung. With the tank that he's got and the speed, you look up and you think anybody but him, please.
Coming on the sub, Brisbane.
Fresh.
Rich, quick give, releases, Cutler out the back, they come back. Zorko with the footy in his hands again, 60 from home, a little chipping ball into the pocket, and reading it best was Duray. Just used the body well on Christensen, and Mark's in the back pocket, commentary side. The Hawks lead by 39 points. He dumps it long down the line. McAvoy's in the box seat and doesn't let him down. They run for him now. Here's Cyril through the middle, links up with Hill. They're on the outer side. Hill looks up, just dumps it inside forward 50. Gunston loses his man. Comes back full-chested and hugs it to it. Marks 40 out directly in front, River End.
Such a good kick. They had options everywhere, but what he did, just sat it up and gave Gunston the option of either working off his man or just coming back to the footy. The high kick, again, into the breeze, with the breeze this time, but able Gunston just to come back to it. Didn't over-kick it. Gave him a little drop zone of 10 metres, and he'll go back and have a shot for his 4th.
Just knowing where the kicker was going to place the footy. Chemistry between the two. Gunston with the footy. Kick 3 in the second term to turn this game on its ear. And he's got 4 in his 100th. Kick 6 back in round 17 in the win over Carlton. That's his best result so far for the season. He's got 4 this afternoon, and Hawthorn have got 16. 16-5-101. Brisbane Lions 8-8-56. Triple M Kubota Excavator's scoreboard, and nothing buries the competition, Louis.
Yeah,
like a Kubota Excavator.
I do. I love them. They go really, really well. Kick could have gone over the top or short, and it was short, and they just read it best. He got all the time in the world. He's a class forward. Eyes for the footy. Defenders' eyes on him. Didn't know where it was. I love the way Cyril and Bradley Hill combined in the middle as well. Good speed. They got out of there fast. The spread. It's a real challenge now for Brisbane to hang on, because the Hawks machine's just going to go up a notch, and they're going to have to play tough footy.
For McDonald's, Triple M rocks football, and ball out of the middle. It's a 45-point lead to the Hawks. Gee, a few of them collide there. Hale spilled. Robinson was down. Lewis came through. He was tackled unfairly. And in the back, free kick going Lewis's way. He's backward of centre. No Mitchell. He was a late withdrawal today. Hodge, of course, out. Suspended. No Puopolo in this side. Good tackle. That was by Dawson, the youngster. Oh, no, he's been paid against him for a leg.
Yeah, he needed a sense of humour there. He tried to beat him 3 ways of Sunday, and then he slipped down. Should have given him a free kick for holding the footy.
So Roughhead, the recipient to Cyril. Inboard ball, Howe. Handball over the top. Gibson running hard from behind. He's going to go with a little short one over the top. And Hartung, 60 from home.
Just assesses. no real hurry to move this on, is he, Billy? Come on as the sub. He just dumps it to the goal square. Martin front, Cutler, hands were slick. That was clever. Louis Taylor went with a little low ball from the back pocket, and he finds the wizard in Zorko. So Zorko marks still in defensive 50. Commentary side, Wynn holds up. They'll fly, no one can mark. Front and square, that was Howe. Tries to release the footy to Gibson. He does. Good smother from Christensen. Disputed ball, caught high. I think that was Andrews. I'll wait till he gets up. It was, and Andrews will take the free kick right half back.
Got to look at where the two clubs are at then. Hawthorn worked in tandem all day with Lake and Co, where they hold a man down. Freeman there, McStay. Freeman could have just bodied his man and hung him down as McStay came over the top, but they both jumped at the footy. And enough communication and enough sort of familiarity playing together, been able to work as one.
Dale Lewis there on Triple M footy this afternoon. Taylor for Brisbane, getting it down the line. Gee, he was just out-bustled there, Freeman, a little too easily in that contest by Lake. It's out of play. Centre wing right in front of us will have it thrown in. The Hawks with a 45-point lead. Triple M Kubota Excavators scoreboard.
But then you see Brian, who just does what Brian does best and finds body early, so no one gets a jump at the footy.
Yeah, always takes space, doesn't he?
Oh, jeez.
Throw in.
What's going on here?
Centre wing, Martin will take the free kick. That could have gone either way.
It's WWE.
Yeah, in a wrestling, in the ruck contest. Hale will take the free kick, broadcast side.
The bad thing there, Martin's just stronger. That's all he was.
Yep, and he won the battle.
Yeah.
But the free kick went to the other.
Yeah, bizarre.
So Hale will take the free kick, 45 points, the diff to the home side. It goes up to the 100-gamer in Gunston. He marks just forward of centre wing, broadcast side. He wants the corridor. No, he fakes to go into the corridor. Gibson one way, then the other. Always going to go onto his left. Now he puts it inside 50 towards the boundary line. Good defensive spool from Cutler. And McAvoy's a little bit worse for wear in that contest. Ball out of play. So they'll toss it back in. 50 from home. 45 points to the back-to-back premiers. Martin works his way in front. Good tap down. Brewster swoop on it. That's dangerous. Hale goes back in for a lick. Martin stood up. He's done well this afternoon. Not his best kick. He was chopping at it right against the line. Good defensive spoil from Gibson. And they'll toss it back in about 80 from home.
How many career spoils would Josh Gibson have had?
Plenty.
He's been very good today, Louis.
Certainly has.
He's been able to just find himself in the exact right spots. He hasn't really played on anyone. He's just zoomed around and done what he likes, but he's been effective. 45-point lead to the Hawks. Ball spills down, and aggressive attack there by the youngster Sam Mays, 21-year-old, but a free kick going the Hawks' way. And it's either going to go to Roughhead, I think. Yeah, he's the man to get it. And he's about 60 from home with the breeze at his tail. Rough.
No one in the goal square, Rough.
I think he fancies himself. Oh. No, he's just going to put it right to the spot. Sicily will fly. Couldn't drag it down. Handball from Andrews to Zorko. And they link up. There's a bit of run. Dawson, he's deep in the back pocket for Brisbane. He goes over the top. Mays just couldn't get on the end of it. Hard tongue with him.
Well
Did
well.
well.
Fell
out
over
hustled, out bustled. And the inside 50 ball finds Lewis.
Lewis just marks, just holds it up. I think he's just been told to have a shot. Sammy Mays on that outside, Louis, just fell over, was pushed out of the way far too easily, didn't hold his feet.
Just needed to find boundary.
Yeah.
Just walk it over. He had 3 to beat. He was never going to get out of there alive, so just get it over the line.
Lewis with the footy, averaging 30 disposals, and he just does that dinky little kick and hits Hale on the chest, 30 out directly in front, as easy as you like.
You've got to be awake to that. Jordan Lewis is the consummate team man and will give off every single time, even when in range from there, because it wasn't a certainty. Hale, second forward in. The kick was probably meant for Bruce, but it went into the spot. First to react again, garden space.
Yep.
Brisbane just let themselves down when they think they can drop off in concentration and have a spell. Just go and find your man. Get on him.
Ex-Roo with the footy. Hasn't kicked one yet this afternoon. From 30 out, directly in front. Dave Hale fires at goal and they get around him. I suggest you get over to Jordan Lewis and give him a pat on the behind as well. 17 goals, 5, 107 the Hawks. 8-8-56 Brisbane Lions, Triple M Kubota Excavator scoreboard.
12 hard yackers, the 1 goal, and we know how hotly contested the ruck position is at the Hawks with Big Boy McAvoy and Jonathan Segler. Seem to have a rotation system happening, so Hale will be happy he's found the scoreboard. because he is a forward come ruckman.
They need to do that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Each game needs to kick that 1 or 2.
And because he can bob up in the big ones. Can play really good games of footy up forward, so that's his trick. He needs to keep presenting it.
For McDonald's, Triple M rocks football, and it's a 52-point lead to the Hawks. And the Triple M Kubota Excavators scoreboard, a bit over 10 minutes in, final term, Brisbane. After starting really well, and that man Rockcliffe started on fire. He had, I think it was up, was it 15 in the first quarter?
17
in the first quarter, Rockcliffe, and then Langford went straight to him. He quietened Rockcliffe.
If he can be quiet with 37.
He quietened the whole team. He had 20 in the last 3 quarters or 2.5 quarters as they try and clear. He certainly hadn't been as effective at bringing his teammates into the game as he was early on, and I guess, Louis, because they're not really running past either. A few of his teammates who were getting the outside handball and gave him that 17-point lead in the first quarter.
He only had a lazy 8 in the second, so he really dropped off work rate.
So now Hartung.
He's one of those players, yeah, you're absolutely right. Collects a lot of footy, doesn't really hurt you.
So he's got the footy, the sub. Down the line, Hartung, a little over the top. Brioli, and he's been paid the mark.
That's better.
That's a nice long ball in. Sicily not sure where to go here. Ball spills down, arm chop, free kick, Brisbane.
You're right, Yada. The second gamer completely lost whether he should be launching at the footy or being front and square.
That was the 19-year-old Dawson come on as the sub, and that's a low ball. That's clever to Mays. So they move the footy to the outer side, and he goes up the line, and Merritt doesn't let him down. Mark's full-chested, called the play on now. Goes off his line, so he just chips the ball further afield, and marking the footy there was Andrews. So he awaits now. No real movement up forward.
None at all, Snap.
He's
None.
forced to just drop it down the line. They fly from everywhere. No one can mark a fisting ball out of play. Just backward of centre wing. Hawthorn side of centre wing out of side. 51 points the diff. The crowd this afternoon, Louis, just a little less than probably expected.
Yeah, not overly great, Snap. They're 11,731 on a very overcast Launceston day.
As Birchall gets brought down in a tackle and the logo out of side. It started brightly for Brisbane, 4-2-26 in the first term, leading by 17 points at quarter time for the TAC round the grounds. Collingwood by 48 Friday night. What's happening in Sydney, Louis?
Well, it is full time, and it is the Giants in a big way. 2012-132. They've beaten the Blues by 81 points, 7-9-51.
More misery for the Blues. A lot to do for Brendan Bolton. Play on's the call. Hawthorn are going to steal it. Will Langford's going to gallop away. Runs to about 60 from home. Rough head. Ruffy marks a cute angle. 35 from home at the river end.
It was good play by Langford because he had Rioli screaming for it, but he saw the long option in rough and he said, right, I'll back myself in with my skills to hit him, and found him nicely.
Just does everything right, doesn't he? Arguably the most versatile player in the game. Bagged 7 in round 3, 5 in round 16, 2-2 last week, and he's got 3 this afternoon. Well, great to see him back. Been back a few games now. Hawthorn just in a canter at the moment. 18-5-113. Brisbane 8-8-56. Triple M Kubota Excavator scoreboard, and nothing buries the competition like a Kubota excavator.
Yeah, or a Jared Ruffhead. 3 goals, 24 hard yakkers, 6 contested, 3 clearances, just so versatile. Hasn't done any work in the ruck today. He's played ruck rover on occasion. They're these big numbers for a big man that spends a lot of time inside the 50 arc.
Him and Gunston, they can do it anywhere. Get ball in the defensive 50, get it in the middle, get it forward, kick goals.
Well, they're not one-trick ponies. Unlike a cloak, and if they're not clunking it, they go and find it another way, which is great.
For McDonald's, Triple M rocks football. What about the man that got it to him, Langford Louis, who's in there contesting this one at the moment? He had such a big impact on that big last day last year, and he's out of the middle again. Got it to Lewis. Gets him up to half forward. It bounces and rolls out of play, but he's been good back into the side today.
13 hard yankers, 7 tackles, bit of grunt work, spent some time. He was the one that cooled down Rockcliffe in that second term, so versatile, and like last year, he was their September star.
Not bad after missing 7 weeks, Yoda.
He'll build beautifully next week into the big time as the handball from Hartung. Gibson puts him right in that spot. Big boys down there. Takes it. He had the front posse. He stretched and he clunked it. And he'll go back Ruffy just telling him where to kick it by the looks of things.
Not a bad judge, you know.
45-degree angle. The rough knows this ground very well. He had a whisper as he walked past the big boy McAvoy. So the former Saint. 45-degree angle, going to the river end. And the kick hangs out right. It swings back.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jared, he says, as he gives him a high five.
Yep.
And he's got one, the big fella. And the Hawks are really pushing it out now. 19 goals, 5. So they kicked 1-3 in the first quarter. They've added 18 goals, 2 since that position on the Triple M Kubota Excavator scoreboard. So accuracy in these breezy conditions, Louis, has been exceptional.
4 straight in the last quarter to no score as well. It's just continually the scoreboard pressure. They don't let up on you, the Hawks, when they're on. So hard to get back, especially in tight games of footy. Clarko will be loving the fact they're converting so well.
Now, Louis, we're tight for time when we get out of this one because we're going straight to North Melbourne Bulldogs. The leaders for Hard Yakka, please, at this stage.
Righto, Liam Shields, 30, leads the Hawks. Jordan Lewis, 27. The Rough with 25 and 3. Burgoyne, 24. Bradley Hill, 23. For the Brisbane Lions, Rockcliffe 38, Zorko 26, Robinson 23, Stephen Martin 20.
63 points the diff here as Brisbane get it forward. Adcock on the ground, tries to get his slipper to it, no luck. Burgoyne coming in to lend a hand. McGuan going the other way, tries to get rid of the tackler. He does. Beasley feeds it backwards. There's a good smother on Evans's kick. Ball pinballing around inside forward 50. Evans goes back in for another lick. Well done. Rich dispossessed of the footy. Rockcliffe, another Hard Yakka. He wants Evans back. He can't get it. Comes to Beasley. That's a clever handball. Mays is inside forward 50 now. Hawthorn put the squeeze on him. And look at Cyril Rioli. Pickpockets him at half back. One bounce on the deck. Looks up and sees Ruffy there. The only one between him and the goals is Merritt. Roughhead crosses 50. Looks up. Doesn't like what he sees, so he has to kick with a low ball towards goal. It was a little bit ambitious. And Piers Hanley will see it across the line for a minor score. 19-6, 120 Hawthorn, 88-56 Brisbane Lions, Triple M Kubota Excavator scoreboard.
We got a 50 metre here, but he did everything right, Ruff. Looked in, convinced everyone he wanted to share it, and then went with the trick shot. It didn't come off. I don't think Clarko will be too worried because Ruff's been up and about with his 3 and 4 would have been nicer, but just might need to practice those a bit more. Ruff from 50, about 45 out.
What about the 120 metre play from Rioli from half back?
Yeah, he can do that sort of stuff. I see it often, so I don't comment a lot on it.
All right.
But yeah, it was very good.
Thanks, Louis.
So 64-point lead, another 50-metre penalty going the way of Brisbane. So they're basically
actually busy doing the others.
Gone from one end to the other. Of course, they're locked away
in camera, and I'll tell you what, I'm trying to work out those who have really got the job done today. And I'll tell you what, they're wearing stripes.
They've been very good, and the Rough has, that chest mark spill in the first quarter, a few fumbles, and then he really started to hit his straps. The man with the footy is Green. He comes through and kicks his second. He doesn't give the big fist and cheer like he did with his first earlier on. And it's Hawthorn, 19-6, 120. And Brisbane, they move along to 9-8. They are 62 on the Triple M Kubota Excavator scoreboard. Nothing buries the competition like a Kubota Excavator.
You with us, Louis?
I am. I'm just doing some work, boys.
All right.
Just relaxing. Hey, it won't hurt you to have a special comment every now and then.
No, that's all right. It's not my role, but I can fill in for you if you like.
Tell you what you used to tell me when you played down back, you covered 2 or 3 defenders at times. Don't stop now, mate.
Well, especially when you went off kick chasing. 58 points the diff now. 120.
When I was on the big guys, Djakovic and co, it was tough, mate. I had to get out of there before I got embarrassed.
62. We're back in the middle. Dark, overcast. We haven't seen any rain this afternoon, but cold conditions here at Aurora Stadium. Thanks to McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy. 58 points the diff now. Brisbane to escape out of the middle. Louis Taylor went with the left shoe. High ball towards the wing outer side. Piers Hanley falls over. Gunston's going to swoop on it. Received the handball from Hill. Lewis is inside. Running to give clear is Bruce. Bruce goes with a low ball. Rough head. Can't mark. Andrews to mop up. And he's got Zorko through centre half back position for the Lions.
So one of those days, Luke Bruce, he will go goalless again if he's not careful. Just the one behind, of course, scoreless last week against the Power.
So they work it towards centre wing. Big fist by Giray against the big ruckman Martin, and it's out of play. The kick was on its way from Cutler. We'll have it thrown in.
Just seems to do everything right, young Giray, Louis. Defence. Uses the ball pretty well.
Just the effort. Every time he goes into the footy, he's giving it. And what I like about him a lot, he will take the mark, a rebounding mark, as opposed to the fist. On that occasion was a great fist.
Gee, Shields in the contest really strong. He was able to shrug a couple of them off and get the kick away, gain some metres. It's a 58-point lead to the Hawks on the Triple M Kubota Excavators scoreboard. 20 and a half gone, final term here in Tassie. We've got the North Melbourne Bulldogs coming up next.
For the TAC, Collingwood by 48. The Giants by 81 earlier today in Sydney. As Hawthorn just try to backtrack before they go forward. Ball out of play. Just eludes Suckling and Hard Tongue. Come on as the sub.
7 hard yankers, Billy, since coming on.
So they throw it back in. Late stages in this one. We're in red time in the final term. And since quarter time, it's been one-way traffic. We'll have a ball up at half forward for the Hawks. 19-6, 120. 9 goals, 862, of which 4 goals of that 9 came in the first term from Brisbane. High ball towards centre wing. No one can mark. Zorko, front and square, did really well. Releases Louis Taylor with a handball. They line up. Pierce Hanley's there also. Chooses the left side. Errant kick. Poor kick. Hartung, Burgoyne just mopping up, and the architect in Birchall, and he dumps it on the chest of Lewis at halfback.
Gee, works hard, Jordan Lewis. Just continually finds space to be used.
And there's one of those high balls, the tap down from Hale to Bruce. He's going to give a score assist at least anyway. Louis to Roughhead, who gives it to Frawley. Oh, they stuffed it up. Ruff could have had another one. Frawley's got it. Oh, he dropped it, he snapped it, and he's kicked it. He's got 3. And the Hawks, 20 goals, 6, 126. Brisbane, 9-8-62. Triple M Kubota Excavator scoreboard, Louis.
Yeah, the Harlem Globetrotters. You got the basketball background. The old look away from the rough. I mean, sometimes you don't need to be team orientated that much, do you? 3 turned into 4 sounds a lot better than 3 and giving one off.
You certainly weren't, Louis.
Oh, I'm telling you, mate. Hey, you got to get them while you can, Snap. You have to, because you know the bad days and the dark days, they come along, and when they come around, everyone goes, oh, you're doing great job. How many goals you kicked? All of a sudden, you're out.
Not many.
Oh, rough. 2 team orientated there.
20 goals, 6 plays, 9-8 as we approach 23 final term.
Chip Frawley's got 3 goals today in his cameo up forward.
Are you listening? Yada said it about 60 seconds ago.
I was too busy just reminiscing with you, Snap.
All right, Martin with the footy. He'll win it.
You boys okay?
Kicks wide.
No, we never got on that well.
We played golf, Louis.
Yeah, you wore
Comes to Gunston.
And you wore a long sleeve.
Gunston just kicks it inside. Sicily from 45 dumps it over the top. Frawley marks. No. On his bootlaces goes to Ruff. Ruff goes to Harlem Globetrotter stuff.
What is that, Ruff?
Should have bent down and picked it up. He didn't. Minus score. 20 goals, 7, 1, 27. Hawthorn, 9 goals, 8, 62. Brisbane, Triple M, Kubota Excavator scoreboard.
That one wasn't that funny. It was lazy and layerising. So the outside of the foot and the left just had to pick down, turn around and kick it.
So they're working hard through the middle here, Brisbane. Green links up. It's going to end up with Christensen. Got it from Taylor. Handball over the top to Beasley. The bounce didn't sit for him. He's still able to bullock out after it. Christensen, 35 out, taken high. And he's got the free kick. He might just whip around the grounds for the TAC. And the Kangaroos lead it early on there at Etihad Stadium. No, the Bulldogs have hit back. It's 1 point apiece. And Louis, earlier on today, the Giants and the Blues.
The Giants by 80 odd. They've taken my computer away from me.
81.
You're trying to embarrass me now, you boys. Stop it. I've done the Jared Ruffhead, all right? I was layerising. Enough said. Thank you.
Just pull your head in and focus here.
You just call the action, Ace. Come on.
So Christensen, he will go back and have a shot at it straight in front. About 35-40 out. And he's got that wind in his face. It's a high ball. It's hanging. Didn't get the trip.
Oh.
No, is the mark completed? No, play on. It's right in the goal square. McGuan's there. Burgoyne. He picked it up, delivered well by hand. Gunston getting back and lending assistance. Howe's handball sideways is good. Hill under some heat. They're working well with their hands here, the Hawks. And Shields just lost the footy there, did Hill, but they've got numbers around the footy. Gunston gets it to Burgoyne.
Yeah, well done, Jack Gunston. They line up in waves, the Hawks. Gibson, Frawley involved with the forwards push up to help the defenders. They share it, Hartung, and they swap sides. And Birchall will mark. Defensive 50, commentary side. Looks up, just drops it on a dime to Suckling. Suckling wants to go. Zorko Stands the mark, did well, Zorko. Just held him up for a brief second. Looks up and delivers to Lewis at half forward. And Cutler just interfered with Lewis. Jordan Lewis marks centre wing. Commentary side of the grounds. 65 points the diff.
30th hard yakka coming up for Jordan Lewis. He only had 3 there at one stage in that second term, Yoda, so he's just collected the numbers.
Averaging 30 in 2015, along with the absent Sam Mitchell this afternoon. Ball out of play. Half forward for the Hawks. 127 plays 62. They toss it back in. Front and square. That was Rich. Haven't called his name near enough this afternoon. Dribbling ball. He gains about 40 metres for his side.
14 hard yakkas for Daniel Rich, and you're right, Yoda. Just nowhere near enough. Louis Taylor, 14 as well. And just not enough footy out of those boys to be doing something through the mids for Brisbane.
We'll be heading to the Kangaroos-Bulldogs game at Etihad Stadium straight on the end of this one, which sees the Hawks 65 points in front. Rockcliffe.
42.
Wow. He gets it towards the middle of the ground, and he's got Hanley looking up the park. Some hard run being supplied by McGuan. It sits. He tried to brush off Duray, did well. Birchall was able to sort of corral him a little. Christensen, gee, that's a nice tackle, Burgoyne. The ball spills out. Umpire says it was all legal. And McGuan, Burgoyne, gee, he did some bullocking work there. Got it to Birchall, to Hill. And the Hawks away. Smith on the run.
Rough.
Actually, it's Gunston.
Gunston, you can see the back of his boots. He's galloping clear. A little chipping ball. Hale in the van, and he marks. He wants to go quickly. That'll be 50. Merritt had to hold him up. And it's been called 50. Hale be brought to about 35 out directly in front the river end with the wind, Louis.
Oh, rough spewing too. All alone in the pocket. Just wanted Big Sauce to let him go. Would have got an easy chip kick over. But the professional free kick came out, and David Hale now will go back and have a shot for his second goal, and these are much needed for the big man.
With only 2 minutes left in this game on the Commander Phone Systems clock. Hawthorn lead by 65, and Hale with the footy, you would think soon to make it 71. Just the one goal for Dave Hale this afternoon, as Louis mentioned. Louis demanded 2 from him, and he sprayed that one. So margin moves to 66 points, or the Sixers. 128 plays 62. 27.5 gone final term. Triple M Kubota Excavator scoreboard.
Yeah, 5-3 to the one goal in this final term. Inside 50 count, 16-5 in favour of the Hawks.
So the ball to the line, and it's out of play. 50 around from the Hawks goal. We'll be heading to the Bulldogs North Melbourne clash at Etihad Stadium straight on the end of this. The Dogs lead at 2 points to 1 point there. Nearly 8.5 into the first quarter. The TAC, throw in, tap back from Hale.
Hands.
Rough head was slick. Hill, chance here for Shields, who's had a big day out. Back to Hill, squaring ball, looking for Frawley, but the intercept mark has been completed by Dawson. He's deep in defence. He goes sideways, and Hanley at halfback.
Gotta love what they've been able to do, the Hawks post-Buddy. 12 individual goal kickers again today, boys. Just always getting a good spread, and we've seen even last night with Collingwood, if you don't have that big focal target to drag the attention all the time, it's hard to guard against. It's hard to defend snap.
Rockcliffe, correct, Louis, with another ball. He kicks it towards centre wing. Turnover, Birchall, Burgoyne involved again. Steph Martin to put the pressure on. Look at the numbers, get back from the Hawks. Lewis handballs to Hill, and Hill to Hale. Hale at half forward. Turns quickly. He's got the runners running back towards goal, and Rough head will mark.
Got it that time.
55 from home. Looks up. Demands someone to run at him. He wanted Gunston. He couldn't get there. And mark from Cutler at centre halfback. Quick give. Martin under the pump. Rockcliffe with another one. 8:43. Gives it to Zorko, and he just dumps it wide. And marking is Freeman at halfback.
Oh,
so the intercept happens. It was a kick misguided. McAvoy.
A bit long down the line. McStay was out the back of Burgoyne. Just would have took a nice long kick to get there.
Duray, Hill through the middle here. The Hawks. Gibson, and he's going to send them to Sicily. On the end of it, he's been around, shown a little bit today. And worked his way well into space there, Louis.
He did. Presents really well. Come hard at the footy. Got it at the highest point. And you like that. And as you said, been likely today. He's, of course, had that kick in the, what quarter was it? The third quarter, where he almost kicked the ground. Got it off his shin.
Yep.
But, yeah, it looks a bit of a type, actually.
So siren sounds. The Hawks have won it. The margin about to be released.
He's got
Sicily.
one. He's already got one.
He comes in from 46 metres. Kick on the way is swinging back. He's got the job done there. So the Hawks 21 goals 8, 134. They defeat Brisbane 9 goals 8, 62. So a big win, 72 points to the Hawks here in Tasmania. Let's head to Etihad Stadium. 11 minutes into the first quarter. The Bulldogs 2 points, the Kangaroos 1 point. Here's Schwatter, Den, Gaz, Spud, Robbo and the two-man.